the woman before her eyes, had accidentally transmigrated into the novel she had written, and the role she played in the novel was actually that of a female antagonist. The villainous character, Su-yi, was a young city lord, spoiled by her father since childhood. She had swallowed an ancestral spirit stone. This granted her extraordinary divine power as she grew up. With this divine power, Su-yi spent her days bullying and dominating men. Many men became her subjects. But all this changed when Su-yi beat up the female lead, Suruo, and threw her out of the house. The sudden appearance of the male lead, who rescued Suruo, reversed the situation. Su-ye's entire family was slaughtered by the male lead. The spirit stone was forcibly dug out of her body, and her corpse was left on the street. Thinking about the character she now inhabited and its tragic ending, the protagonist trembled in fear. Although it was a novel of her own creation, she couldn't freely change the plot. The male lead killed Su-yi to avenge Suruo. That being the case, from now on, if I just treat Suruo a little better, everything can change. Quickly, come here. Untie Suruo and call for a doctor immediately. A while later, Suruo woke up. Looking at the person who had beaten her up, she angrily said, "Just because I'm an adopted daughter and father intends to groom me, you became jealous and secretly plotted against me. Su-yi, you're not worthy of being the young city lord." Strange, the Suruo I created was supposed to be quite intelligent. Why does she seem a bit slow-witted in reality? But given the current situation, it's best to placate Suruo first. Survival is the priority. Yes, you're right. It's all my fault. Su-ye's sudden change in attitude made Suruo feel a bit lightheaded. Then, "Sister, do you have anything else to teach me? Please, go ahead." Suruo suddenly coughed up blood. Why is this child so temperamental? Su-yi, who had transmigrated into her own novel, went out for a spring outing today. Seeing Su-yi looking somewhat bored, her maid attendant asked, "Young miss, would you like to go to Ingchun Garden and pick a man to show off your prowess?" Hearing this, Su-yi was so frightened she almost lost her composure and fell. A nearby tree broke with just her light touch. She couldn't help but sigh. As the author of this novel, why would I be so bored as to write such a ridiculous setting of innate divine power? Anyway, it's more important to deal with the current situation. Now, there's still 3 months before the male lead appears in the plot. So first, we need to keep Suruo well-fed and comfortable at home, not giving her any chance to go out and meet the male lead. Next, we need to fence off the 100-mile forest in front of the mansion. Without my order, no one can go out, and not even an ant can come in. By isolating the city like this, the male lead will surely never meet Suruo. Just as Su-yi was feeling relieved, suddenly, a figure in red clothing appeared in midair. Su-yi caught him in one swift motion. A handsome man falling from the sky. Who might you be? The man said, "Thank you for saving my life," and then leaned into Su-ye's embrace. The two gazed at each other lovingly. Just as things were about to progress further, Su-yi pushed the handsome man away, saying shyly, "This is moving too fast. Please get down first." The long-haired man posed, looking at Su-yi with loving eyes. At this moment, Su-yi noticed the pattern on the man's face. Red spider lily. Could this be the male lead who will leave my corpse on the street? Look at this long-haired handsome man. Su-yi actually stripped off his upper garment in broad daylight. The reason for doing so was to check his identity through the tattoo pattern on his body. Su-yi confirmed that this man was indeed the male lead from the novel she had created, who would soon take her life. The male lead, Su-ching, possessed extraordinary talent and stunning beauty. His mother was a holy maiden of the snake people, while his father was a once dominant shaman. Unfortunately, Su-ching's parents died when he was 3. At 7, he was exiled from the snake people by the tailless snake. At 9, he was cursed by the shaman elders to face life and death each month. At 11, he was inadvertently brought to the human realm. With his otherworldly face, he caused chaos for 10 years. In 8 more years, he would unify the 7 clans through brutal means and dominate the ancient continent. But according to the novel's plot, the male lead shouldn't appear for another 3 months. Why was he here now? And looking so fragile and sickly. So he didn't care about all that anymore. Just as she was about to leave, the male lead clutched his head and collapsed weakly. Su-yi quickly supported him and asked, "Are you all right? Is it serious?" The male lead kept coughing. Su-yi then checked his pulse and found it so weak it was barely detectable. He was close to death. Fortunately, the Su family specialized in medicine. Su-yi took out an elixir pill and had the male lead take it. After a while, the male lead improved. He said to Su-yi, Benefactor, you've saved me twice now. I don't know how to repay you. Suyi thought for a moment and replied, healing and saving people is a doctor's duty. It was a small effort. I seek no repayment. The male lead then said, I am Su Qing. May I know your name and where you live? I must visit to express my gratitude properly. Thinking about how the male lead would take her life in the future, Suyi hurriedly decided to flee, not wanting any further conversation with him. Seeing this, the male lead grabbed Su Yi as she was about to leave. Pressing close behind her, he said, Benefactor, you haven't told me your name yet. At this moment, Su Yi was extremely nervous. No one knew better than her what kind of person Su Qing was. This demon might have had his life saved, but he would still take her life if displeased. Su Yi quickly broke free, saying, I'm sorry, my name isn't important. It's getting late, I must go. With that, she fled in the blink of an eye, leaving the male lead gazing lovingly at her retreating figure, still sweetly savoring the conversation he just had with Su Yi. Just then, a group of black-clad figures suddenly appeared. The leader said, We apologize for our late arrival, Master. Please forgive us. The male lead asked, Did you find what I wanted? The subordinate replied, Yes. What you seek is with the city lord of Xianyue City. The male lead then ordered his subordinates, If that old fool doesn't hand it over, leave no one alive. Wipe out the entire clan. This woman who had transmigrated into her own novel to avoid having her life taken by the male lead. Su Yi ransacked her quarters, searching for the family heirloom her father had left her. But as luck would have it, the heirloom had already been given as a gift to young Master Chenhuan of Yingchun House. She immediately rushed to Yingchun House, believing that the heirloom might prove useful later. In the blink of an eye, Su Yi arrived at Yingchun House. Without hesitation, she said, Quickly, call young Master Chenhuan out here. The maid, seeing the young city lord arrive again, swiftly summoned young Master Chenhuan to receive her. Learning that the young city lord had asked for him again, Chenhuan excitedly rushed over. Young city lord, it's been so long. I missed you dearly. Su Yi said, The jade pendant I gave you before, do you still have it on you? This question nearly brought the young master to tears. Could it be that the young city lord had someone else in her heart now? Then, Su Yi took out a string of dazzling golden leaves. These treasures are for you to buy your freedom. Now, quickly return the jade pendant to me. Seeing this, the money-loving man immediately agreed. Su Yi successfully retrieved her father's family heirloom. The maid beside her said, Young city lord, today is our shop's quarterly auction. There are many high-quality treasures. Would you like to join in the fun? Su Yi replied, Since I'm already here, why not take a look and broaden my horizons? All right then. Meanwhile, to prevent the female lead Suruo from meeting the male lead, Su Yi arranged for people to send Suruo to serve at the temple. Along the way, Suruo shouted, Your young city lord is just relying on the Han Spirit Stone, abusing her divine power as she pleases. Her words happened to be overheard by someone in another passing carriage. The person sitting in that carriage was none other than the male lead's father. He ordered his subordinates to investigate further. The male lead subordinates successfully obtained the exact location of the city lord's mansion. The male lead then said, You and Fei Chen go to the city lord's mansion to investigate. I have other plans. With that, he got off the carriage. Look at this beautiful man in the cage. He's actually one of the treasures in this auction. Su Yi was shocked at the sight. How did this black-hearted male lead end up here at this time? And as an auction item, no less. Seeing such an otherworldly beauty, people around started bidding. Su Yi thought she must rescue the male lead, or he would surely die. She immediately bid 100,000 gold leaves. The room fell silent. With the auctioneer's final hammer, the beautiful man became Su Ye's property. Su Yi hurried forward, using her divine power to break open the cage. She asked, puzzled, Where did you end up here? The male lead replied, I was passing by and felt dizzy. When I woke up, I found myself here. Su Yi believed that the male lead's internal poison must have flared up again, causing him to end up here. The male lead leaned on Su Yi, looking frail and sickly. This situation couldn't be delayed. Seeing this, Su Yi immediately carried the male lead away. The sickly male lead was brought to a guest room in Yingchun House. Su Yi gently laid him on the bed. The male lead gazed at her lovingly. Their eyes met unexpectedly, making Su Ye's heart flutter. Coming to her senses, Su Yi quickly stood up. What am I thinking? "This is dangerous." She said, "Here, take this pill." Suyi was puzzled. How did he take it without even asking? Is this really the same Yandere male lead who protected humanity in my novel? Strange indeed. After recovering slightly, the male lead said, "Benefactor, you've saved me 3 times now, yet I still don't know your name." Suyi hurriedly replied, "That's not important. If you want to repay me, just stay here and don't move." Seeing that the male lead subordinates were about to arrive, Suyi prepared to leave. But strangely, something in the room made Suyi feel hot all over, and her body felt weak and powerless. She struggled to leave, but the male lead grabbed her hand, saying, "Wait." Suyi's clothes were suddenly pulled open, revealing her shoulder. She then slipped and fell into the male lead's arms. He said, "Benefactor, where are you going?" Suyi realized that the male lead lying before her was incredibly beautiful. This close eye contact inevitably stirred feelings of love. She suddenly wanted to kiss his face. Moreover, the room was filled with an exciting scent. This made Suyi completely unable to resist. They gazed at each other lovingly, their mouths unconsciously drawing closer. But in the end, Suyi managed to control herself. She had almost been bewitched by the demon before her. She dragged her weary body, breaking free from the male lead's grasp. He asked, "Benefactor, where are you going?" Suyi replied, "If you want to repay me, just stay here and don't move. I'll be back soon." After Suyi left, the male lead subordinates arrived. The male lead asked, "How did the investigation go?" The subordinate replied, "From what we've learned from people around, it said that the young city lord Suyi is a person without any cultivation, relying solely on her innate divine power to tyrannize and act recklessly in Shinhua City. If that's the case, then the spirit-containing stone must be on her person. It seems this young city lord is indeed hiding a great treasure." Meanwhile, at the Su City Lord's mansion, Suyi was issuing orders. "Listen up, everyone. Take all the valuable items in the mansion outside immediately and exchange them for silver. In 3 days, you must gather 100,000 gold leaves for me." These words shocked everyone present. They thought, has the young city lord gone mad? Even robbing for 3 days wouldn't gather that much. Suyi, with an indifferent expression, said, "If you can't gather it, I'll sell you all. Figure out yourselves." After arranging everything, Suyi looked pleased. Once she gathered 100,000 gold leaves, she could redeem the male lead and then hide him far away. Everything was going smoothly according to plan. At this moment, Suyi noticed among the many treasures being moved out of the mansion, there was a unique potted plant. According to the novel's setting, plants could form contracts with humans and fight alongside them. The mysterious plant formed a contract with Suyi. It might come in handy to save her life later. Look at this woman. To redeem the male lead, she's selling all the valuable items in the house. What a true spendthrift. After 2 days of scraping together, Suyi only gathered 70,000 gold leaves. Where to find the remaining 30,000? All the valuable items in the city were here. Just as Suyi was at her wit's end, she set her sights on the precious flowers and plants in her father's courtyard. Fortunately, her father appeared just in time, loudly scolding Suyi. "You spendthrift! If I hadn't come back, you'd have sold the entire city lord's mansion. You spend 100,000 gold leaves so easily. Even if we had a mine, it couldn't withstand such extravagance." Suyi put on a pitiful face, acting coy and wronged. Finally, the old man couldn't do anything with her. He tossed Suyi a key, saying, "This opens your mother's dowry chest, along with some betrothal gifts I gave to marry her. It should be worth 30,000. Take it." Suyi immediately burst into tears, vowing never to waste money again. She said she'd save the money for her father's funeral expenses. How unfilial. The old man angrily said, "I want to see what kind of deity you've redeemed with 100,000 gold leaves that has bewitched you so much you're willing to stake the family fortune." Suyi, very embarrassed, said, "Hee, sorry, the 100,000 gold leaves is the price for one night." Hearing this, the old man was so angry he nearly lost his life. Suyi quickly fled the scene. Later, Suyi learned that the key her father gave her was for the old residence in the Imperial city. Even by carriage, it would take a month to get there. There was no way to make it by tomorrow's payment deadline. Desperate, Suyi set her sights on the ancient South Sea wooden table and chairs in her father's courtyard. After a while, she finally gathered the full 100,000 experience points. Suyi strolled along the city moat in high spirits. At this moment, laughter came from a nearby boat. The woman on the boat said, I heard the young city lord has been squandering money again. This time, she even emptied out her family's fortune. Good news never leaves the door, but bad news travels 1,000 miles. A man beside her said, That spendthrift Su Yi, keeping numerous male concubines. Don't even mention her to me. It's truly unlucky. The young city lord, Su Yi, was notorious in Xianyue City as a great villain. She used her divine power to bully men for her own amusement every day. The man on the boat was named Shuelyang. He was one of the many male victims. A few days ago, he was almost snatched away by Su Yi. Because of this, he harbored a deep grudge against her. By the city moat, Su Yi noticed a golden glimmer under the bridge. It looked like an extremely rare healing herb. As fate would have it, the victim Shuelyang, passing by on the boat, spotted Su Yi. Perhaps because Su Yi's makeup today was slightly different from when he last saw her, he didn't recognize her as the young city lord. The two men invited Su Yi to join them. Su Yi immediately agreed, as it was a perfect opportunity to gather the golden herb. The man on the boat asked, I am Yang Xian. May I know the lady's name? When the two men heard that the woman before them was also called Su Yi, they were shocked. You must be from out of town. You see, the young city lord of our Xianyue city is also named Su Yi. Moreover, Su Yi's greatest hobby is snatching men, and she's extremely arrogant and domineering. The people of Xianyue City wouldn't dare to share her name. Su Yi never imagined that her reputation in Xianyue City had become so notorious. The man continued, A few days ago, our Ingshun house was completely burned down in a great fire. No one inside survived. It said that the young city lord had just left before the fire started. This must be her handiwork. Upon hearing this, Su Yi was stunned. She had been so busy raising money these past 2 days that she hadn't paid attention to outside affairs. How could Ingshun house have burned down? If that's the case, doesn't it mean I can save the 100,000 gold leaves? Truly, blessings come while sitting at home. Then the man said, Miss, you keep staring at my brother. Do you find him handsome? Su Yi replied, He's all right. As soon as she finished speaking, the woman beside them stood up and said, TCH, why are you acting so high and mighty? Su Yi then said, You're so angry. Could it be that you have designs on him? Hearing this, the woman was furious. She said, How dare you try to sow discord between my brother and me? Su Yi suddenly moved forward, cornering the woman. In a flash, a golden herb fell into Su Yi's hand. The man beside them said, I never thought such a rare golden herb would appear here. Then Su Yi asked the boatman to stop and dock. As Su Yi was about to disembark, the woman blocked her. She said, You can't leave. Hand over that golden herb. The young city lord, Su Yi, was ready to fight the woman on the boat over a single golden herb. The woman said, If you hadn't been on our boat, you wouldn't have gotten this golden herb. Hand it over now. As soon as she finished speaking, the woman pulled out a whip and lashed it towards Su Yi. Seeing this, Su Yi grabbed the whip and said, Even without your boat, this golden herb would still be mine. She tugged slightly, and the woman was pulled to her side. Then a large foot came flying. Su Yi kicked the woman into the river. The man beside them hurriedly pulled the woman ashore. I never thought Miss Su would have such a fiery temper. Su Yi said, Whether my temper is fiery or not, you should all know very well. Miss, what do you mean by that? Su Yi said, Shuelyang, direct descendant of the Shui family, one of the 4 great families of the Imperial city. I'll remember you. The man was shocked. How did she know his identity? At that moment, a maid came running in a hurry, saying, Young city lord, something terrible has happened at home. You must return quickly. Upon hearing the title, Young City Lord, the 3 people nearby were stunned with fear. Someone has come to the young city lord's home, demanding the Milieu formula. But the old master refuses to give it. The visitor seems intent on taking it by force. Su Yi was startled upon hearing this. The Milieu formula? Could it be the male lead? Su Qing, I'll go back and check. I just sold my father's antique wooden furniture set. Find some people to redeem it. Soon after, Su Yi returned to the city lord's mansion. She inadvertently sensed that the atmosphere in the mansion was different from usual. She didn't think much of it, assuming it might be her imagination. As she walked into the courtyard, Su Yi heard a series of coughs. She peered through the main gate to observe secretly. It was indeed as she thought. The one who had come was the male lead. The male lead said, "City Lord Su, why must it be this way? It's just a formula. How can it be more important than a human life?" The old master laughed loudly. "You think any random person can come here, threaten me a bit, and I'll hand over our ancestral secret formula? You pretty boy, you're underestimating me, the city lord of Xianwei City." The male lead, Su Qing, was willing to harm Su Ye's father for a mere formula. Seeing the enraged male lead capable of anything, Su Yi hurriedly appeared to stop him. "Wait a moment." Seeing Su Yi appear, the male lead said, "Benefactor, why are you here?" The old master was shocked. "You two know each other?" Then, Su Yi walked to the male lead's side and skillfully took out a pill. "Quickly, take this. How do you feel? Better?" This angered the old master. "You girl, how dare you give away our Su family's precious medicine as if it were worthless?" The male lead subordinate looked bewildered. Why did the master take something from her without question? And why did he call this woman his benefactor? Then, the male lead asked, "Benefactor, why did you leave me alone in bed that day?" "I waited, but you didn't return." "Where did you go?" Su Yi, feeling slightly embarrassed, quickly replied, "I had some business to attend to that day." "What brings you to the city lord's mansion today?" Su Yi felt uneasy. Could he be here to extract the spirit stone from her body? The male lead then said, "I heard that City Lord Su possesses an ancestral remedy that can alleviate symptoms when the poison acts up. I came today to request this formula. But now I have another matter. I want to ask, benefactor, who exactly are you?" Su Yi realized her identity was about to be exposed. Since it was inevitable, she might as well tell him now. "I am a young city lord of Xianwei City, Su Yi." Now the male lead knew. The benefactor who had saved him multiple times was the young city lord with the cold spirit stone in her body. Seeing her life in danger, Su Yi had no choice but to beg the old master to sell the ancestral milieu formula to the male lead. She wanted to use this opportunity to send the male lead away quickly. But the old master was furious and refused to hand over the formula. He berated Su Yi, "To satisfy your own desires, you're willing to sell off our family's ancestral treasures? That's the foundation of the Su family. You're simply blinded by lust." After being scolded like this by the old master, Su Yi didn't know what to do. The male lead beside her, however, remained exceptionally calm. He said, "Shameless old man." Suddenly, there was a commotion outside the door. A large group of people appeared outside the courtyard. The man leading them said, "Blood Frostgate is here on business." Who were these unexpected visitors? To save her life, young City Lord Su Yi was even willing to sell her family's ancestral secret medicine. Bloodfrost Gate arrived with an imposing presence. The leader said, "This subordinate arrived late. Please forgive us, Gate Master." Seeing this, the old master said, "I didn't expect you to be from Bloodfrost Gate, young man. Are you planning to use force against me?" The male lead slightly propped himself up. Speaking in a very innocent tone, he said, "Benefactor, I think they've mistaken me for someone else. I don't know these people at all." Su Yi, being the author of this novel, naturally knew that the male lead was the master of Bloodfrost Gate, the most powerful assassin organization. But now, to save her life, Su Yi had to hurriedly say, "You want the secret milieu formula, right? I'll sell it to you. Just make these people withdraw first." The subordinates exchanged glances upon hearing this. The leading man quickly said, "Sorry, we've disturbed you. We came to the wrong place." As soon as he finished speaking, the group of people swiftly retreated from the area. Then the male lead said, "Now do you believe me, benefactor?" Su Yi said, "Since father refuses to sell the formula, I'll give you this bottle of medicine. It's enough for you to use for a while. When you run out, come find me again." The male lead said, "Such precious medicine, and Miss Su is willing to part with it?" Su Yi leaned close to the male lead and whispered, "The milieu formula is our Su family's ancestral secret. It's also the foundation of our standing in the alchemy world and my father's lifeline. But when I inherit the position of family head, I'll give it directly to you." Upon hearing this, the male lead felt slightly embarrassed and asked, "Why are you so kind to me?" Su Yi said shyly, "Because I've never seen such a handsome man before. I tend to lose my senses a bit when faced with beauty." Then Su Yi and the male lead walked to the outskirts of the city. As the old master was urgently looking for her, Su Yi quickly said, "I have matters to attend to, so I can't see you off." The male lead looked at Su Yi and couldn't help but marvel. What a strange woman. If she were afraid of me, she wouldn't have saved me multiple times. If she were after my looks, she wouldn't have done nothing after saving me. It's truly puzzling. At this moment, a subordinate asked, "Master, do we still want the milieu formula and the spirit-containing stone?" The male lead looked at the medicine bottle in front of him and calmly said, "No rush. We have plenty of time." Meanwhile, inside the city lord's mansion, the old master could be heard shouting loudly, "What on earth have you done?" The old master was tightly bound by plants, swaying back and forth. Seeing this, Suyi quickly said, "Golden Crow, that's my father. Quickly release him." The old master, dazed from the swaying, said, "You unfilial child, always showing off and framing your father. I think you're after my life." Suyi said, "How could I dare to be so brazen?" The old master angrily replied, "I think you dare very much. Come with me to the study." To protect the Su family from being massacred by the male lead, young City Lord Su had to beg her father to make an exception and sell the ancestral secret formula to the male lead. She had no choice but to ask her father to make an exception and sell the ancestral secret formula to the male lead. Suyi frankly said, "Father, that man just now was indeed the master of Blood Frostgate." Upon hearing this, the old master was shocked. Suyi continued, "I suggested selling the milieu formula to protect the Su family. I'm not after his looks as you thought." Hearing this, the old master was very pleased and said, "It seems your frequent visits to Ingshun House weren't entirely useless. You broadened your horizons." Then Suyi pleaded with the old master, "Father, I want to learn alchemy. After deep reflection these past 2 days, I understand the importance of the family. I want to excel in the art of alchemy and inherit the glory of the Su family." Upon hearing this, the old master was immediately moved to tears. "Child, you've finally grown up. Your mother's spirit in heaven should be comforted now." But Suyi was now making her own little calculations. The curse on the male lead required 7 herbs to be broken. If she could make the antidote, the male lead should no longer be fixated on the cold spirit stone inside her body. After a short while, the old master took out a golden box and handed it to Suyi. The old master said that inside the box was the milieu formula. Suyi said in disbelief, "Father, you're just giving me the milieu formula like this?" The old master said, "Seeing your performance today, I feel at ease in trusting this family heirloom to you. Besides, you've already formed a contract with plants, haven't you? I knew you had this talent. Also, here's this key. It opens the room opposite the storehouse in the old mansion in the Imperial City. Inside is your great-grandfather's legendary medicinal cauldron, which has saved countless lives. However, this cauldron has a spirit of its own and can choose its master. Whether it accepts you or not depends entirely on you. There's one more thing I must warn you about. You could go to any brothel you like, but that man you were with just now, never seek him out again. I don't have many demands for you, but we can't let an outsider swindle away our Su family's legacy." Suyi responded very seriously, "Father, don't worry. I understand and will be careful." Now that she had both the formula and the cauldron, it seemed necessary to visit the old mansion in the Imperial City. "Careful. Pack up your things. We'll set out for the Imperial City tomorrow." The maid said, "Young miss, tomorrow is the Chishi festival. Why don't we celebrate the festival and then leave?" This ancient festival. Come to think of it, it's quite nice. It should be very lively then. All right, we'll go to the Imperial City after tomorrow then. What do they mean by don't speak of people during the day, don't mention ghosts at night? Suyi had only thought of the male lead by chance, and look how dark-hearted he is. The male lead immediately came to visit again. Suyi hurriedly said, "Su Qing, why are you here?" The male lead said, I was just passing by." "Miss Su, where are you heading?" "Today is the Chishi festival. The young miss wants to join the festivities in the streets." Upon hearing this, the male lead immediately put on a foxy expression and said, "What's so lively about the streets?" "Miss Su, why don't you take me along to see?" The streets were decorated with lanterns and streamers, bustling with crowds. "This young man is so handsome. Quick, throw my 3 pouches to him." In the blink of an eye, the male lead became the most popular guy on the street. But a pouch accidentally hit the male lead, reminding him of the unfair treatment he had suffered in the past. So he sensed trouble. This might evoke unpleasant memories for the male lead. She had to stop it before it turned into a disaster. "All of you stop it. Look carefully. This man is mine." But the nearby citizens didn't buy it. They shouted, "What do you mean? If you come to our Xianyue city, you must follow our rules here." With that, they threw another pouch. Suyi was furious. She grabbed the pouch and angrily said, "This is the first time I've seen someone dare to fight the young city lord for a man." The crowd, hearing she was the young city lord, was immediately stunned with fear. "If anyone dares to throw another pouch at my man, you'd better watch out for your hands." She then pulled the male lead away from there. The two arrived at a secluded street. At this moment, the male lead said, "Miss Sue, you just said I was your man." Soo-yi said embarrassedly, "Don't think too much of it. I was just trying to help you out of that situation." But just then, a sudden flash of light appeared. An assassin dressed in black appeared silently before them, shouting, "Your life is mine." Wielding dual blades, he slashed toward the two of them. Look at the leader of the strongest assassin organization. To obtain the cold spirit stone inside Soo-ye's body, he has come after her time and time again. Yet he hasn't made a move. He still relies on Soo-ye's secret medicine to stay alive. The masked assassin swung his blade. The target was the male lead. The male lead was about to counterattack, but suddenly a scream rang out. Soo-yi had acted first, kicking the masked assassin and sending him flying. Then Soo-yi grabbed the male lead's hand and shouted for them to run. The assassin watched the two leave, wondering how this woman could be so strong. But suddenly, blood splattered. The assassin unexpectedly died. There seemed to be another person's shadow nearby. Then the male lead's two subordinates appeared. From their conversation, it was revealed that the assassin was sent from the Imperial city to kill the male lead. The subordinates said helplessly that their master had been away for 5 days, but he didn't seem to have any intention of returning. Could it be that the master was really after the cold spirit stone? Or had he fallen for the young city lord here? Soo-yi led the male lead to a secluded street. At this moment, the male lead appeared sickly again. Soo-yi hurriedly comforted him, asking what was wrong. "Has your condition flared up again? Let's stop running. I didn't bring the medicine with me today. Let me massage your acupoints to help you calm down." But just then, a flying dagger came at them. Soo-yi shouted, "Watch out," and quickly pushed the male lead forward. He narrowly escaped the assassin's attack. The male lead said, "Miss Sue, these people are here to take my life. If you kill this one, countless others will come to kill me. Wouldn't it be better if Miss Sue handed me over?" Seeing the assassin swing his blade and attack again, Soo-yi grabbed the blade with her bare hand and said, "No way." Then she shattered the blade in her grip. Soo-yi immediately counterattacked, delivering a powerful slap. The assassin was instantly killed. Soo-ye's hand was also injured, but she calmly said to the male lead, "I'd rather see you alive." If the male lead dies, how can this novel continue? Don't you agree? Let's go back. Look. After learning that the male lead doesn't usually drink and has a low alcohol tolerance, this woman has developed wicked thoughts, wanting to do unspeakable things to the male lead. Just now, Soo-yi and the male lead returned to the city lord's mansion. The maid said, "Young miss, you're back. Today is the Chishi festival. I prepared your favorite plum wine." Soo-yi grabbed the maid and said, "If you have nothing else to do, go wash up and sleep. I'll take care of things here." "Yes, young Mississippi. I won't disturb you then." Then, the male lead said, "Tonight, I'll pour wine for Miss Sue to thank you for your care these days." Soo-yi asked, "How's your alcohol tolerance?" The male lead replied, "I don't usually drink." Soo-yi was delighted to hear this. "Hee, so you can't hold your liquor, huh? Well, in that case, it's a rare opportunity. You should drink more today." As they drank tea and wine, Soo-yi was already drunk as a skunk. But the male lead beside her remained unperturbed, as if nothing had happened. The male lead asked, "Miss Sue, are you all right?" Soo-yi, in her drunken state, said, "What a handsome young man. Who are you, sir?" Then Soo-yi happily rushed out of the main gate. As she ran, she was laughing loudly, like a madwoman. The male lead chased her all the way to the back garden of the city lord mansion. Soo-yi was doing something by the lakeside. As the male lead approached, he saw Soo-yi counting gold leaves over and over. He asked curiously, "Miss Sue, why are you counting these gold leaves?" Soo-yi had clearly not sobered up yet. She grabbed a handful of gold leaves and said angrily, "Don't interfere. I won't give you these gold leaves." But she accidentally bumped into a large rock behind her. The male lead stepped forward, touching Soo-ye's head, and said, "Miss Sue, you're usually so kind to me. How come you don't recognize me when you're drunk?" Soo-yi quickly replied, "You're talking nonsense. I'm only good to Su-ching. These gold leaves are for redeeming her." The male lead was shocked to hear this. Soo-yi continued, "Su-ching is so expensive. I sold all the valuable things at home to gather this money." After saying this, she fell into the male lead's arms. The male lead said, "Miss Sue has done so much for me. I should repay you somehow. Is there anything you like, Miss Sue? I'll fulfill your wishes." Look at this man before you. To repay his benefactor for saving his life, he actually said he wanted to fulfill all her needs. The drunken Su-yi looked the male lead up and down. One might think she was interested in his body. Unexpectedly, she was interested in the token on the male lead's body. The male lead said, "Miss Su, let me bite you once, and I'll give you this token." After saying this, he hugged Su-yi and bit her fragrant shoulder. Suddenly, the pain made Su-yi feel a bit uncomfortable. After finishing, the male lead released his bite. Leaning on Su-yi, he said, "Miss Su, you're especially beautiful today. Today is the Qixi festival. I'm giving Miss Su this token. Does Miss Su have anything to give me in return?" Su-yi said, "I haven't prepared anything to give you yet." At this moment, the male lead took the jade pendant hanging from Su-ye's waist and said, "Miss Su, how about giving me this?" Seeing this, Su-yi immediately snatched it back. "This is a very important family heirloom of the Su family. I can't give it to you." The male lead continued, "Then does Miss Su think the jade pendant is more important? Or is Su Qing more important?" Su-yi answered without hesitation, "Of course Su Qing is more important." Seeing that Su-yi had taken a bait, the male lead continued, "Since I'm more important than the jade pendant, would Miss Su be willing to exchange the jade pendant for me?" At this point, Su-yi was completely bewitched by the male lead's sweet words. She gave the ancestral treasure to the male lead. At the same time, she had fallen right into the male lead's trap. After a while, the male lead carried Su-yi back to the city lord's mansion. His subordinates had been waiting there for a long time. They saw the master carrying Su-yi back with the Blood Frost Gate token in her hand. This token was formed from the master Su Qing's cultivation. Seeing this blood token was like seeing the master himself. The subordinates looked confused. How did the Blood Frost Gate token end up in Miss Su's hands? The male lead carried Su-yi and settled her on the bed. Clearly, Su-yi had not yet sobered up from her drunken state. The subordinates saw the master being so intimate with Miss Su. They were immediately shocked. The master wasn't just interested in the spirit-containing stone. He had clearly fallen in love with her. Afterwards, the male lead gazed with interest at Su-ye's sleeping form. What? Su-ye's enemies have actually come knocking at her door. Just now, the soundly sleeping Su-yi was awakened by a tremendous rumbling sound. It startled her into confusion. After coming to her senses and thinking carefully, she realized that today should be the day when a piece of ice jade stone appears. The vibration must be the sound of the secret realm opening. Su-yi, waking up from her slumber, was completely unaware of what had happened last night. Only images of the male lead flashed through her mind one by one. "Oh my goodness, what did I do last night?" At this moment, she noticed the token in her hand. The novel mentioned that the male lead's curse of Su Qing would flare up periodically. The stronger his power, the greater the suffering he endured during these episodes, even leading to loss of consciousness and indiscriminate killing. The male lead had sealed 90% of his power in this token. But this token was the male lead's treasure. In the novel, he never let anyone touch it. How could he have exchanged the token for my jade pendant? It's truly baffling. Could it be that he wants to use this to frame me and dig out my spirit-containing stone? Given the current situation, I must take advantage of the ice jade stone's appearance to quickly forge 2 needles to suppress the male lead's curse. This will protect my little Dantian fortune. Hurry, hurry, prepare more carriages. I want to see what that commotion just now is all about. Subsequently, Su-yi led a group of people to the outside of the city lord's mansion. She was stretching and enjoying the fresh air outside. But at that moment, a whip came flying towards her. "Su-yi, what a coincidence to run into you here. Today, I'll make you pay the price." Seeing this, Su-yi quickly dodged the whip's attack. This person was none other than the woman with the whip who had developed a grudge against Su-yi on the boat 2 days ago. She shouted, "Su-yi, I am the young miss of the Phon family, one of the 4 great families of the Imperial city. Your Xinhua city isn't even fit to tie my shoes. If you know what's good for you, you'd better kneel down and apologize right now. Let me tell you a secret. In the novel, the 4 great families are merely cannon fodder characters for the male lead. What is this little green tea trying to act so high and mighty for? If the young miss of the Phon family is so powerful, why not just storm my mansion directly? Wouldn't that be better than exchanging verbal jabs with me here? Guards, go and give these gentlemen and ladies a good thrashing. Don't let them bother me again." As soon as she finished speaking, a group of people began to fight in a tangled mess. "I should hurry and find the ice jade stone. Afterwards, Suyi searched high and low but couldn't find any trace of the iced jade stone. At this moment, a figure appeared behind Suyi. "Big sister, what are you looking for? I can help you search." Who was this young woman? During Suyi's search for the iced jade stone, she encountered a wild young lady. Through their conversation, Suyi learned that the girl's name was Schwer. Seeing that Suyi seemed to be looking for something, the girl offered to help search together. She even invited Suyi to eat some fruit she had just picked. Suyi took the fruit and examined it. This small area, with its frequent rain and humidity, is a good place for producing ambrosia fruit. But at the same time, it's terrible. Suyi seemed to have thought of something frightening. She hurriedly said to Schwer, "Young lady, it's not safe to stay here. You should leave this place quickly." Schwer stood up and said coquettishly, "Sister, can you take Schwer with you? You ate my fruit. Are you going to abandon me now?" Upon closer inspection, this girl's stature was unusually robust. Suyi noticed that the girl's standing posture seemed a bit awkward. Coming from a family of alchemists, Suyi deduced that this woman must have some ailment. She then proceeded to pull apart the girl's thighs and examine them. It wasn't that the girl didn't want to walk, but her legs were immobilized due to poison flare-ups. Suyi asked, "How long have you been poisoned?" Schwer replied, "Even master practitioners are at a loss with this poison." "Sister, can you really cure it?" "It's been about 10 years, I think. I can't remember clearly." Suyi sighed and said, "Well, I guess I have to help. After all, I did take your fruit." She then took out a bottle of medicine and said, "Take this medicine 3 times a day. Your legs won't hurt anymore, but it will only last for a month." Schwer took the medicine Suyi gave her and swallowed a pill. But just then, the whip girl caught up and shouted, "Suyi, what did you give this girl? Are you trying to harm someone again?" Seeing this, Suyi said, "Shut up. If you don't want to lose your life here, keep quiet. What a troublesome little bitch." The whip girl retorted, "You think I'm afraid of you?" At that moment, there was a commotion in the woods. Wu Zhan, the leader of the cheetah mercenary group, came running towards Suyi with a large iron hammer, shouting, "Run quickly. They're coming." Suyi immediately broke out in a cold sweat. "Damn it, they're here after all." She pushed the whip girl aside and ran backwards quickly. The whip girl and her companions were left bewildered. What on earth was coming? This small area was damp and rainy, producing ambrosia fruit. It was also the lair of black maggots. Black maggots, with their swarm tactics, struck fear into humans. Leader Wu Zhan shouted, "Run quickly. What are you all still doing here?" At this time, Schwer coquettishly said, "Big brother, my legs are injured. Can you carry me?" Seeing this, the leader was overjoyed. "No problem, miss. Don't be afraid. I'll definitely get you out of here." Even at this moment, the whip girl was still thinking about revenge. Suyi, seeing this, grabbed the whip and said, "At a time like this, you still want to harm me?" After saying this, Suyi swung the whip, sending the whip girl flying. Behind her were countless black maggots. Seeing the whip girl in danger, the 2 young masters quickly reached out to save her, using their chi to repel the black maggots. The whip girl landed safely, narrowly escaping disaster. The man said, "Miss Su, why are you so cruel?" Suyi, unable to contain her anger, said, "Oh my, when this little bitch whips me, you say nothing. But when I retaliate slightly, you start complaining. I didn't know young Master Yang had 2 faces." As they were talking, countless black maggots had already surrounded them. See, everyone could have escaped earlier. Now the path is blocked. Fortunately, Suyi had one more trick up her sleeve. The ambrosia fruit was also a miraculous medicine to repel black maggots. Suyi said, "You all take care of yourselves. We'll be leaving first." But there were too many black maggots at the exit. This small amount of ambrosia fruit couldn't drive them away. Just then, Suyi noticed that there weren't many black maggots around Schwer. Could it be that the maggots were afraid of this girl? Suyi seemed to have found an answer. Schwer then said, "Sister's medicine from earlier really works. I've only taken 1 pill, and my legs don't hurt anymore." Suyi said, "Miss Schwer, would you like to completely cure your legs?" Schwer said suspiciously, "Sister, can you really cure my illness? Don't start talking nonsense just to save your life." Suyi immediately revealed her identity. "I am the young city lord of Xianyue City. The Su family has been pharmacists for generations. I might be the only person in this world who can cure you." Miss Schwer smiled slightly. "Oh, sister, why didn't you say so earlier? Then let Schwer help you escape from here. Sister, you must cure my illness. You can't go back on your word, okay?" As she finished speaking, she took out a bag from her sleeve. She threw out a few snakes. The black maggots could be seen slowly retreating under the intimidation of the snakes. Then Schwer said, Otherwise, these darlings of mine might give sister a headache. What? This completely overturned my understanding. Look at this young woman. She seems fine on the surface, but in reality, she's a cross-dresser. Just now, with the help of Miss Schwer's insect control techniques, Suyi managed to break through the encirclement of the black area. She narrowly escaped disaster. Suyi felt puzzled. In a novel she wrote, there was never such a female supporting character. So who exactly was this young lady? After escaping danger, Suyi and Schwer were about to leave. But at this moment, a man nearby called out to Schwer. Please, Miss Schwer, save our lives. Yang Xian will surely repay this kindness. Schwer said, I can save you, but I need to ask for sister's opinion. Suyi said, save them. After all, these are human lives. The man nearby hurriedly thanked the young city lord, but the whip girl still looked unrepentant. Suyi immediately felt her anger rising. She said, but saving you comes with conditions. That Miss Phon must kneel down to me, kowtow, and apologize. Phon stubbornly said, Suyi, were you saying? You bitch, how dare you ask me, the young miss of the Phon family, to kneel down to you? After speaking, she picked up her whip again. The man nearby tried to persuade her kindly, saying, Phon, just kneel down quickly. This whole thing started because of you. Do you want everyone to lose their lives because of this? As he finished speaking, he forcibly pulled the whip girl to kneel down to Suyi. Phon's earlier rudeness was wrong. I, Shuelyang, apologize to the young city lord on her behalf. I hope the young city lord can be magnanimous and not take offense. Suyi waved her hand and said, all right, let's leave it at that. After a while, the whip girl and her group also managed to escape safely. Schwer said, I fulfilled my promise and saved sister. Now that we're out, how does sister plan to cure me, as she said? Come, let me diagnose you. In the Wangu continent, everyone used spiritual energy to diagnose illnesses. But Suya's body had no spiritual energy, so she had to resort to the ancient Chinese medical method of observation, listening, questioning, and pulse-taking for diagnosis. Suyi checked the young lady's pulse. At this moment, she suddenly realized something was wrong with this young lady. She then touched the young lady's chest. How could it be so flat? This touch confirmed Suye's suspicion. It was true. This young lady was clearly a man. At this point, Schwer said, how interesting. After disguising myself for so many years, this is the first time someone has seen through it. Let me reintroduce myself then. Sister, please don't tell anyone else. My name is Songju. Suyi was shocked upon hearing this. This person was the young master of Tingfeng Pavilion, the largest information broker in the Jianghu, with 5 poisons integrated into his body, a young talent at the transcendent realm. This person had actually been cross-dressing in the novel without the author's knowledge. Look, the delicate male lead has once again delivered himself to her doorstep. But Suyi had discovered the oddity in this situation. Young city lord Suyi, in her quest to find the ice jade stone, ventured into the forest outside the city lord's mansion. There, she unexpectedly encountered the cross-dressing master. Suyi suggested, why don't you go back first and wait for my news? The cross-dresser replied, you haven't cured my illness yet. Are you trying to send me away already, sister? Suyi hastily explained, I need to find the ice jade stone to forge a set of needles. Only then can I cure the poison in your legs. Moreover, I need to go to the Imperial city to have someone make these needles. Why don't you go home and rest first? Once I've taken care of everything, I'll come to treat your illness. After all, you know my identity. I can't run away. Don't you agree? After listening, the cross-dresser said, all right then, I'll wait for you in the Imperial city. Now, not only had she failed to find a spirit jade stone, but she had also gained another troublesome master to deal with. It was truly unfortunate. After sending away the cross-dresser, Suyi entered the forest alone to search for the ice jade stone. Not long after, she discovered a large cave nearby. Upon entering, she sensed a strong aura of ice jade stone. She couldn't believe she had found it so quickly. It was time to call for help. So he took out a signal flare and pulled it open. The moment she fired it, the powerful recoil sent Suyi flying backward. She fell right into the cave behind her. With a loud thud, Suyi landed heavily on the ground. She couldn't understand why a simple signal flare needed such a strong recoil. It was ridiculous. At that moment, Su-yi seemed to notice something. Looking closely, she realized it was the male lead, Su-ching. How strange that he would appear here. Su-yi quickly approached and asked. Seeing Su-ye's arrival, the male lead acted coy, putting on a pitiful appearance. In a sickly voice, he said, "Benefactor, my body hurts so much." Su-yi hurriedly asked, "What happened to you? Are you injured somewhere, or is your condition acting up again?" The male lead continued, "My entire body from head to toe feels so painful." He then grabbed Su-ye's hand and said, "Miss Su, aren't you the most concerned about saving me? Please, Miss Su, save me." Su-yi quickly pushed him away, saying, "I'll save you, all right? But don't get so close to me." However, at that moment, Su-yi noticed something unusual about the male lead. Strange, didn't the male lead give his token to me? How does he still have one here? Could it be that this male lead before her was an imposter? Just as hands were about to grip her neck, Su-yi swiftly grabbed them and shouted, "Who are you?" During Young City Lord Su-ye's search for the Ice Jade Stone, she encountered a formidable opponent. This woman was called Ice Silkworm. Born on the Ice Jade Stone, she was quick-tempered and belligerent. Her terrifying ability was to use illusions to transform herself into the person her enemy was thinking of, deceiving them and delivering a fatal blow. To obtain the Ice Jade Stone, it was necessary to eliminate her. Fortunately, Su-yi saw through the Ice Silkworm's disguise as the male lead. Su-yi counterattacked, pinning her down to the ground. Su-yi said, "Good thing this body of mine has no other merits except for its great strength." With that, she clenched her fist, ready to deliver a fatal blow to Ice Silkworm. But the cunning Ice Silkworm used her illusion again, transforming into the male lead's appearance. Su-yi, who was about to strike, almost fell for it. Seeing this, Ice Silkworm quickly counterattacked. Su-yi was pushed away, crashing into the wall behind her. The wall instantly crumbled, creating a large hole, and Su-yi fell through it. At the crucial moment, the golden crow-green plant emerged from her body, tightly wrapping around her. She narrowly escaped disaster. Su-yi fell into a cave, sustaining several injuries on her body. At this moment, it was visible that the blood flowing from Su-ye's wounded hand was being absorbed by a diamond on a nearby skeleton. The diamond emitted a dazzling light. Suddenly, an old man appeared before Su-yi, saying, "Young lady, for you to form a contract with me, you must be a person of destiny. I, Medicine King Nansheng, am willing to use all my lifelong merits. But I ask that you help me investigate the cause of my death, so I can rest in peace." Su-yi felt confused. How had she suddenly formed a contract with him? Nansheng's character in the novel seemed quite impressive, but he had always lacked presence. His cause of death seemed to be poisoning by someone. Anyway, thank you for your ring. The spiritual energy in it is quite abundant. Rest assured, after I get out, I'll definitely find out who poisoned you. Soon after, with the help of the green plant, Su-yi successfully climbed out of the cave. This time, she had to be more careful when facing the Ice Silkworm. She couldn't fall for its tricks again. Su-yi saw the Ice Silkworm talking to the male lead. This must be another illusion orchestrated by that fiend. The Ice Silkworm said to the male lead, "Your mother said you're a curse. Your father abandoned you. Your people exiled you. To suffer such pain at such a young age, how pitiful. Come, death will end your suffering. Find release." After these words, the male lead put the sword to his neck, ready to end his life. Su-yi was shocked. This performance was too convincing. The male lead slashed the sword across his neck. Su-yi couldn't sit still any longer. She hurriedly went forward to save the male lead who was about to commit suicide. In any case, whether it was real or fake, the male lead simply couldn't die. Su-yi knew that the male lead before her was transformed by the enemy, but she still went forward to rescue him as always. Because in her heart, the male lead was the most important. But an enemy is an enemy after all. The Ice Silkworm reverted to its original form, with a look of wanting to kill others, tightly gripping Su-ye's neck. Just as Su-yi was feeling desperate, the male lead suddenly appeared and saved Su-yi, sending the Ice Silkworm flying with a palm strike. The male lead, with a concerned look, said, "Miss Su, knowing that the one just now was fake, why did you still come forward to rescue?" Su-yi replied, "But what if it was real? You would have been in trouble then." Seeing the two flirting, the enemy, unable to contain his anger, said, "You're on the brink of death, yet you still have the mood for romance. I'll send you both to the underworld right now. Seeing this, the male lead struck the ice silkworm with a palm, emitting a purple flame. The purple fire immediately engulfed its entire body. The male lead said, "A guardian beast as weak as you, what's the point of living?" He was about to end its life. Seeing it couldn't win, the enraged ice silkworm shifted its target to the easier prey, Suyi. Suyi immediately extended her hand to counterattack, fending off the enemy's assault. But the purple fire also attached to her hand, causing Suyi to feel uncomfortable from the burning sensation. Seeing this, the male lead shouted, "Miss Su!" Following with another palm strike, he completely ended the ice silkworm's life. The purple fire spread on Suye's hand. Feeling slightly unwell, she soon fainted. The male lead immediately picked up Suyi. "This is bad. Miss Su seems to have been burned by my ghostly fire as well. I'm sorry, Miss Su. I'm afraid I'll have to be impolite this time." Suyi, who had been accidentally burned by the ghostly fire, woke up from her unconscious state. She discovered that the male lead had actually removed his upper garment. Panicking, she shouted, "What are you doing?" The male lead embraced her and said, "Miss Su, you've been touched by my ghostly fire. It's life-threatening. I'm trying to save you." After saying this, he leaned in and took a bite on Su Ye's fragrant shoulder. This treatment method was something I had never seen before. Whether it was effective or not, I couldn't say. In no time, a deep mark from a male lead was left on her shoulder. Su Ye's condition had clearly improved significantly. Subsequently, she fell asleep in the male lead's arms. The next day, Suyi woke up in the male lead's embrace. Her hand unconsciously touched the male lead's chest muscles. "What is this? Why is it so elastic?" When she looked carefully, what met her eyes was a handsome and beautiful young man. Suyi was immediately startled and shocked. She panicked and cried out, "Don't come near me. What have you done to me?" The male lead smiled and said, "Miss Su, you were infected by the ghostly fire from the ice silkworm yesterday. I saved you." Suye's face flushed red, looking very embarrassed, but she still said, "Thank you for saving me. But how did you end up here?" The male lead replied, "I just happened to be out for a walk." As soon as he finished speaking, the male lead seemed to notice something. A huge beast was seen lunging towards the two of them. Seeing this, the male lead immediately had a red fire light envelop his hand. Then with one palm strike, he sent the beast flying. At this moment, Suyi noticed that there were so many beast corpses lying on the ground. Could it be that the male lead's poison had flared up and he lost control again? She then asked, "Are you feeling unwell now?" The male lead said, "I don't understand what Miss Su means." Suyi sighed and said, "You don't need to pretend. I know your poison flared up. That's why you lost control and killed those beasts." After saying this, she once again took out a pill and had the male lead take it. Afterwards, the male lead invited Suyi to go to the Imperial city together. According to the novel's timeline, it should be time for the male lead's harem members to make their appearance. To avoid unnecessary trouble, Suyi ultimately declined the male lead's kind offer. Suyi said, "I'm sorry, but my father needs me for something. Why don't you go first? Once I've taken care of my business, I'll come find you in the Imperial city. How does that sound?" The male lead looked slightly disappointed and said, "Well, 15 days from now is my birthday. Will Miss Su come then?" Suyi felt puzzled. The novel specifically emphasized that the male lead had childhood trauma and never celebrated his birthday. How come this differed slightly from the set plot? "I'll definitely come then, and I'll bring you a gift too." After that, the two bid a temporary farewell. A few days later, Suyi transformed herself. She had turned into young Master Su, riding a white horse. Suyi looked exceptionally handsome and dashing. Suyi arrived at a desolate wilderness. She inadvertently felt something flowing inside her body. She gently waved her hand. At this moment, the white horse seemed to be startled. It suddenly reared up violently. Suyi was thrown off, landing spread eagle. Fortunately, some vegetation appeared just in time, catching Suyi. Suyi looked at her hand in disbelief. Could it be that I've gained spiritual energy? I must try it out right away. One could see the green plants flying back and forth under Suye's command. Suyi felt slightly elated. It seemed her abilities had reached a new level. Just then, a scream came from nearby. Suyi immediately went to check and found a woman who had tripped over her green plants. Next to the woman, There were two men with ill intentions gradually approaching her. Suyi suddenly appeared, shouting, "Don't touch her!" Seeing that someone had ruined their plans, one of the men said, "You little brat, you'd better not meddle in other people's business. Get lost." Suyi smiled mischievously and said, "You must be joking. Since I've stumbled upon this situation, I'm definitely going to interfere." With that, she waved her hand. Numerous green plants rose from the ground behind Suyi. In a secluded forest, Suyi had rescued a young lady. Surprisingly, this young lady began to undress in front of Suyi. What exactly was going on? Just moments ago, under Suyi's command, the green plants had instantly tied the two perverted men to a tree. The young lady was thus saved. Suyi helped the young lady to her feet, but suddenly, the young lady appeared very weak. Suyi hurriedly supported her and said, "Miss, why don't we find a place to rest for a while?" In the blink of an eye, night had fallen. The young lady exposed her back, shyly asking, "Is this all right?" Suyi's face turned bright red at the sight. Then, Suyi began pressing various points on the woman's back. In fact, this was acupressure treatment, healing her. After finishing, Suyi took out a bottle of medicine and said, "Drink this. It will make you feel better." The young lady took the medicine and asked, "My name is Xiaowei. May I know my savior's name?" "Ome Suye." However, strangely enough, the atmosphere felt odd. Suyi didn't think much of it. She continued, "It gets quite chilly at night. You're injured, so let's not risk you falling ill." The young lady shyly replied, "Young Master Su is so considerate." What? Young Master Su? No wonder the atmosphere was so awkward. It turned out this young lady had mistaken her for a man. Then, the young lady continued, "Young master, you saved my life today. I, Xiaowei, have no way to repay you. Please accept this golden hairpin. It will surely be of use to you in the future." Suyi looked at the golden hairpin. Wait a minute, this looks like the Phoenix golden hairpin. Could this woman be Feng Wei, the eldest daughter of the Feng family? Moreover, she's the official main wife of the male lead, Su Qing, in the novel. Suyi hurriedly refused the young lady's kindness, saying, "Such a precious item. I'm afraid I can't accept it. It's getting late. We should rest early." Suyi looked helpless. According to the novel's plot, the one who should have saved this young lady today was supposed to be the male lead. She never imagined she would steal the male lead scene. It seems she'll have to sneak away early tomorrow morning. The next day, Suyi slipped away early while Xiaowei was still asleep. Xiaowei woke up groggily. She discovered the gift Suyi had left for her. The two perverts from yesterday, all tied up, Xiaowei said, "Young Master Su is so thoughtful, leaving you here for me to deal with before he left." As soon as she finished speaking, a phoenix-shaped flame swooped by. In an instant, those two perverts were roasted into skewers. It seemed this girl was not to be trifled with either. Afterwards, Xiaowei appeared to be lost in thought. At this moment, he was actually reminiscing about the scenes of spending the night with Suyi. Looking at the medicine Suyi had given him, he couldn't help but say, "Young Master Su, we will definitely meet again." What does it mean when they say enemies see red upon meeting? Just look at Suyi, who, while on her way to find a weapon forger to make weapons, unexpectedly encountered her previous enemy, Yang Xian. He looked at Suyi, feeling a sense of familiarity. Accompanying him was their family's old master. However, the master weapon forger was reluctant to open the door for the two of them, seeing that she might not be able to defeat them with the old master present, and with the main door blocked by them. Suyi decided to sneak to the back door. Arriving at the back door, she found the weapon forger busily hammering away at weapons. Suyi then said, "Master Lien, I pay my respects." Master Lien looked at the stone in Suyi's hand and said, "The quality of the stone is good, but I've already reached my quota for weapon forging this month." "Is that so? What a pity for my ice jade stone then." As soon as the words left her mouth, Suyi pretended to accidentally drop a golden hairpin from her bag. Seeing this, Master Lien was shocked and exclaimed, "Young master, are you from the Feng family?" Suyi picked up the hairpin and said, "No, this was given to me by the eldest daughter of the Feng family. I once save her life." "How is it, Master Lien? Have you seen this hairpin before?" Master Lien said, "Because I personally forged this hairpin and gifted it to an old friend." He then asked, "Young master, what kind of weapon do you want to forge?" Suyi excitedly said, "I want to make a set of needles. I've even drawn the designs. With the remaining materials, make a dagger." After examining them, Master Lien said, come back in half a month to collect them. But you need to pay 60,000 gold leaves up front. Look at that. The young city lord is once again spending lavishly. Then Master Lien said, gifting a phoenix hairpin carries the meaning of deep affection. Young master, do you understand? Suye felt puzzled. She didn't understand before, but now she did. Master Lien said with a serious face, please, young master, do not let her down. After bidding farewell to Master Lien, Suyi walked along the road, thinking about what he had just said. I don't want to let him down either, but from a physiological standpoint, I can't allow it. Just then, several hidden arrows suddenly came flying. Seeing this, Suyi immediately dodged. This young master has excellent skills, said the young master they had just encountered. Suyi then said, I don't believe I've offended you all. What is the meaning of this? Young Master Yang replied, indeed, you haven't offended us. It's just that you look too much like my enemy. So, as he finished speaking, he began toying with the fan in his hand. In an instant, he lunged towards Su Yi, shouting, it just so happens that my Yang family's creed is better to kill by mistake than to let one escape. The male protagonist, Su Qing, is the supreme and world-renowned prince in the Imperial city. With his handsome face, he spends every day studying how to capture the hearts of young ladies. Determined to become a domineering CEO, young Master Yang came on fiercely, willing to kill by mistake rather than let one escape. So he smiled slightly. If that's the case, then let's quickly call out Jin Wu. With a whoosh, the green plant emerged from Su Ye's body. Immediately after, it struck young Master Yang twice with a slap. Jin Wu then dragged young Master Yang several meters away, while he screamed in terror. Seeing his child being beaten so miserably, the old master shouted loudly, how dare you? You dare to harm my son. He then waved both hands, sending a huge palm strike towards Suyi. Suyi hurriedly blocked this fierce attack, but she was still forced to retreat repeatedly. Suyi was shocked at how powerful the old man's inner strength was. If this continues, I'll be at a disadvantage. Just then, someone nearby said, greetings, Master Yang. The prince sent me to receive young Master Su. I couldn't find him, so he was sparring with Master Yang here. This person was actually the male lead's subordinate, arriving at the critical moment to save the situation. He then led Su Yi away from there. The young Master Yang hurriedly asked his father, Father, why did we let them go? The old man replied, you fool. You almost brought great trouble to our family. In the future, stay away from them. They're the prince's people. Could it be that prince who saved the emperor and pacified the neighboring countries? The one with unparalleled martial arts? He's the most powerful figure in the entire imperial city. Then Su Yi asked, did Su Qing send you? The subordinate replied, yes, the master wants to see the young city lord, so he sent me to find you. Su Yi waved her hand and said, but I still have things to do now. I'm afraid I can't go see him yet. I just discovered I have hope for cultivation, so I need to find some cultivation text to study for a while. The subordinate continued, if the young city lord wants to find texts, you might want to check out the Qing Wang Academy. He then handed Su Yi the official seal entrusted by the male lead, saying it would grant her unrestricted access throughout the imperial city. Su Yi pondered. In a novel, Qing Wang Academy was the place with the most books in the world. There might even be records of the male lead's antidote. It was worth checking out. Then please thank Su Qing for me. Also, help me convey that I'll visit him in a few days. At this time, the male lead was already getting anxious because he couldn't wait for Su Yi any longer. He could only pass the time by immersing himself in studying books. Since Miss Su said she'd come in a few days, I won't disturb her then. Also, these books are not what I want. Go buy new ones for me again. Since we're going out today, why don't we take care of one more thing at Qing Wang Academy? All right, it was truly unexpected that the naturally super strong young city lord Su Yi was actually a good-for-nothing. Su Yi came to study at Qing Wang Academy through the male lead's recommendation. But to her great surprise, due to her weak spiritual roots, the crystal stone cracked. Su Yi only received a pass for the black class of medical practitioners. The highest level for passes was heaven, followed by earth, mystic, and yellow. The black class Su Yi received was the lowest. She truly was a good-for-nothing after all. Just then, Su Yi noticed sacred fire burning nearby. Looking closely, she realized people were fighting over there. In the blink of an eye, a young lady suddenly flew towards Su Yi. Then a huge explosion was heard. Su Yi screamed in fright. After the smoke cleared, a long-haired young lady appeared silently in front of Su Yi. The girl quickly said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." This girl was holding a huge umbrella and was about to stand up straight. But suddenly her hand slipped and the umbrella flew out. Seeing this, Su Yi immediately stepped forward to help the girl up, asking, "Are you all right?" Then, the girl fainted in front of Su Yi. This is the first time I've seen someone pull such a scam. After a while, the girl leaned close to Su Yi while also absorbing the spiritual energy from Su Ye's body. Su Yi said, "Anyway, my body doesn't need this bit of spiritual energy. You can absorb it as much as you want." After recovering slightly, the young lady said, "Thank you, young master. I am deeply indebted to you. As a woman, I have no way to repay you. I am willing to sign a 10-year contract with you, to serve as your slave and be at your beck and call." Seeing this, Su Yi said with a serious face, "It was just a small favor. I don't deserve such gratitude from you." The young lady continued, "I am half human and half demon. I won't live long. I just hope someone will remember me after I die." Wait, did this young lady just say she's half human and half demon? And that nine-tailed black fox she turned into earlier, could she be Lin Moyu, the demon princess who has fallen into the human world? Then, a woman with long pink hair appeared before the two of them and said, "I thought Fengwei's barrier had obliterated you. So you were hiding here. What, did you find a man to protect you?" This woman was Lu Mei from the Tian class. The demon princess said, "So it was indeed you who deliberately lured me into the barrier. Why did you try to harm me?" Lu Mei said viciously, "Hee, why do you think? It's all because of you. A mere demon actually got assigned to the Tian class, and even ranked above me. Do you think you deserve it?" As she finished speaking, she leapt into the air. Golden flames immediately gathered in her hand. She shouted loudly, "All you demons should die." As soon as the words left her mouth, this fierce palm strike appeared before the demon princess. Just as it was about to hit, Su Yi hurriedly stepped forward to block Lu Mei's attack. "You said I'm the man she found, right? I can't just stand by and watch you hurt her, can I?" Judging by this situation, Su Yi was preparing to face the battle. To improve his strength, Su Yi had gone alone to study at Qing Wang Academy. Although he was assigned to the lowest level black class, his strength was still not to be underestimated. The woman said with a look of disdain, "Hee, a mere waste from the black class dares to show off. Today will be the day you both die." With that, she assumed a fighting stance. Su Yi sighed and said reluctantly, "I can't be bothered to fight with you." Then, the golden crow-green plant quickly emerged from his body. Under Su Ye's control, the plant struck the woman with a loud smack, making her howl in pain. It didn't give her a chance to counterattack. Su Yi continued his attack, sending the woman flying. After a few moves, the side effects of controlling the golden crow-green plant were too great. So he was already feeling dizzy from the exhaustion. It seemed he needed to find a suitable method of cultivation. The demon princess walked up to Su Yi and said, "Young master, thank you for saving me once again." Su Yi said, No. All in all, I've only saved you once. Let's take a short rest." After a while, Su Yi brought the demon princess to his residence. "This was assigned to me by the academy. It's quite safe. You can rest here for now." The demon princess asked curiously, "The students here all share rooms. How come young master has a private courtyard?" So he wasn't sure either. He thought for a moment, could it be that the male lead pulled some strings for me? "Anyway, you can stay here without worry. I'll be away for a few days," he said. Sui then pushed open the door, preparing to go out. But a familiar figure happened to appear at the doorway. They bumped into each other. It was the male lead. Sui hurriedly asked, "Why are you here? Are you feeling unwell again?" The male lead put on a pitiful look and said, "Miss Su said she would come to see me, but I've been waiting and waiting without seeing Miss Su." He then embraced Su Yi and continued, "I missed Miss Su so much, so I came to see you." The male lead's sudden visit caught Su Yi off guard. He hugged Su-yi and was about to push open the door to go in, but Su-yi stopped him abruptly. The male lead asked coyly, "Could it be that Miss Su has someone else besides me?" Su-yi didn't know how to answer, because in the novel, the demon princess was taken in by the male lead. Later, she died young to repay the male lead's kindness, which was indirectly like the male lead taking her life. Afterward, the male lead even exterminated the entire demon clan. "I think it's better if you two don't meet," the male lead continued. "Miss Su, if you have any troubles, you can tell me. After all, Miss Su is already mine." The next second, he pushed open the door behind them. "Look, this young couple in front of us is actually quarreling." Just now, when the male lead pushed open the door and entered the room, he discovered a young lady lying on the bed. One called her Su Gongzi, the other called her Miss Su. This left Su-yi at a loss for what to do. The male lead said, "Miss Su, could it be that you were delayed in coming to see me because of him?" Su-yi hurriedly replied, "No, it's not like that. This young lady is seriously injured. I couldn't just ignore her." The dark-hearted male lead said cheerfully, "Since she's seriously injured, she probably won't live long anyway. Wouldn't it be better to find a place to bury her?" The demon princess was immediately stunned with fear. Su-yi quickly pushed the male lead out, saying, "What are you talking about? Let's not disturb her rest. Young lady, there's nothing wrong. You just rest easy." Su-yi and the male lead came outside. At this moment, the male lead again put on a sickly, sweet appearance. Su-yi asked worriedly, "What's wrong? Is your poison acting up again?" The male lead said coquettishly, "I waited for Miss Su for so long, but you didn't come. When I arrived, Miss Su treated me like this. I'm so hurt. Could it be that Miss Su didn't miss me at all? Or perhaps you don't care about me?" Su-yi hurriedly said, "It's not what you think. Let me explain." As soon as she finished speaking, the male lead grabbed her hand and said, "Miss Su, then what exactly is the reason?" Su-yi thought to herself, why does this atmosphere feel a bit like a confession scene? The male lead has so many women in his harem in the novel. If he treats me like this now, he'll treat others the same way in the future. I don't want to share the same man with those harem members. Su-yi suddenly became furious. She pushed away the scumbag in front of her. "Please restrain yourself, Your Highness. What you want is nothing more than this thing, right? I'll give it to you now. With this prescription, you can brew your own medicine and control the poison from now on." The male lead's expression turned serious. He took the prescription. Suddenly, ghostly fire blazed on his hand, instantly burning the prescription to ashes. Then the male lead tossed away the ashes and said angrily, "Miss Su wants to sever ties with me? That won't do. I suggest you abandon that idea, because Miss Su is already mine. That day in the cave, we had intimate contact. You can never escape from me for the rest of your life." This male lead's face really changes at the drop of a hat. Su-yi kept reminding herself not to be bewitched by the beauty before her eyes. Then she said to the male lead, "The man I want wouldn't betray me, let alone seek out a harem of women to upset me." After hearing this, the male lead solemnly promised, "I won't, because in my heart, there's only you." Look, Su-yi, who was arguing with the male lead just a second ago. The next second, they actually kissed. The male lead's sudden intimate gesture caught Su-yi off guard. He shouted, "Su-ching, let go of me quickly." However, at this moment, the subordinate appeared. Only then did the male lead release Su-yi. The subordinate, pretending not to have seen anything, said to the male lead, "Master, phon just sent a message. The emperor has summoned you to the palace for a matter." Seeing that the good moment was ruined, the male lead, seemingly a bit displeased, said, "Your timing for this task is getting better and better, isn't it?" Su-yi hurriedly said, "I think since the emperor has summoned you, you should go quickly. Don't delay. Miss Su, remember our agreement, all right?" Su-yi continued, "I think you should go quickly. I need to think about it first." The male lead asked, "Miss Su, how long do you need to think?" Probably about 3 months, Su-yi replied. Upon hearing this, the male lead felt quite dissatisfied. Su-yi quickly changed her words. "Then how about 1 month? Is that okay?" The subordinate then said, 10 days later is the prince's birthday. I'm sure the young city lord will come to offer congratulations then." Su-yi said, "Then I'll give you an answer in 10 days. Only then did the male lead seem slightly satisfied. He said, "Then in 10 days, Miss Su, remember our agreement. If I don't see Miss Su by then, I'll have you tied up and locked away." After saying this, the male lead turned and left. At this moment, Su-yi felt that in the novel, the male lead was supposed to be a person who stayed away from women. How come the actual interaction was different from what was written in the novel? After a while, To cultivate herself, Su Yi came to the library of Qingwang Academy. The moment she opened the door, a dazzling light suddenly burst forth. Upon closer inspection, Su Yi saw a brilliant and eye-catching flower blooming from a bookshelf. Su Yi felt puzzled. What is this thing? At this moment, Su Yi noticed that the Medicine King's ring she had obtained by chance earlier was also glowing. Could it be related to this? In the novel, the Medicine King's ring was a spiritual object coveted by many factions. However, I wrote that in the end, no one managed to find it. Now that it has triggered the flower blooming in midsummer here, it's likely to attract many people to come and seize it. This is going to be troublesome. Meanwhile, outside the library, many people had already seen this dazzling light. They all knew that this was the manifestation of the Medicine King's realm. However, this scene was also coincidentally witnessed by the male lead. Su Yi had inadvertently triggered the flower blooming in midsummer in the library. This would likely attract many powerful experts to come and seize it. Among them, there was also a familiar figure approaching. Seeing that things were not looking good, Su Yi hurriedly tried to slip away. Thinking that she would certainly be blocked if she went out through the main door, she prepared to climb out through the window. But just then, Su Yi saw that there were actually two people nearby, one of whom was sitting in a wheelchair. These two people, they couldn't have seen that I triggered the flower blooming in midsummer, right? I should pretend not to know and sneak away quietly. Then, the young master sitting in the wheelchair asked, "Was it you who triggered the Medicine King's realm's flower blooming in midsummer?" Su Yi felt that things were not good. It seemed that this young master had witnessed the entire process. Now, whether to run or not no longer mattered. Then, the man beside him politely said, "Since you were able to trigger the sacred phenomenon, you must be no ordinary person. I wonder if you could examine our third prince's leg injury." What? Third prince? And a leg injury? It seems this young master is the Prince Chu from the novel. Su Yi sighed and said, "Young master's leg isn't actually injured. It must be something that can't be diagnosed." Just then, someone behind Su Yi shouted, "What are you saying?" The newcomer was none other than young Master Yang, whom she had encountered before. A woman accompanied him. Yang Xian said, "Third prince, how come you're with this person?" Then, a familiar figure appeared. Say, "This is the library of Qingwang Academy. Both the third prince and Su Yi are students of the academy. What's wrong with them being here together?" This person, I'm sure none of you recognize. He is Song Ju, the cross-dressing master who appeared in the previous episodes. So you felt confused. Why was Song Ju here? Could it be that he came to help her? Then the woman spoke to the third prince. "Nanning, daughter of the Medicine King Valley's master, greets the third prince. I just heard the sound of our Medicine King Valley's treasure coming from the library. May I ask if the third prince has seen any suspicious individuals?" Just as the third prince was about to speak, Su Yi quickly interrupted him. She then whispered to the third prince, "We were just discussing your leg injury earlier. I think we could delve deeper into that topic." The two instantly reached an understanding. The third prince temporarily kept Su Ye's secret and told the woman, "I've been chatting idly with Su Yi here. I haven't seen any suspicious individuals." The woman, somewhat doubtful, said, "Oh, is that so? Then, third prince, how is your leg injury? Has it improved? Would the third prince allow me to examine it for you?" Seeing that all three were medical practitioners, the third prince said, "Since that's the case, why don't all three of you take a look at my leg injury? If you can discern anything, that would be even better." Young Master Yang said with disdain, "This Su Yi is a useless black class student. What could she possibly discern?" The third prince waved his hand and said, "It's fine. I know what I'm doing. It's just a look. We should treat everyone equally." Song Ju, putting on a show of watching the drama unfold, said to Su Yi, "Hee, looks like you've stirred up quite a bit of trouble this time." Then the woman squatted down, preparing to examine the third prince's leg injury. The moment his thigh was exposed, Su Yi felt a sense of unease. Had the third prince's leg deteriorated to such a severe state? Su Yi, the young city lord, though assigned to the weakest black class, still possessed formidable skills. She immediately noticed something unusual about the third prince's leg. Just now, seeing that all three were medical practitioners, the prince had asked them to examine the cause of his leg ailment. "This leg of mine has been without sensation for over a decade now." Seeing this condition, Nanning said, "Judging by the symptoms, it's very similar to a type of withering corpse poison recorded in ancient texts. But I can't be certain at the moment." Young Master Yang chimed in, "Miss Nanning is indeed worthy of being the daughter of the Medicine King Valley's master. She's so different from those of rural origins." Su Yi, visibly annoyed, retorted, "How can you speak like that? The third prince was previously treated by the masters of various major medicine houses. I wonder which rural-born individual young Master Yang is referring to. Song-ju, unable to sit still any longer, joined in support of Su Yi. Since young Master Yang speaks so boastfully, I assume he must have discerned the cause of the third prince's leg injury. Why don't you enlighten us, so we can broaden our horizons? Please, young Master Yang, do share your insights, so we can all learn something. This immediately put young Master Yang in a difficult position. He pointed at Su Yi and said, "If you're not convinced, why don't you examine the third prince yourself? Your spiritual energy is so weak that you are only assigned to the black class. I'm afraid you don't even have the ability to detect the illness." Miss Nanning chimed in, supporting young Master Yang. Although Miss Su's cultivation is shallow, since the third prince is willing to let her examine him, it might allow her to gain some experience. These two were really in sync, weren't they? I won't stoop to your level. Let me show you what true diagnosis through observation, listening, questioning, and pulse-taking is all about. Suyi waved her hand, and green plants quickly emerged from the room. Young Master Yang shouted, "You villain! How dare you attempt to assassinate the royal family?" Suyi retorted, "This is called suspended pulse diagnosis. Do you even understand? Your father isn't here now. If you keep babbling, I'll throw you out of here myself." Upon hearing this, young Master Yang was instantly rendered speechless. They then entered the room. The green plant was entwined around the third prince's legs. Suyi pressed on his leg and asked, "Can you feel this?" But the prince felt nothing. Suyi then moved to a different spot and continued pressing. The prince still had no sensation. At this moment, the third prince began to feel pain. It seemed that Suyi had already diagnosed the cause of the third prince's leg condition. The onlookers were immediately stunned, their eyes wide with disbelief. Miss Lan Yin was somewhat incredulous. So many famous doctors couldn't cure him, yet he regained sensation after just a few presses. Who exactly was this Su Yi? At this moment, he noticed the Medicine King's ring on Su Ye's hand. Just as he was about to reach out and snatch it, someone suddenly blocked his path. It turned out to be the third prince's subordinate. "Thank you all for coming today. If there's nothing else, you should take your leave now." After saying this, the subordinate ushered the other three out. Only Su Yi remained, conversing with the prince. Miss Lan Yin's face was filled with discontent. "Su Yi, I'll remember you. We'll meet again soon. Look, the male protagonist Su Qing has come to see the young city lord again. Surprisingly, this time he claims to have come to repay a debt of gratitude, offering himself in return." In the blink of an eye, the third prince's leg injury had been diagnosed by Su Yi. The man said, "Miss Su's medical skills are superb. Please, Miss Su, you must cure the prince's legs." "Suye fat helpless. How many patients have I treated so far? All this time, and I still haven't accomplished my main task." The prince then said, "If Miss Su can cure me, any amount of payment is fine." Hearing this, Su Yi immediately brightened up. "Then I want 100,000 gold leaves. I'll write a new prescription and go fetch the medicine for you right away." After the prince left, Su Yi remained alone in the library, searching for cultivation methods. The ancient text said that the inner core of ice silkworms could be used to gather spiritual energy, but this small improvement was far from enough. She had previously learned to control the golden crow and green plant, but each use required a long recovery time. Su Yi suddenly remembered, if ice silkworms were from the demon race, why not ask Lin Moyu? Perhaps the demon race had suitable cultivation methods. A moment later, Su Yi returned to her quarters. The instant she opened the door, she saw the male protagonist. Seeing Su Yi arrive, he quietly slipped a book into his pocket. Su Yi asked, "Su Qing, why are you in my room? Where's Lin Moyu?" The male protagonist said, "Miss Su said she was severely injured, so I had someone take her for treatment." "Oh, I see. So why have you come to find me?" The male protagonist said with a deep, emotional look, "I've come to repay my debt of gratitude to you, Miss Su. The book says that when a woman saves a man, the man should offer himself in return to repay the kindness. Miss Su has saved me so many times, so I should offer myself to you." Su Yi awkwardly said, "Haha, that's really not necessary. You not killing me is gratitude enough." Su Yi continued, "If you want to repay me, there are other ways too. I need your help with something else." The male protagonist asked, "What is it that Miss Su needs help with?" Su Yi took his hand and said, "Come with me and you'll find out." "What?" The male protagonist, Su Qing, wants to repay Su Ye's kindness in this manner. So, Miss Su's other way of repaying the favor is to have me do manual labor. Su Yi said, the academy will soon hold a trial competition. I need to buy some medicinal herbs to prepare early. The black market here has the most complete variety of medicinal herbs, but not everyone can enter. Thanks to your help, I was able to come into this black market. The male lead said, if I can help Miss Su, I'm satisfied. At this moment, the sound of fighting came from nearby. The male lead said this was the arena in the black market, also called the Dark Arena. I never thought such a thing would exist right under the Imperial City. The surrounding crowd was discussing, this warrior number 6 has fought 10 rounds already. Looking at his condition, he definitely won't survive the night. They saw that warrior number 6 was at a disadvantage, his sword broken, just as his opponent suddenly launched another attack. There was a swooshing sound. The winner of this round is warrior number 6, Silver Cup. Warrior number 6 suddenly turned to look at Su Yi. Su Yi felt puzzled. Why was this person staring at her? The male lead said, if Miss Su is afraid, we don't have to watch anymore. I'll take Miss Su away from here. Not long after, the two were walking on a deserted street. Su Yi said, Su Qing, thank you so much for today. But just then, there was a movement behind them. They saw an assassin dressed in black, holding a knife, silently appear behind them. Seeing this, the male lead quickly pulled Su Yi into his arms. Then with a flick of his finger, the assassin's knife was instantly split in two. Afterward, the assassin's body burst into ghostly flames and crumbled away. What a fool who doesn't know when to quit. Su Yi asked, Su Qing, are you alright? At this moment, the male lead coughed a few times. In the urgency of the moment, wanting to protect Miss Su, I didn't consider much else. You shouldn't overexert yourself. The resentful energy in your body hasn't been completely cleared yet. But just then, with a swoosh, four assassins suddenly appeared. Su Yi, let me protect you this time. Meanwhile, the silhouettes of 4 people appeared nearby. A young lady was heard, shouting loudly, Cousin, look over there. Oh, it's Phon from last time, shouting so loudly. Are you afraid of not being noticed? Then, young Master Yang said awkwardly, we were just passing by and didn't mean to interfere in your affairs. We'll leave now. But suddenly, Phon's face flushed red, as if she had discovered something. It turned out she was captivated by the male lead's handsome face. Young Master Yang said, Phon, let's leave quickly. Phon shouted, no, cousin, that gentleman is in danger. We must save him. This woman, in order to gain the male lead's favor, disregarded her companion's objections. She was solely focused on saving the male lead, but what she ultimately received was his cold indifference. At this moment, hidden weapons flew from all directions. All the assassins fell to the ground. A group of people appeared on the rooftop. They were the male lead subordinates. We've come late to save you, Your Highness. Please forgive us. Phon was puzzled. Who exactly was this gentleman? Miss Nan Ying beside her said, didn't you hear? His subordinates just addressed him as Your Highness. This handsome man commands 100,000 Dragon Soul soldiers. The prince, second only to 1 and above 10,000, was a powerful figure who held sway over the entire capital. The subordinate reported, Your Highness, the assassins have all been dealt with. What shall we do with these 4? At this moment, Phon's face was full of joy. I just saved him. Surely the prince will reward me handsomely. The male lead then said, dispose of these 4 as well. Young Master Yang was suddenly terrified. Phon, are you satisfied now? You're going to get us all killed. Su Yi hurriedly said, Su Qing, don't do this. Please spare them. The academy's curfew is almost here. Let's head back first. Miss Lan Yin observed that Su Yi and the prince seemed quite close. She began to consider the idea of befriending Su Yi. The next day, in the academy's private school, everyone was discussing team formations for the trial competition starting in 2 days. While the students were busy forming teams, Su Yi, being from the lowest ranked black class, was left out. Su Yi, back in her female attire, stretched and thought, I'll just let fate decide about the team formation. At this moment, Miss Lan Yin approached and said, Su Yi, is no one willing to team up with you? I can let you join my team. Su Yi replied, my, the young lady of Nanning sure puts on airs. How could someone unwanted like me be worthy of teaming up with you? Miss Nanning was instantly angered. How dare you be so ungrateful? Just then, a familiar face appeared nearby. Su Yi, let's go register as a team. What? The lowest ranked black class student. One moment, Su Yi was abandoned in team formation. The next, she became a hot commodity. What exactly was going on? Just now, Song-ju had invited the lone Su-yi to join his team. His team also included Prince Chu-liang and the formidable Kwang-jan. The students were abuzz with discussion. A top-tier Tian class student actually teaming up with someone from the lowest rank? What was Su-ye's background? I heard she's the young city lord of Xianyue City. Could she be relying on her father's influence? Sui stood up slightly and said to Miss Nanning, "I'm sorry, ladies. I already have my own team." Nanning retorted, "Miss Su sure has skills. So many men vying for you." Su Yi provocatively said, "Miss Lan-in, instead of wasting time here, you'd better hurry and find your remaining team members." Then she turned to Song-ju. "You mentioned earlier that Kwang-jan and Prince Chu-liang are also in our team. What's this all about?" Song-ju explained, "That big guy called Kwang-jan is a merchant's son who ran away from home and hid in Qingyuan Academy. He, Chu-liang, and I are all in the Tian class. We've all been saved by you before. When they heard I was teaming up with you, they were willing to join us. Including Chu-liang's servant Ah-fu, we already have 5 people. That's how it is. But we're still 1 person short. Oh, right, we could ask that person to join. But we'll need to use your persimmon identity to smooth things over." "Ah, you mean we should find that person? But we'll need to use your identity as persimmon to make it work." The person Su Yi referred to was the 6th warrior, Injan, whom they had met in the black market. He was also a student at Qingyuan Academy, working there to pay off his debts. "Your name is Injan, right? I'm from Qingyuan Academy, and I've come to find you." Before Su Yi could finish, she was interrupted by Miss Nanning. "Strange. Why are they here too?" Then, young Master Shui and Miss Nanning offered to heal the wound on Injan's arm in exchange for him joining their team. Song-ju interjected, "Injan, just join our team. This Miss Su here can heal you right away. What do you say?" It seemed young Master Song was about to snatch the recruit away. Song-ju continued, "If you're so capable, why don't you heal his injury yourselves? All you can do is flaunt your family names. I fear the Yang family in Medicine Valley will end with you lot." Su-yi interjected, "Everyone, we should consider Silver Cup's opinion on this matter. If he doesn't want to join any team, all your arguing is pointless. Let Silver Cup choose for himself. Trust that he'll make the right decision." At this moment, Silver Cup kept staring at Su-yi. He didn't say a word, which was quite unnerving. Then Silver Cup asked, "Pardon me for asking, miss, but I never expected that the young city lord Su-yi would suddenly have child." This young man called Silver Cup, whom Su-yi and her group were trying to recruit, asked curiously, "Can you really heal the injury on my arm?" Su-yi replied, "Your injury isn't a particularly difficult case. It shouldn't be hard to cure." Suddenly, Silver Cup made his decision. "Then I'll join your team." Su-yi looked puzzled. It happened so quickly. Immediately after, he grabbed Su-ye's hand and said, "Let's go register our team." Su-yi asked, "Why did you suddenly choose me? Is it just because I can heal your injury?" Silver Cup replied earnestly, "It's not because of that. It's because you look so much like my mother. What's going on? It's like a sun falling from the sky while you're sitting at home." Just then, a flying dagger whizzed past Silver Cup's face. Young Master Shui said irritably, "Silver Cup, the one who crippled your hand, Cliff Breaker, is now on my team. If you don't join us for the trial, you'd better watch out for your other hand during the competition." Sui asked, "Is that so? Are you telling the truth? I know you want me on your team because of my connection with the prince. If you dare harm my teammate, don't blame me for being unkind." Miss Nanning then said, "Miss Su, are you openly opposing us now? I'm not that idle. I just want to remind you all that we're not to be trifled with. We'll see how it goes in the arena." Shortly after, Su Yi and her group arrived at the registration desk to form their team. But they were suddenly informed that the prince's servant wasn't a student at the academy and couldn't join their team. The judge said, "You'd better hurry and find another teammate. Otherwise, none of you will be able to participate in tomorrow's trial competition." This was troublesome. Everyone had already formed teams. Where could they find another person now? Just then, the sound of bells rang out. Lin Moyu suddenly appeared before Su Yi. Lin Moyu said, "The contract spirit told me that young Master Su was in trouble." Su Yi was overjoyed to see him. "Little you, you've come at just the right time. Have your injuries healed? And have you joined a team yet?" Lin Moyu replied, "Thanks to your care, my injuries have healed. I haven't joined a team yet. But young Master Su, you're actually a woman? Haha, don't worry about that. I just wear men's clothes for convenience when going out. I didn't mean to deceive you. Let's go register our team first." A while later, Su Yi and her group successfully registered their team. The judge asked, "Who's your team leader? And what's your team name?" Su Yi said, How about we call our team Glory Squad? Song Ju chimed in. That's a good name. In that case, let's put Su-yi down as the team leader. What? The prince, who's supposed to be second only to 1 and above 10,000, has been drugged? What exactly is going on here? Just now, young Master Shui learned that Su-ye's team had gained another Tian class member, Lin Mayu. This immediately made them feel somewhat threatened. The spotlight of this trial competition was about to be stolen by Su-yi. Young Master Shui said, "Our team has a widely admired heavenly maiden. If we perform mediocrely in the trial competition, I'm afraid it will affect your status as the heir to the Medicine King Valley." Miss Lan said, "What? You want to harm Su-yi and drag me into it? I'm afraid if the plan fails, it would truly ruin my future if word got out." At this moment, Sister Lu rushed over and said, "No need for you to act. I've already arranged everything." Young Master Shui asked, "What have you done?" Sister Lu, suddenly furious, said, "Last time, Lin Moyu escaped from my hands because that damned Su-yi rescued her. Now she's even moved into her courtyard, so I sent something to their room. They can just wait to be expelled from Qinghuang Academy." Meanwhile, Su-yi returned to her residence. She felt something was a bit off. It seemed like someone had been in the courtyard. Could it be that the male lead had come again? As Su-yi was about to enter the room, she smelled a pungent odor. But just then, the male lead suddenly appeared and pinned her against the wall. His face flushed. He said to Su-yi, "Miss Su, my whole body feels so hot." Su-yi sensed something was wrong. "What's wrong with you? Could it be caused by this strange smell?" So he noticed a brazier nearby. It was emitting an unpleasant odor. "Wait, this seems like an aphrodisiac." "Su Qing, calm down first. What exactly happened? Who drugged you?" The male lead said, "I came to find Miss Su, but saw someone leaving the room. I came in to investigate and ended up like this." Sui felt confused. Who could it be? Using such a despicable method. If Su Qing hadn't come to find me tonight, I might have been in trouble. Then the male lead said, "Miss Su, please save me. My whole body is so hot." Su-yi said, "But I don't have an antidote for this. Since that's the case, you saved me today, so consider this me repaying you." With that, Su-yi took off her upper garment. "After this, we'll be even." Then the male lead embraced Su-yi, and they did indescribable things. As for what those things were, the pictures are right here. The rest is left to the audience's imagination. In the blink of an eye, it was the day of the Academy's trial competition. Each participating contestant could choose to carry 3 items. If the barrier talisman on their body was broken, they would be eliminated. The trial competition was about to begin. Song Ju and the others had already arrived at the competition venue, but Su-yi and Lin Moyu were nowhere to be seen. At this moment, Sister Lu smiled and said, "Those two are probably busy tumbling in the sheets. They won't have time to participate in the competition." Young Master Shui asked, "I'm quite curious. What method did you use on Su-yi? Tell us, so we can have a laugh." Lu Mei said, "Doesn't Su-yi really like that bitch Lin Moyu? I put an aphrodisiac in their room. For the sake of their illicit affair, they'll drag down their teammates. These 2 dogs can just wait for their reputation to be ruined." The others were shocked upon hearing this. "What? But they're both women." Not long after, Su-yi and Lin Moyu arrived at the trial venue. Lin Moyu looked at Su-yi, asking worriedly, "Miss, did you catch a cold last night?" Su-yi seemed to be in poor spirits. "Last night, I didn't catch a cold, but I was trapped. It kept me up all night. Moreover, the most important thing is that guy likes to bite people randomly. Just thinking about it makes me a bit scared. Anyway, let's not dwell on it. The competition is more urgent." The trial competition begins. There are 7 golden tokens hidden within the trial grounds. The teams who first obtain the golden tokens can advance to the next round. The rest will be eliminated. The third prince then said, "It seems the key to the golden tokens is not finding them, but snatching them." Su-yi replied, "The third prince is right. So, let's focus on finding the medicine for your leg injury first. In this trial ground, there's a medicinal herb called the golden pearl. It usually grows under rocks. Once we find the golden pearl, we'll have a way to cure your highness's leg. Then you all go look for it," she said. "I'm going to take a nap." Huang Zhan found it unbelievable. How could Su-yi be so familiar with the trial grounds? It was as if she had designed this place herself. That's because Su-yi is the author of this novel. Of course, she's familiar with it. Soon, Su-yi was targeted by enemies. "Look, there's someone sleeping over there. Let's take them out first." Huang Zhan appeared at this moment, smashing the arrow aimed at Su-yi with his hammer. Hey, what are you doing? We haven't even gone far, and you dare to attack our medic?" What medic? Isn't that girl just a useless black class student? How come Tion class people are teaming up with her? Just as they were talking, Silver Cup suddenly appeared behind the two of them. Accompanied by a series of agonizing screams, they wiped out the pulverized into dust small team. The opponents couldn't help but exclaim, "We never expected that a black class rookie would have so many Tion class big shots protecting her. We're no match for them at all." Song Ju and the others continued to guard Su Yi, who was sleeping. At this moment, he walked behind Su Yi and took a look. Oh, no wonder Miss Su is so listless. It turns out some man has drained her energy. Young City Lord Su Yi had her energy drained by the male lead last night, leaving her listless. The man called Silver Cup, upon hearing that Su Yi, who resembled his mother, had her energy drained by a man, immediately expressed his desire to help Su Yi kill that man. Silver Cup's mental age in the novel is only 7 years old, a total mama's boy. Su Yi hurriedly explained, "That man isn't all that bad. Although sometimes thinking of him makes me angry, there are also times when it makes me happy." Yin Zhan then said, "My mother once said, if you're always thinking about someone, and this person sometimes makes you angry and sometimes happy, it means you like them." Hearing this, Su Yi was left speechless. At this moment, Su Yi noticed a golden pearl growing on a nearby rock. It really came without any effort, just in time. As she was about to reach for it, coincidentally, Miss Lan Yin's team was also there. He shouted, "Stop! We discovered that golden pearl first." Su Yi picked up the golden pearl and said, "This thing grows naturally. When did it become yours?" Miss Nanning said, "Miss Su is right. In that case, we'll offer 100,000 gold leaves to buy it. Sorry, it's not for sale. Then how about 200,000? Or Miss Su, name your price. This golden pearl isn't of much use to you anyway. Selling it to us wouldn't be a waste." "Haha, waste? Even if I bury it, what's it to you?" Su Yi didn't want to deal with him anymore and was about to leave. However, she was bound by the rope created by Miss Nanning. She grabbed Su Yi and angrily said, "Miss Su, must you oppose me at every turn? Refusing you is opposing you?" Miss Nan sure knows how to shift blame. Just then, the rope binding Su Yi was cut. It turned out her teammates had come to her rescue. Song Ju said, "Miss Nan, instead of wasting time here, why don't you go look for the golden token?" Seeing it was the third prince, Miss Nanning said, "Well, out of respect for your highness, we'll call a temporary truce today. I wish the third prince success in obtaining the golden token and smooth passage to the next round of trials. I hope we meet again in the next trial to settle our score properly." Afterwards, Su Yi said, "It's getting late. Let's hurry and find the golden token. By the way, where did Kuang Zhan go?" Just then, Kuang Zhan appeared holding 2 golden tokens. He said, "I just snatched 2 golden tokens along the way. Now, we're definitely going to pass the first round of trials." In no time at all, the hour had arrived. Su Ye's glory team had successfully found 2 gold medals, passing the first round with ease. "Everyone, let's go back and rest now. Prepare well for the next trial." However, at that moment, the male lead subordinate appeared. He said to Su Yi, "Miss Su, I've come to invite you to the prince's mansion." Su Yi asked in confusion, "What's wrong? Has something happened to Su Qing?" "The prince, his condition doesn't seem to be very good right now. Please, Miss Su, come and see the prince." It was unexpected. The Yander male lead was actually throwing a tantrum. Su Yi learned from the subordinate that after the prince returned today, he had locked himself in his room and ordered that no one was to approach. Did anything unpleasant happen when the prince was with Miss Su last night? Su Yi blushed as she recalled what had happened the night before. She remembered the male lead holding her tightly, saying, "Miss Su saved me. I should offer myself in return. From now on, Miss Su is mine." So he thought the male lead was just talking nonsense. But the male lead seemed to be serious. He said that's what the books all said. Offering oneself in return would lead to a lifelong partnership. But Su Yi felt the male lead was taking it too seriously. She told him, "Those books you've read aren't very proper. They're all deceiving you. You really shouldn't believe what's written in them. I could write tons of stories like that. I could even write about a woman saving a man, then suddenly falling in love with someone else. Or maybe the woman already has a fianca copyright, something like that." But the male lead didn't see it that way. He still clung to the plot from the books. Su Yi felt uneasy. Could it be that because of what she said last night, things she shouldn't have said, the male lead now felt disheartened? The subordinate then said, "Miss Su, you should know about the new moon. Right now, you're probably the only one the prince is willing to see. Please, you must save our prince. The prince is alone inside. Suyi pushed open the door and entered. She cautiously walked into the room. Some items the male lead had thrown were scattered on the floor. Suyi approached the male lead. She heard him shouting, "Get out!" Seeing this, Suyi said, "Su Qing, it's me." Seeing it was Suyi, the woman he admired, the male lead was instantly overjoyed. Suyi came closer and asked, "Why are you soaking in cold water? Come out quickly." The male lead still looked sulky. "Miss Su, what brings you here?" Suyi said, "I heard from Fei-chun that you seem to be in a bad mood, so I came to check on you." The male lead coldly replied, "Now that you've seen me, please leave." Suyi said, "Your condition has worsened now. I need to stay with you. If I must leave, it'll be after you've recovered." So, as she finished speaking, the male lead grabbed Suye's hand. He suddenly pulled Suyi down. The male lead continued, "But you'll still leave in the end. If I weren't injured right now, would Miss Su ever come to see me again? Between us, apart from this illness, is there any other connection at all?" Suyi was at a loss for words, not knowing how to respond. Attention! A major public display of affection is about to occur. Non-combatants, please evacuate. The male lead pressed close to Suyi and said, "Miss Su, saying you'll give me an answer in 10 days. Aren't you just stalling for time? When that day really comes, I think you'll find other excuses. You'll say that my offering myself is useless, that you won't grow old with me, and that everything written in the books is fake." So you could only reply, "It's my fault. I made you overthink. If the book says so, there must be some truth to it. It's not that I don't want to see you, but I really have a lot to do. I came to the Imperial City for you. I'm worried about your condition. I even prepared a birthday gift for you. No matter what you think, you'll always be in my heart." The male lead asked, "Is what Miss Su said true?" "Of course it's true, but you must promise me never to soak in cold water again." As soon as the words fell, Su Ye's sudden kiss, like a storm, caught the male lead off guard. The male lead said coyly, "Miss Su, what do you mean by this?" Su Yi said, "This is your punishment. Don't mistreat your body again in the future. Do you hear me?" "But Miss Su, this will only make me more disobedient." Su Yi said, "You're welcome to try. See how I'll deal with you." Just as the two were about to try, a subordinate appeared and said, "Miss Su, His Highness hasn't eaten yet today." The male lead was furious. "Fei-chun, who told you to be so talkative?" "It was me, of course. Do you have any objections? Come on, have some porridge to recover your strength. Open your mouth." Indeed, as long as Su Yi was around, His Highness became completely obedient. After taking care of the male lead and finishing the meal, Su Yi stood up to leave. But the male lead suddenly grabbed her hand and said, "Miss Su, won't you stay and sleep with me?" Su Yi said, "The academy has matters to attend to tomorrow. I'm afraid I can't stay here tonight." "Wait, why are you so hot? Are you running a fever? I'll call Fei-chun to find a doctor for you right away." The male lead suddenly hugged Su Yi from behind and said, "Miss Su, aren't you my doctor? Miss Su, please don't go. Stay with me. I feel so unwell. Look at the young city lord before you. She says men and women should be separate and sleep in different rooms. But the next moment, the two are sleeping together." Under the male lead's sweet talk, Su Yi finally chose to stay overnight. But she didn't want to share a bed with the male lead. Then the male lead led Su Yi to the guest room. "This is the most luxurious guest room in our mansion. Is Miss Su satisfied?" Su Yi, feeling annoyed, said, "The size of the room doesn't matter. But why did you follow me here? What's the point of me staying in a guest room then? Don't you know that men and women should keep their distance? You should mind your manners." The male lead replied, "Is that so? Then why didn't Miss Su mention any of this in the Ice Silkworm Cave or at Qingyuan Academy before? Moreover, Miss Su was quite forward at that time. How come you've become so resistant to me now?" Su Yi said, "Stop talking. If that's the case, sleeping in the same room is fine, but you're still sick. Take your medicine and go to sleep obediently." As night fell and they were about to retire, the male lead's old habits surfaced again. He suddenly hugged Su Yi from behind. He kept saying, "Miss Su, I feel so cold all over. Will you hold me while we sleep? Please." Su Yi smiled knowingly. "Don't think I don't know what you're thinking. I know you like the back of my hand." The male lead said coyly, "I don't know what Miss Su is talking about." "Oh really? Keep playing dumb and see how I'll deal with you." With that, the male lead was given a lesson by Su Yi. As for the content of the lesson, I'm also unaware. The next day, Su Yi woke up in a daze. This male lead, all talk and no action. Once the medicine kicked in, he fell asleep faster than a pig. Not long after, the male lead also woke up. Su Yi then said, "I have matters to attend to today. I need to go to Qingyuan Academy first. The male lead rose and said, "Miss Su, what's the matter? Why don't I accompany you?" Su Yi replied, "After passing the trial yesterday, our team is having a celebration banquet today. We also need to discuss the upcoming competition. You wouldn't be able to contribute much if you came with me. After all, you're a prince." As soon as she finished speaking, the male lead pinned Su Yi to the bed, whining, "But I'm still sick. Miss Su, you can't just leave me here. Please take me with you." Was a male lead being so clingy because he was sick? If I really took him along, Song Ju's sharp tongue would probably tease me for years to come. Who would have thought that the supreme prince of the Imperial city would be jealous? If Su Yi didn't return soon, the atmosphere would become unbearably awkward. The members of the Glory team had been waiting here for quite some time, but there was still no sign of Su Yi. Song Ju teased, "Miss Su must be entangled with some man again. Speak of the devil, and she shall appear." Su Yi appeared before everyone, accompanied by the male lead. "I'm sorry, everyone, for being late. This gentleman is my patient. He needs my care, so I brought him along. He needs my care, so I brought him with me." At this moment, the prince asked, "Third uncle, are you also Miss Su's patient?" The male lead coldly replied, "Yes." Everyone was shocked. "Wait," the prince called this gentleman third uncle. Could he be our kingdom's war god? The prince who commands 100,000 dragon soul soldiers? Song Ju continued to tease Su Yi, saying, "Hee, I didn't know you were so impressive." Su Yi then said, "I'll go order some food. I'll be right back. You all chat for a while. Finally, I can catch my breath. I'll take a moment, and you guys can keep the male lead company in this awkward situation." As soon as Su Yi left, Song Ju suddenly didn't know what to say. The scene fell into a deadlock. If Su Yi didn't come back soon, the air in this room would freeze. At this moment, the male lead finally spoke, asking, "Chu Liang, how did you meet Miss Su?" The prince replied, "Miss Su and I are both students at Qingwang Academy. She's also treating my leg injury, so we formed a team together." Lin Mayu, who was nearby, added, "Miss Su once saved my life too, and she's still treating me. So, you're all Miss Su's patients then?" At this point, Kwang Zhan said, "Only they are. I joined the team because I saw that Su Yi was very capable, kind-hearted, and had a good personality." The male lead then said, "Thank you all for taking care of my Su Yi during this time. However, if your illnesses aren't immediately life-threatening, perhaps you should seek treatment elsewhere. Having her diagnose and treat so many patients will wear her out." The male lead was clearly jealous, which is why he spoke like that. Suddenly, someone outside shouted loudly, "You're really not playing fair. Are you going to just snatch it away?" The male lead heard this. That was Su Ye's voice. Miss Su is in danger. The male lead quickly ran over. Look at this domineering male lead. He's completely submissive to Su Yi. He really wants to have her all to himself. Su Yi, in an attempt to help Silver Cup, was cornered by the restaurant owner and his people. Fortunately, the male lead arrived just in time and said, "I see that Golden Sun Restaurant's business has really grown. There are more and more rules now. You won't even let my guests enter." Seeing it was the prince, the restaurant owner was instantly terrified. "Oh, it's the prince. How could I dare? This is all a misunderstanding. It's all my fault for not watching them closely. The newcomers don't know the rules. They're newcomers, and I suspect you are too. Miss Su, you can bring in whoever you like. Even if you wanted to bring in a dog, it's entirely up to you." Silver Cup was suddenly bewildered. "Who are you calling a dog?" The shop owner kept apologizing profusely. The male lead said, "Miss Su, let's go." Su Yi then asked, "Aren't we going upstairs?" Song Ju and Chu Liang are still up there. The male lead forcefully pulled Su Yi, heading towards the exit without looking back. However, at this moment, Silver Cup also tugged at Su Yi. The three of them suddenly found themselves in an awkward situation. The male lead said with some irritation, "Let go of her." Su Yi quickly intervened to defuse the situation. "Silver Cup, you go upstairs first. I'm fine here. You don't need to worry." After saying this, the male lead led Su Yi away from there. The two of them went outside. The male lead once again put on his sickly, clingy act. He hugged Su Yi and said, "Miss Su, I feel so unwell. Are you running a fever again? Let's get in the carriage first." In the carriage, the male lead asked Su Yi, "Miss Su, you have so many men around you. Do you care for each of them this much?" Su Yi couldn't quite follow, not understanding what he meant. The male lead continued, "What I mean is those men who are always with Miss Su. From now on, Miss Su shouldn't see any of them anymore." This male lead wanted to claim Su Yi for himself. The prince before her wouldn't allow Su Yi to associate with other men. He didn't even want her talking to them. His possessiveness was incredibly strong, wishing Su Yi to be by his side at all times. The male lead pulled Su Yi along, heading to an unknown destination. Su-yi hurriedly asked, Su-ching, what exactly are you planning to do? The male lead said, Miss Su, do you really not know what I want to do? Should I show you right now? What? Was the male lead going to do that kind of thing in broad daylight? The male lead said, I don't know what's come over me. I always feel this way when I'm with Miss Su. It's all because Miss Su has too many men around her. Even women admire you. Su-yi quickly said, they're just my teammates. There's nothing else between us. The male lead continued, and that one called Silver Cup, the way he looks at you doesn't seem like just a teammate. Su-yi said, Silver Cup has the mind of a 7-year-old. He's like a child to me. Miss Su, you said earlier that I was in your heart. Now, are you saying your heart doesn't belong to me alone? As soon as he finished speaking, the male lead threw Su-yi onto the bed. A ghostly fire burned fiercely around him. He pressed close to Su-yi and said, My Miss Su is truly beautiful. So, would Miss Su abandon me? I want to keep Miss Su by my side forever, lock you up in my bed, so that you can only see me for the rest of your life. Su-yi was shocked upon hearing this. Is Miss Su afraid of me now? But I only want to spend my entire life with you. The male lead's inherent Yanderin nature was surfacing again. Was he really that insecure? Then Su-yi said, As for spending our lives together, it's not impossible. But I still need to go back to cultivate, and I have patience to cure. You're in my heart, but I still have my own life to live. The male lead pressed close to Su-yi and said, Then Miss Su must keep her word. If Miss Su goes back on her promise, I'll definitely collect what's owed to me with interest. After saying this, the two of them continued to shower each other with affection. I can't be the only one to witness this display. I wonder if the audience has had their fill yet. It's truly unexpected. The Yandere prince, today of all days, was subjected to Su-ye's unique method of administering medicine. It's a sight to behold. Su-yi chose to stay at the mansion to care for the ill prince. The prince was seen constantly complaining to Miss Su, This medicine is so bitter. I don't want to drink it. If that's the case, why don't I feed you the medicine? How does that sound? Su-yi said, leaning over the male lead with the medicine in hand. In one swift motion, she downed the medicine herself. Then, mouth to mouth, she transferred the medicine to the male lead. This method of administering medicine is a first for me. Horus, once again subjected to their blatant display of affection. At this moment, Fei-chun announced, My lord, the third prince requests an audience. Only then did the couple cease their outrageous behavior. How strange. What business does the third prince have here? As it turns out, His Highness came to seek medical attention from Su-yi. The camp commander accompanied him. Su-yi hurriedly inquired, Third prince, is there any discomfort in your leg? His Highness replied, Miss Su, I've been taking the medicine you prescribed for some time now, but the pain in my leg has been getting worse. And it's become like this. After examining it, Su-yi said, This is as it should be. A fu. Injan, please help me support His Highness. Also, Su-ching, have someone prepare plenty of ice water for me, and I'll need to borrow your courtyard for a while. Subsequently, Su-yi had the prince's injured leg submerged in ice water. Su-yi then said, Your Highness, please endure the pain that follows. With a wave of her hand, the golden crow-green plant emerged from her palm. The plant then swiftly pierced into the wound. The sudden pain caused His Highness to cry out loudly. Shortly after, something seemed to flow out of the wound. Su-yi explained, This is the thousand-bone worm. Oh no, it's trying to escape. However, the escaping thousand-bone worm unexpectedly flew towards Su-yi. Su-yi was instantly drenched in cold sweat. This was bad. The young city lord Su-yi, while treating His Highness, was caught off guard by the flying goo worm. Seeing Miss Su in danger, the male lead quickly sprang into action. Fortunately, Su-yi was successfully rescued in the end. The goo worm that attacked Su-yi was incinerated to ashes by the male lead. After narrowly escaping danger, Su-yi said to Chu-liang, Third prince, the goo worm in your leg has been removed. From now on, you just need to rest and recover. Seeing that his leg injury had been treated, Chu-liang hastily thanked Miss Su. Then, servants wheeled His Highness away from there. However, at this moment, Su-yi noticed that Injan's hand seemed to be injured. Driven by her instinct to help, Su-yi hurried forward and asked, Injan, what happened to your hand? Injan replied, Earlier on the road, I encountered my enemy, Duanya. I couldn't defeat him, so he wounded me. Seeing Su-yi in close contact with another man, the male lead suddenly felt a twinge of jealousy. The male lead said, Couldn't Fei-chun handle the bandaging? Why does Miss Su need to do it personally? Su-yi then said, Didn't I tell you before? Injan has the mind of a 7-year-old. He's like a little brother to me. The male lead grabbed Su-ye's hand and said, Even so, this isn't appropriate. At this moment, Injan unexpectedly called out to the male lead, brother-in-law. The couple was stunned into silence. Injan continued, my mother said that women only embrace and cuddle with their husbands. Just now, sister said I'm her little brother, so that makes the prince my brother-in-law. The male lead was instantly delighted upon hearing this. This little brother sure knew how to speak. Shortly after, Suyi returned to her room to bandage Silver Cup's wounds. She also offered him some small snacks. However, as Silver Cup was eating, two horns suddenly appeared on his head. Suyi was startled at the sight. Silver Cup then said, I'm only half dragon by blood. Sometimes I can't control it when I eat sweet things. My horns just pop out. Don't worry, sister. Suyi then remembered that in the novel, Silver Cup and Duanya were set as Dragon Clan and Dragon Slayer. That's why they often fought when they met. Suyi continued to ask, but why did Duanya come after you again? As fellow students in the academy, he would be punished for hurting you. Silver Cup replied, the Academy's second trial has begun. We need to complete bounty missions within the Imperial city to accumulate points. During the trial period, as long as no one dies, there are no rules. Suyi only then realized that the second phase of the trial competition had already started. Does this mean I have to go back and participate with you all? Suyi falt uneasi. She looked back at the male lead, who said, Miss Su, are you thinking of going back? The Glory team, led by the female protagonist Suyi, had achieved excellent results in the first trial competition. This also led to them becoming the prime target for many competing teams. Just now, when the male lead learned that Suyi was going back to participate in the trial competition, he suddenly seemed a bit reluctant to part. Suyi then said, you know, I'm the captain of the Glory team. I can't abandon my team, so I have to leave you temporarily. Is that okay with you? All right, if that's the case. Miss Su, don't forget I'm your patient too. Come back soon. Suyi reluctantly threw herself into the male lead's arms, saying, I've read a lot of books during my stay at your mansion. I'm sure I can complete the trial quickly, and I'll definitely deliver your birthday gift on time. After parting with the male lead, Suyi and her group arrived at Epine Mountain. Songju teased, my dear captain, you've finally returned. Suyi replied, if I hadn't come back, you, as the acting captain, might have usurped my position. Tell me, what missions have you taken on? Songju said, a divine beast, the phoenix, is about to be born on Epine Mountain. The Phon family wants Phon Wei to form a contract with it. They've put out a high-priced bounty for the rare medicinal herb, Fire Lingji, to assist Phon Wei. This Fire Lingji is our Tian-level mission. After listening, Suyi said, Tian-level missions offer the highest points. Completing one would be enough to pass the trial. But Chu Yang's leg injury hasn't fully healed yet. Our team is short one person. We need to be extra careful. Kwang Zhan flexed his muscles at this point and said, with me around, what's there to fear? Our team will definitely be first again. As they were talking, the Glory team had already been targeted by their opponents. Not long after they set out, a hidden arrow came flying towards them. Fortunately, Silver Cup reacted quickly enough to catch the arrow. Suyi, looking at the enemies before her, said, who are you? Why are you attacking us? The masked leader said, we've been waiting here for a long time. Your Glory team ranked first in the last trial. If other teams want to rise up, they must first team up to eliminate the strongest squad. Suyi was shocked upon hearing this. No way. I encounter this situation as soon as I return. Subsequently, the two teams engaged in a fierce battle. Songju and Silver Cup were at the forefront. Suyi, not to be outdone, summoned her golden crow-green plant for self-protection. Kwang Zhan then said, this won't do. There are too many of them. If we keep going like this, even if we don't get beaten to death, we'll be exhausted to death. Songju asked, Suyi, do you have any other way to deal with this? Suyi replied, yes. If we can't beat them, let's just run. With that, Suyi took off running. Running away when you can't win is also a strategy. The others were surprised to see their captain fleeing. They all followed Suyi and escaped together. After narrowly avoiding disaster, Huang Zhan then asked, what should we do about this mission now? Suyi replied, it seems we can only abandon it for now. Let's go check out other tasks. At that moment, a familiar figure appeared before them, saying, I'm afraid you won't have that chance. Young Master Yang showing up here at this time certainly meant no good. Suyi immediately felt the danger. We're doomed. We don't have the strength to deal with these people now. Suyi's Glory team was surrounded on all sides. just as they had escaped one crisis. They encountered Yang Xian's team. Young Master Yang angrily declared, "This time, I'll definitely kill you." Su Yi felt the gravity of the situation. Everyone was already exhausted. Now, they had to face young Master Yang. These scoundrels needed to find a way to escape quickly. However, at this moment, Phon Wei had already started attacking Lin Moyu. Su Yi prepared to go help, but was kicked away by Yang Xian. This kick caused internal injuries to Su Yi. If this continued, they would all die here. Just then, Su Yi spotted something in a pile of grass. It looked like blood spirit grass and bone-melting liquid. I've seen these in the books at the male lead's mansion. When these two herbs are taken together, they seem to strengthen the body. Song Ju approached and asked, "Su Yi, what do you want to eat?" Su Yi said, "These two herbs can greatly enhance fighting power for a short time. If I eat them, I can buy you time to escape. Don't worry about me. You all go first." Song Ju asked, "What are the side effects of this medicine? What will happen to you after we leave?" "The side effect is just feeling exhausted after the effect wears off." Before she could finish speaking, Huang Zhan grabbed the herbs without a word and swallowed them. Suddenly, his muscles bulged, even ripping his clothes. Huang Zhan declared, "With this body, I can take on 10 of them." He then grabbed a large hammer and launched a fierce attack on the enemies. Seeing Huang Zhan engaging the enemies, the others decided to retreat first. Su Yi told Huang Zhan, "The effect won't last long. Don't get caught up in the fight. Let's go quickly." Huang Zhan said, "You go first, I'll catch up soon." After saying this, he cut down a large tree, blocking the enemy's pursuit. "That should do it. I've knocked them all out. They can't get through. We're safe for now." At that moment, Huang Zhan felt a pain in his chest. He let out a gasp and collapsed to the ground. Su Yi breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, the effect wore off just now. Yang Xian and his team shouldn't be able to catch up now. Let's quickly take Huang Zhan back. But just then, a hidden weapon flew out of nowhere. Silvercup caught it and said, "You all go quickly. They're after me." A man was seen standing on a tree, glaring fiercely at Silvercup. "Silvercup, let's see if you can leave here alive today." Silvercup replied, "No matter what, let's have a fight to the death today." With that, the two engaged in a fierce battle. This man was Duanya from Yang Xian's team. In the original story, he was the most outstanding dragon slayer of this generation. He once dug out the heart of a human-dragon hybrid and gave it to the male lead. Could that human-dragon hybrid be Silvercup? As a human-dragon hybrid, Silvercup's father was a member of the dragon clan. His mother was an excellent dragon slayer. The two of them cast aside their hatred and fell in love with each other. Su Yi never imagined that the setting she casually wrote would lead to such a tragic background for Silvercup. No, she couldn't let Silvercup suffer any more harm. As soon as she finished speaking, Su Yi summoned the Golden Crow plant to assist. In an instant, she had Duanya tied to a tree. Su Yi said to Silvercup, "Now's your chance. Hurry up and act." But Silvercup hesitated, unable to make a move. At this moment, Duanya said, "This little bastard, he doesn't dare. He's just a half-dragon, a useless creature struck by heavenly lightning during his tribulation. When he was 7 years old, he needed to go through tribulation to take human form. It was my father who prematurely summoned the heavenly lightning, which struck his arm directly." Su Yi was shocked after hearing this. No wonder Silvercup's mind has remained at 7 years old. It's all because of your father. You dragon slayers are truly ruthless to harm a child like that. That's right, Duanya continued. When his father was alive, he killed many of our dragon slayers. We were just making the son pay for the father's debts. Besides, dragons shouldn't exist in this world anyway. You should be thankful my father spared his life. If that's the case, Su Yi retorted, you talk about paying debts, then you should also pay for your father's actions. With that, Su Yi grabbed Silvercup's hand. The sword in his hand plunged into Duanya's body. Your father crippled Silvercup's arm, so he's crippling yours. Your father spared Silvercup's life, so he's sparing yours. From now on, your grudges are settled. If you want to seek revenge, come find me. I've paid you city's debt on his behalf. Su Yi smiled and said to Silvercup, from now on, I'll be your big sister. Let's go now. Your sister has almost exhausted all her spiritual energy. We need to go back and rest properly. The next day, in the royal mansion of the Imperial city, Su Yi was resting with her eyes closed. It had been a long time since she'd been this relaxed. Although there were still many patients waiting for treatment, she decided to put that aside for now. At this moment, Su Yi noticed the male lead and Fei Chun preparing to go out. She thought, Never mind, I won't ask too many questions. The male lead can go wherever he wants. Today is a rare day of leisure. But Suyi was still curious and eavesdropped on their conversation. She heard Fei Chen say, "Your Highness, there's a phoenix emerging at Yiping Mountain recently. The situation is not very peaceful. Should we bring more people?" The male lead replied, "No need. This trip is to find the sacred object of the Snake Clan. We shouldn't attract too much attention." What? The male lead is going to Yiping Mountain? And there's a sacred object of the Snake Clan? Has the plot already progressed this far? Wait, I remember this part. A woman who has secretly loved the male lead since childhood will appear. Lu Xianxian, the most beautiful woman in the Imperial city. This woman will send people disguised as assassins to attack the male lead. Then she'll sacrifice herself to save him, thus earning his gratitude. Afterwards, they'll both fall off a cliff and go through life and death experiences together. Then Suyi shouted loudly, "Wait, I'll go with you." The male lead, seeing this, said, "Miss Su, didn't you say you were exhausted and wouldn't go out for a few days?" "Hee, I suddenly thought of something, so I don't feel tired anymore. Besides, someone's coming to flirt with my man. How can I not do anything about it? Don't you agree?" This woman, in order to win your highness's heart, actually sent people disguised as assassins to attack your highness. She had once again risked her life to save the prince. But in the end, she and the male lead both fell off the cliff. It was Suyi who shared this life and death experience with him. Just now, Suyi had followed the male lead to Yiping Mountain to search for the sacred snake venom object. The male lead curiously asked, "Miss Su, why did you suddenly decide to come with me?" Suyi replied, "As my patient, I, being a medical practitioner, couldn't help but worry about you." The male lead asked in disbelief, "Is that so? But I can't help feeling that Miss Su has other motives." At that moment, a woman ran over from the side and said, "Your Highness, what a coincidence to meet you here." This woman was none other than the one mentioned in the previous episode, the most beautiful woman in the Imperial city. She had already seen through everything last night. What nonsense is this? Clearly, you inquired about the prince's visit here in advance, then waited here to play the hero and save him. Just wait and see how I deal with you later. The woman continued, "This humble girl was just taking a leisurely stroll on the mountain. May I ask what brings your highness here? Perhaps I could be of assistance." The male lead replied, "Is that so? It seems this place has excellent feng shui, attracting so many idle people." Just as the male lead finished speaking, a hidden arrow flew towards him. The woman, seeing this, shouted, "Your Highness, watch out." She was about to rush forward to save him, but as luck would have it, Suyi had already anticipated his move. She caught the arrow with her hand. The male lead said, "Thank you, Miss Su, for saving me once again." The woman, seeing her plan foiled, became visibly upset. "It seems I'll have to deal with you first." She threw a stone to signal her subordinates. Upon receiving the signal, her men prepared to kill Suyi first. The next second, a flurry of swords flew towards Suyi. "Oh no, they're targeting me again." But how could the male lead allow his beloved to be harmed? He deflected all the swords, and Suyi narrowly escaped danger. However, at this moment, the woman unexpectedly played a dirty trick. She pushed Suyi towards a cliff behind her. Fortunately, with the help of the golden crow plant, she managed to avoid disaster. The woman approached with ill intent, saying, "Don't worry, miss. I'll help you up right away." Then, she cut the golden crow plant that was saving Suye's life. Suyi let out a scream as she fell towards the cliff behind her. Seeing this, without a second thought, he ran over at lightning speed. He followed Suyi and jumped into the cliff. Holding her tightly, he said, "Miss Su, don't be afraid. The young city lord Suyi and the male lead both fell off the cliff. After the two narrowly escaped danger, they unexpectedly found the sacred snake venom site. Here, the male lead also encountered a familiar person. The scene changes. Suyi groggily woke up in the male lead's arms. Seeing that Suyi was unharmed, the male lead finally relaxed. "Miss Su seems more composed than in the ice silkworm cave. It seems you've grown accustomed to waking up in my arms." However, at this moment, Suyi smelled the scent of blood. She hurriedly asked the male lead, "Are you injured?" The male lead replied, "Miss Su, I'm fine. It's just a minor wound. I've already bandaged it myself. There's a cave over there. Let's go take a look together." The two arrived at a cave. They saw that the entrance was tightly sealed. The The stone tablet at the entrance had the words "Sacred Site" inscribed on it. Su-yi merely touched it with her hand and immediately felt a strong, burning sensation. He then asked the male lead to try. As soon as the male lead's hand touched the stone tablet, the tablet immediately appeared. Then, with a loud bang, the gate opened. Afterwards, Su-yi said, "This is the sacred ground of your snake clan. I can't enter. You have to go in alone. Whatever visions you see, don't believe them. I'll wait for you here at the gate." According to the novel's progression, the male lead would easily defeat the Snake Clan's Snow Lotus. There is no need to worry about that. The male lead entered the Snake Clan's sacred ground. He immediately saw a giant lotus flower. As he approached, 3 figures appeared beside him. They said to the male lead, "Su-ching, you've finally come. We thought you had forgotten you were from a snake clan. You've been doing well lately. Are you trying to abandon us?" Without a word, the male lead waved his hand lightly. The 3 people vanished. "My clansmen hardly count as my inner demons. What I want to know is, who exactly is inside this flower?" As he approached, he saw a young man saying to him, "Su-ching, are you really happy now?" The male lead looked at the young man before him, feeling both strange and familiar. Could this young man be the male lead himself? The male lead encountered his younger self in the Snake Clan's sacred ground. However, the cunning enemy used illusions to confuse the male lead, making it hard to distinguish truth from falsehood. Even Su-yi couldn't escape unscathed. Just now, the young version of the male lead said, "Have you forgotten all the suffering you endured in the past?" "I still remember it all." The male lead replied, "I'm different from you now. I have someone I care for deeply. Whatever they want, I'll do. The past no longer matters to me." The young male lead said, "Is that so? But if you weren't a prince now and didn't have the poison afflicting you, would they still stay by your side?" The male lead was instantly enraged. "Shut up. You have no right to judge my affairs." Just as the male lead was about to take action, Su-yi suddenly appeared before him. The male lead immediately ran over and said, "Miss Su, he says you'll leave me." Su-yi replied, "No one can stay with you forever except yourself." At this moment, the male lead's expression suddenly changed. "So Miss Su thinks this way too, but you're gravely mistaken." The male lead grabbed Su-ye's neck. He said, "Miss Su told me not to believe in illusions, and she once said she hoped I would always be by her side. I only believe Miss Su's words. Now your illusions don't work on me anymore. Whatever tricks you have left, bring them on." The young male lead smiled slightly. "You and I are the same clan, same roots. Hurting me is hurting yourself. However, I was born in water. I can recover by consuming the blood of living beings. But you're already seriously injured. Let's see how long you can last." Meanwhile, outside the sacred grounds gate, Su-yi noticed that the male lead had been inside for a long time without coming out. She was slightly worried. Could something have happened to the male lead? But in the novel, this part of the plot was supposed to go smoothly. However, at this moment, a red vine crawled out from inside the sacred ground. It bound Su-ye's feet. Su-yi let out a cry, but before she could react, the vine dragged her into the sacred ground. Su-yi suddenly felt all strength leave her body. She couldn't break free, and even the golden crow-green plant couldn't be summoned. In no time, Su-yi was dragged into the blood pool. She vaguely felt a pain in her back. As she looked closely, she saw that the snow lotus in front of her was actually sucking her blood. The young city lord, Su-yi, was dragged by vines into the sacred ground's blood pool. However, the snow lotus beside her was diluting the blood on her body. Fortunately, with her innate divine strength, Su-yi managed to tear the vines off her body in one go. It seemed that the snow lotus was using these vines to suck blood. Su-yi suddenly had a bold idea. She grabbed the vines and moved downstream in the blood pool. Soon, she arrived at the base of the snow lotus. Then, Su-yi inserted the vines into the root of the snow lotus. Today, the young city lord would let it taste what it's like to suck its own blood. Suddenly, the snow lotus underwent a change. Su-yi was thrown to the side. She slowly stood up. At this moment, she suddenly remembered that the male lead was still inside the snow lotus. The next second, she saw the snow lotus burning fiercely. Looking closely, the male lead was inside, but the male lead remained motionless. So he called out several times. Only then did the male lead open his eyes. As soon as he saw Su-yi, the male lead immediately rushed forward and held her tightly. He said, "Miss Su, quickly say that you are mine." Seeing that the male lead was unharmed, Su-yi said, "Su-ching, let go of me quickly. You're hurting me." The male lead asked worriedly. Miss Su, are you injured? Suyi replied, yes, I'm injured. So please let go of me quickly. Let's leave this place first and treat the wounds outside. Just as the two of them came out of the sacred ground, by coincidence, they encountered Songju and Lin Moyu. Suyi asked puzzled, Songju, why are you here? Songju immediately became agitated. The trial isn't over yet, and Prince Chu Liang's leg injury hasn't healed. Suyi, as a medical practitioner, how could you come to such a dangerous place? Don't you know how worried we were? Lin Moyu finally sensed your presence here, but the prince's subordinates blocked the entrance and wouldn't let us in. We had no choice but to wait here. At this moment, the male lead said, Miss Su is with me. There's nothing to worry about. Songju thought for a moment and said, you have a point, but where did that wound on her neck come from? The male lead immediately became agitated too. I was just about to find a doctor to treat her. There's no need for others to worry needlessly. All right, have you said enough? Suyi hastily pushed the two of them apart. One is talkative, the other is fussy. If you keep arguing, the wound on my neck will heal on its own. One was the Yandera prince, the other was the talkative Songju. When these two met, they started arguing and couldn't be stopped. Songju had another purpose for coming here. He was here to take Suyi back. The trial competition wasn't over yet, and Suyi, as the team leader, had been absent for a long time. But the male lead didn't want Suyi to go with them. He pulled Suyi, intending to return to the prince's mansion. At this moment, Suyi said, I can't go back with you yet. When I was dragged into the sacred ground earlier, the golden crow green plant might have been repelled by the barrier of the sacred snake snow lotus. I need to find it. Moreover, we haven't completed the trial task for the fire Lingji. Songju said, well, Your Highness, are you going to let her go or not? The male lead thought for a long time before speaking. All right, you may go. This is the Tianji healing pill. Miss Su, take it to restore your strength. If Miss Su refuses to eat it, I'll have no choice but to feed it to you myself. Suyi waved her hand and said, that won't be necessary. Don't trouble yourself with such a small matter. The male lead then said, the day after tomorrow is my birthday. Will Miss Su come? Suyi replied, I'll definitely be there. You can rest assured. Miss Su, if you can't find a fire Lingji, come to my mansion and take one to complete the trial. Please don't get hurt. With that, he bid farewell to Suyi. However, Songju had another purpose in seeking out Suyi this time. He wanted to persuade Suyi not to get too close to the male lead. A few days ago, they had inadvertently heard news that the emperor might be planning something big. In fact, the emperor had long wanted to eliminate the male lead, but lacked a legitimate reason to do so. Suyi already knew about this. After all, she was the author of this novel, but her teammates still advised her kindly. The prince holds a high position and great power. He's bound to become a thorn in others' sides. It's best not to get involved in such power struggles. At this point, Silver Cup said, no matter what, sister, I will protect you. And so will Lin Mayu. All right, I know how to handle this. Let's go find the Golden House Jade food first, Suyi replied. But Songju, still worried, said, you need to take this seriously. This is no child's play. It could cost you your life at any moment. Because the emperor... Songju's words trailed off as Suyi seemed to notice something. She hurriedly ran over, exclaiming, oh no, my Golden House Jade food is surrounded. They saw young Master Yang saying, this is a top-grade contract vine. We must seize it. Kuang Zhan, seeing this, asked, what do you say? Should we go and snatch it? At this moment, Suyi noticed something on a nearby tree. There were a few red mushrooms. Suddenly, she seemed to have an idea. She then said to her teammates, everyone, I have a plan. It was truly unexpected that the male lead, who had just left Suyi not long ago, was already showing signs of his Yandera nature today. The male lead, having subdued the sacred snake Snow Lotus, was experiencing a rejection reaction, constantly coughing up blood. It seemed that the sacred snake Snow Lotus needed time to integrate and couldn't be used carelessly yet. The prince's personal physician rushed over. What's going on? Where's the Tianji healing pill I gave you? Why haven't you taken it? Of course, the male lead had already given the pill to Suyi, so he had nothing to take. When physician Guanjing learned of this, he complained, what? That was meant to save your life, and you just gave it away? You madman, where's the fire Lingji in the mansion? Bring it out so I can make another dose of medicine. The male lead said, no, the fire Lingji is also meant to be given away. Guanjing, you're my best physician. Think of another way. The physician was immediately furious. You're giving away such precious items? Even the emperor doesn't get such treatment. I'll leave for just a few months, And who on earth has appeared to make you lose your mind like this? But treating you is simple. The sacred snake Snow Lotus is restless in your body, causing severe blood stasis. We just need to make an incision to let the blood out. Fine, do as you say. The physician was very perplexed, wondering what kind of person could make the prince so selfless, choosing to suffer instead of taking the easy path. Don't cry out in pain later, he warned. Don't worry, I've been through much worse pain than this, the prince replied. The scene shifts to Su Ye's side, where she is holding a few mushrooms. Even a slight touch of these mushrooms will cause hallucinations. Be careful not to touch them, she warned. All right, everyone get ready. On my command, fire. Young Master Yang was suddenly startled. What is this? Before long, young Master Yang's group had all fallen victim to the poisonous mushrooms, babbling nonsense to themselves. So he took this opportunity to retrieve the Golden House jade plant. At this moment, Songju approached and said, "That exchange mushroom won't poison people to death, will it?" Suyi replied, "The exchange mushroom only causes hallucinations, and the effects were off after 2 hours." "That's good," Songju said with relief. "Look, both of them have been affected by the exchange mushroom. They're just talking to themselves. Since that's the case, Lin Moyu, help me lift him up. There's a quick way to alleviate the effects of the exchange mushroom. That's to take a cold water bath. It'll recover them instantly." With a splash, the two were thrown into the pond. Soon, they regained a bit of their spirit. Seeing this, Su Yi teased, "How are you feeling? Are you all right now? What's it like having a prince as your backer?" Last night, their glory team had successfully secured first place in the trial competition, thanks to the fire ginseng sent by the prince. Today, Su Yi, looking disheveled, had finally managed to prepare the secret Milo divine medicine for treating the prince. Suddenly, Lin Moyu appeared holding an invitation card and said, "Miss Su, the prince has sent an invitation for his birthday celebration. Shall we depart now?" Only then did Su Yi remember that today was the prince's birthday. She had almost forgotten this important event. "You go ahead first. I still need to get his birthday gift." Su Yi hurried to the marketplace. The place was bustling with crowds and very lively. Because it was the prince's birthday, those who wanted to curry favor with him were seizing this opportunity. Su Yi continued on her way, walking into a small alley. Suddenly, a flash of blades swept past her cheek. A man wielding a knife lunged at Su Yi. Seeing this, she immediately dodged. She shouted, "Who are you? Who sent you?" The man asked, "Was it you who took the premium contract vine that appeared in Epine Mountain?" Su Yi pretended not to know anything about it. She figured this person must have been sent by Yang Xian. She hadn't expected to be targeted by them again. Seeing Su Yi playing dumb, the man shouted, "Hand it over quickly." It seemed this person wouldn't give up easily. "I can give it to you," Su Yi said, "but let's see if you have the ability to catch it." With Su Ye's command, Golden Crow Green Plant swiftly knocked the man to the ground with one strike, instantly defeating him. "You're so weak, and yet you dare to be an assassin? The standards in your profession must be really low." But immediately after, another person appeared behind her. He leaped at Su Yi from behind, knife in hand. Su Yi hurriedly tried to dodge, but she was a step too slow. The knife's tip grazed Su Ye's arm. Fortunately, it only tore her clothes. Su Yi glared at him fiercely. "You sneaky bastard," attacking from behind. She then commanded Golden Crow Green Plant to counterattack. The female protagonist, Su Yi, was ambushed by assassins while on her way to get the prince's birthday gift. Fortunately, she had Golden Crow Green Plant with her. In no time at all, both assassins were defeated by Su Yi. Su Yi clutched her injured arm. "Hopefully there won't be any more assassins now. I need to hurry and get the male lead's gift." Subsequently, Su Yi arrived at the blacksmith shop. "Master Lien, I'm here to collect the item I commissioned earlier." Master Lien noticed and said, "You're injured, aren't you? I have some supplies here. You'd better bandage that wound." Su Yi said, "There's no need. I'm in a hurry to attend a very important birthday celebration. That person is extremely important to me. I can't afford any delay. But if you go with an injured hand, won't the host of the birthday celebration be worried when they see it?" Su Yi thought for a moment. Master Lien had a point. In no time, Su Ye's arm wound was bandaged. "Thank you for your help, Master Lien. But I should also thank the Golden Crow Plant. It developed a new skill at the critical moment, which is why I didn't suffer more injuries." Then Master Lien said, "Here are the needles you requested. With the remaining materials, I've crafted a dagger according to your specifications." "All right, thank you again, Master Lien. I'll take my leave now." The scene changes to the prince's mansion. By now, Su Yi had arrived there. After walking for a short while, she encountered the male lead subordinate, phon. "Why are you here? Where's the prince?" Seeing her, phon said, "Miss Su, why are you only arriving now? The prince is in the courtyard. I was held up by something. Besides, the banquet hasn't started yet, so I'm not really late, am I?" phon then said, "But the prince." He trailed off mid-sentence. Suyi looked to the side and heard a woman calling out to the prince. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be Lu Xianxian, who had nearly gotten him killed last time. Lu Xianxian was holding a gift. "This is the heavenly edge dagger that my father happened to acquire. As it's the prince's birthday today, I've come to present it as a gift." The male lead picked up the dagger and examined it, noting that its attributes seemed quite compatible with Miss Su. Seeing the prince accept her gift, Lu Xianxian was overjoyed. Witnessing someone else give the male lead a dagger, Suyi thought, well, I suppose he won't have any use for mine now. She glanced at the dagger in her hand. She seemed to notice something. At the prince's birthday celebration, the female protagonist, Su Yi, encountered her enemy Lu Xianxian, who had nearly gotten him killed last time. But as luck would have it, here, Su Yi also ran into another enemy, Lu Mei. She had come with her sister to present gifts to the prince. So, it seems these two enemies, surnamed Lu, are from the same family. At this moment, Lu Xianxian noticed Su Ye's presence. She walked over and taunted, "Su Yi, I never thought you'd still be alive. To think you could entice the prince to risk his life to save you. I wonder, Miss Su, what brings you here today? I might as well tell you, I just presented a gift to the prince, and he happily accepted it. It carries all my admiration, you know." Su Yi, unwilling to back down, retorted, "The prince has received many gifts today, from palace eunuchs to brothel courtesans. Miss Lu, do you think you're any different from them?" Fei Chun, who was watching from the side, couldn't help but laugh. But he was silenced by a glare from Lu Xianxian. Lu Mei then said, "Sister, don't worry. I've dug up all of Su Ye's old dirt. I brought someone here today who will surely ruin her reputation." Time passed, and it was now evening. The banquet was about to begin. Song Ju had been waiting there for a while. "Su Yi, why are you only arriving now? What happened to your arm? And why aren't you sitting next to the prince? That seat seems to have been reserved especially for you." Su Yi complained, "Why are you so talkative today?" Not long after, the prince arrived. Everyone stood up to greet the prince. Just as the prince was about to take his seat, he noticed Su Yi sitting in the adjacent position. He walked over and asked, "Miss Su, why aren't you sitting in the main seat?" Su Yi felt that the prince's status was too noble, and she wasn't worthy of the main seat. Moreover, she feared others might gossip and didn't want to be the center of attention. Seeing this, the prince said, "In my mansion, Miss Su can sit wherever she pleases. No one would dare to speak out of turn. In that case, let's begin the feast." The prince gave up the main seat and came to sit with Su Yi. At this moment, Lu Mei said, "Congratulations on your highness's birthday. This humble girl has invited a famous songstress to perform a dance. Would your highness care to watch?" The prince turned to Su Yi beside him and asked, "Miss Su, would you like to watch?" Su Yi replied, "Don't cause trouble for me. If I say I don't want to watch, they'll only resent me." Soon after, the songstress came forward to perform. As soon as the songstress appeared, everyone began discussing her figure, saying it didn't look like that of a woman at all. Su Yi looked at the songstress before her, feeling a sense of familiarity. Wait a minute, could this be young Master Chenghuan from the ancient house? This is bad. Young City Lord Su Yi has been set up and framed. What's more, her enemies had done their research this time, bringing in Su Ye's former object of desire from the ancient house, young Master Chenghuan. Their objective was clear, to drive a wedge between Su Yi and the prince. As soon as this young Master Chenghuan saw Su Yi, his face lit up with a joyful smile as he ran over. Seeing this, the prince coldly said, "Get away from me." Young Master Chenghuan was terrified and immediately stopped in his tracks. Then the prince asked, "Miss Su, what's going on here?" Su Yi was a loss for words. The people around them began to gossip. How could the prince's woman be entangled with a songstress? What kind of relationship did the three of them have? The Lu sisters were overjoyed at this moment. Su Yi, just wait to be ruined and disgraced. This young Master Chenghuan was precisely the one they had brought in. Without a word, Su Yi grabbed young Master Chenghuan and walked out the main door. "This matter was caused by me. I'll handle it myself." At this moment, the prince also stood up, intending to follow and see what was going on. The scene changes. Suyi was saying, "You should know when to stop. This is really troublesome. Why did I ever write such a character into existence? Now I have to spend money to resolve this mess. Here's some gold leaf for you to start a small business. Don't sell your charms to others anymore. And don't appear before me again. Do you understand?" But young Master Chun Huan wouldn't take the hint. He begged Suyi to buy him so he could stay by her side. How could Suyi agree to that? What are you thinking? You're a capable person with hands and feet. Do you expect me to support you for life? Young Master Chun Huan pleaded desperately. Young City Lord, have you forgotten our past feelings? Suyi said, "What are you doing? Let go of me. The person I was before is no longer who I am now." As the two argued, the prince overheard their conversation. He asked Suyi, "Then what were you like before? And what exactly happened between you two in the past?" Young Master Chun Huan spoke without reservation. "Young City Lord used to lavish money on me, quarrel with her family for my sake, drink competitively with others for me, earning the reputation of being able to drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk. She even liked heavy makeup and had me apply her eyebrows and eye makeup daily." Hearing this, the prince felt a surge of jealousy and anger. Suyi knocked young Master Chun Huan unconscious with a single punch. "Shut your mouth." The prince then asked, "Miss Su, why not let him continue? Are you ashamed of your own actions now?" Suyi was at a loss for words. "Su Qing, you might find this hard to believe, but the things he said weren't actually done by me. Miss Su doesn't even bother to come up with excuses anymore and tries to placate me with such words. I've been reduced to competing with a songstress for your favor. Are you satisfied now, Miss Su? Do you think that I, a prince, have no choice but you? In this vast imperial city, there are countless women who fancy me." The male lead tossed these words and left without looking back. At this moment, Suyi felt slightly dejected. "You're right. You don't have to choose only me either." Young Master Chun Huan, in front of the prince, revealed Su Ye's past misdeeds. After hearing this, the prince was furious. The two of them had a complete falling out because of this. Suyi walked through the prince's mansion, thinking she might never come here again. Just as she left the mansion, she encountered her teammates. Suyi was very surprised. "Why haven't you all gone back yet?" The team leader summarized, "Our captain is still here. How could we leave on our own?" However, at this moment, Suyi suddenly fainted in front of her teammates. After a long while, Suyi regained consciousness. She was very confused about why she had fainted for no apparent reason. Songju looked at the wound on her arm. "Where did this injury come from? We found traces of 100 flowers poison on the bandage we removed from your wound. Don't tell me you didn't know about this." Suyi indeed didn't know. No wonder the wound kept bleeding. Songju continued to ask, "What exactly did you go through yesterday?" Suyi said, "Yesterday, I was in a hurry to get a birthday gift for the prince. On the way, I encountered our enemies. My hand was injured by them." Songju couldn't help but criticize, "You're really careless with your life. Injured and poisoned, yet still running around outside. Are men that important to you?" Suyi forced a smile. "The 100 flowers poison at most prevents the wound from healing. It's not fatal. We just need to find suitable herbs and prepare an antidote. However, I won't do such foolish things again. After all, the prince has so many people around him. I'm far from being an outstanding woman." Everyone was shocked to hear this. "What? Did you have a fight with the prince?" Meanwhile, Fei Chun was eavesdropping on the conversation from the rooftop. The next second, he ran to report the situation to the prince. "Your Highness, Miss Su is not fickle. It's clear that she cares for you. You know this too. What others say can't compare to what your Highness has seen with your own eyes. Your Highness surely understands this better than your subordinate. I shouldn't say more." The male lead thought for a moment. Indeed, he had only heard others talk. On the contrary, I've seen Miss Su's proud demeanor with my own eyes, her drunken state, and how obedient she is in front of her father. She's truly not that kind of person. Could be that Miss Su is missing. City Lord Su Yi, while preparing the antidote for the 100 flowers poison today, discovered that she was still missing one ingredient, the Joran pearl, and it had to be of good quality. Pang Zhan said he knew a place where they could find such a thing. They immediately went to an auction venue. Dede, Suya Ainjunted head enemy Fang Huan. Accompanying Phon Wan was the Phon family matriarch. They must have come for the fire spirit Lingji to form a contract between Phon Wei and the divine phoenix. The Phon family had bought up all the fire spirit Lingji that appeared in the Imperial city. As soon as the fire spirit Lingji came up for auction, The phon family immediately bid 10,000. This was too extravagant. Su Ye's entire worth added up to only 20,000. With such bidding, they might as well just give it to them. At this moment, someone nearby bid 20,000. Su Yi recognized the voice. It seemed to be the male lead subordinate. It was indeed Fei Chun. It appeared that the male lead was also here for the fire spirit Lingji. He was willing to pay a high price for it. Could it be for Lu Xianxian? The prince had vast financial resources. The phon family naturally couldn't compete. In the end, the fire spirit Lingji was bought by the prince for 100,000 gold leaves. According to the novel's plot, after the male lead met Feng Wei, the phon family would be at his disposal. However, they hadn't crossed paths yet. At present, it was most fitting for the male lead to support the Lu family, who also possessed fire spirit roots. So he didn't have a powerful family at the male lead's disposal either. For now, self-preservation was paramount. The next auction item was the celestial grade medicinal ingredient, the Jiaoman pearl. Su Yi bid 1,000 gold leaves. Feng Wan, seeing it was Su Yi, immediately bid 5,000 to oppose her. Su Yi, unwilling to back down, raised the bid to 10,000 in retaliation. However, Kuang Zhan stood up at this moment, raising a sign with a bid of 100,000. In the end, the Jiaoman pearl was won by Su Yi. Su Yi and Song Ju were dumbfounded. Where would they get so much money? Kuang Zhan said not to worry. This auction house was actually owned by his family. He could go and ask his family for credit. However, because Kuang Zhan's father was angry about Kuang Zhan's constant running away from home, he wouldn't give him credit now. They had to settle the payment on the spot. Subsequently, the three of them turned their pockets inside out, but couldn't even scrape together 50,000. Su Yi then suggested that they could only go and borrow some from the captain and Lin Moyu. At this moment, Fei Chen approached. Misu, the prince requests your presence. Su Yi hadn't seen the male lead since their last parting at the prince's mansion. But as luck would have it, today at the auction, the two of them unexpectedly met here. Lu Xianxian, upon seeing Su Yi, immediately mocked her for being shameless, saying she had latched onto the prince again so quickly. Su Yi smiled and replied, "The prince gets whatever he wants. Of course, I need to stay by his side, but at least it's better than some who don't even have the chance to cling to the prince." Su Yi walked to the male lead's side. The male lead then said, "Miss Su, I've gifted you the Jiaoman pearl you wanted." The male lead's sudden enthusiasm left Su Yi confused. Su Yi asked the male lead, "So what do you want me to do for you? Treat your illness?" The male lead said he only wanted Su Yi to answer one question for him. That was whether the Su Yi before him was truly Su Yi herself. The male lead had thought it through carefully. Su Yi indeed wasn't the same person the songstress had mentioned. The Su Yi before him seemed more like someone who had taken over her body. Su Yi didn't know how to answer and could only say, "I suppose so." The male lead then explained that Lu Xianxian was merely being used for her family connections and cooperation, telling Su Yi not to mind. Su Yi replied, "What do I have to mind? What kind of relationship do we have now? Your Highness, thank you for the money, but I won't be paying it back either. Let's part ways here." As Su Yi was about to leave, the male lead grabbed her. He cornered Su Yi in a domineering CEO-style wall slam. "I will definitely pay for the Jiaoman pearl you want after the auction ends. If you want it, come to the prince's mansion to find me." Parting ways? Miss Su, don't even think about it. Su Yi was startled by the male lead's sudden show of affection and ran away, saying she didn't want the Jiaoman pearl anymore. Whoever can afford it can take it. The next day, Lu Xianxian discovered that Su Yi had actually come to the prince's mansion. Su Yi waited for a long time, but didn't see the male lead. At this moment, Fei Chen approached. "These are the birthday gifts the prince received last time. The prince instructed that if Miss Su fancies any of them, she can take them." Su Yi wasn't interested in any of them. She was in a hurry to get the Jiaoman pearl back to make an antidote. However, at this moment, she noticed that this dagger seemed to be the one Lu Xianxian had given to the male lead. He immediately had the idea of claiming this dagger for himself. Lu Xianxian couldn't sit still any longer. She hurriedly stepped forward to stop him. Su Yi smiled. This little green tea needed to be taught a lesson. The next episode has been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini program on Douyin. Enter Phonyin Candian and input the password Xiaoxin Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. Please note, ahead is a long absent scene of public display of affection. He's back at it again today. We advise everyone to be prepared to look away. Lu Xianxian, seeing that Su Yi was about to claim the dagger she had given to the prince, immediately became displeased. She felt that Su Yi was not worthy of possessing this dagger. Why not try this whip instead? Because this whip was made from wild dog skin, which she thought suited Su Yi perfectly. With that, she lashed out the whip. Su Yi caught it with one hand. For a young lady from a noble family, you sure have a foul mouth. Su Yi suddenly exerted force, pulling the whip into her own hand. Lu Xianxian then declared, I'm the legitimate daughter of the Lu family. The prince himself promised to support my family. Suye lukit unimpresit. So what? You keep targeting me. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Or do you think I'm afraid of the prince? The male lead happened to overhear this. Miss Su naturally fears no one. Realizing the prince had heard, Su Yi felt a bit embarrassed. The male lead seemed a bit angry. Su Yi prepared to slip away. However, the male lead ignored Lu Xianxian completely. Seeing Su Yi about to leave, he quickly stepped forward to stop her. But at this moment, the wound on Su Ye's arm was throbbing with pain. The male lead became concerned. Did you aggravate your wound when using the whip? Let me take a look. Su Yi insisted she was fine. The male lead said, you were planning to leave without waiting for me? Where do you think you're going in this state? With that, he picked Su Yi up in his arms. Then he asked Fei-chun to see the guests out, saying he and Su Yi had some matters to attend to. Lu Xianxian was extremely displeased at this point. She thought to herself, once she formed a contract with the Phoenix, she would become the prince's most useful person. Then she would definitely teach Su Yi a lesson. The scene changes. The male lead is now carrying Su Yi to the bed. Su Yi kept insisting she was fine, thinking the male lead had other intentions. But the male lead saw through it immediately. Su Yi had been poisoned with the 100 Flowers poison. Although not fatal, it would prevent her wound from healing. The male lead said the sacred snake Snow Lotus could heal all wounds. Miss Su, let me be your antidote. Using the power of the sacred snake Snow Lotus, the male lead cured the poison wound on Su Ye's arm. The wound was healed, but the male lead playfully held onto Su Yi, not letting her leave. The male lead said, your wound hasn't fully recovered. You can't move around. Miss Su, are you planning to abandon me again? Su Yi replied, I'm in a hurry to get to class. Let me go quickly. The two kept tugging back and forth until they reached the doorway, where Fei-chun and Guanjing caught them in the act. Guanjing couldn't help but marvel. I've never seen the prince with such an expression. This Su Yi is truly extraordinary. Then the male lead told Su Yi, Guanjing is the best physician in the Imperial city. If you want to learn medicine, you can let Guanjing teach you. Having long heard of Guanjing's reputation, Su Yi was excited about the prospect of learning from such a master. Su Yi was very much looking forward to it, but I haven't even agreed yet. They just gone ahead and made decisions on their own. After a while, Guanjing led Su Yi to a secret chamber in the Imperial Palace. The shelves here were filled with books related to alchemy. Normally, the prince wouldn't easily allow outsiders to enter. The prince here had power and influence. Now he also had the holy snake Snow Lotus, which could neutralize the poison in his body. He no longer needed to rely on Su Ye's secret Milo antidote. Su Yi felt she owed him too much, but at the moment, she seemed to have no way to repay him. However, Guanjing had never heard that the holy snake Snow Lotus could neutralize poison. The books recorded that the holy snake Snow Lotus could heal all injuries, including poisoning, but not including the host. In other words, the holy snake Snow Lotus could initially only heal people other than the host. Moreover, each time it healed others, it would cause damage to the host's body. The holy snake Snow Lotus was found by Su Yi and the male lead together. At that time, the male lead only said it was a minor injury, showing no signs of pain. Su Yi suddenly felt uneasy. She dropped the files and hurried to find the male lead. If it weren't for Guanjing's words, Su Yi would have remained in the dark. He had just walked in the door when he bumped right into the male lead. Su Yi hurriedly asked the male lead if the injury he had received earlier was still a problem. Don't play dumb with me. I know everything now. If I hadn't heard it from Guanjing, how long were you planning to keep it from me? You were injured and still dared to use the holy snake blood lotus to treat me. I think I'd have to sacrifice my lifespan to repay your kindness. The male lead said, what I've done for Miss Su, you don't need to repay any of it. Just stay by my side forever, that's all I ask. However, there's one thing Miss Su said that's not quite right. If you want to repay a favor, sacrificing your lifespan isn't the only way. If you want to know if my injury has healed well, Miss Sue, you can find out for yourself. So what exactly was the method of repaying the favor that the male lead spoke of? Or was he taking Soo Yi in his arms? Think about it, and you'll know. The next episode has been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini-program phon Candian on Douyin. After entering, input the password Xiaoxi Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. After Soo Yi and the male lead's intense activities, they once again scattered dog food everywhere. The male lead was seen shirtless, seemingly just finished. He asked Soo Yi, "You still haven't given me last time's birthday gift. It's been so long, and I haven't seen anything. Miss Sue, have you forgotten?" Only then did Soo Yi remember. She had almost forgotten. The gift for the male lead. Soo Yi had been carrying it with her all along. Inside was a dagger forged by the best blacksmith in the Imperial city. Soo Yi had spent a fortune to buy it. When the male lead opened the package, it turned out to be a peach blossom dagger. This dagger was clearly meant for a girl. The male lead couldn't understand what Soo Yi meant by this. Only then did Soo Yi realize something was wrong. Even the master might have mistakenly thought Soo Yi was a man, intending to give the dagger to Miss Phon Wei. So he had crafted it as a female version. Soo Yi explained, "I had the master make it like this because you look beautiful. If you don't want it, give it back to me." But the male lead said, "A gift once given, how can it be taken back? Besides, this is from Miss Sue. If you want to take it back, you'll have to compensate me with something else." With that, he once again publicly displayed their affection. The next day, phon had thoroughly investigated the matter the male lead had asked him to look into. The dagger Lu Xian gave to the male lead was named Romance. It was the love token of Lu Xuanxuan's parents. This also indicated her intention to form a relationship with the male lead. No wonder Lu Xian had been trying so hard to maintain a good relationship with the prince. So this was her true intention. In a fit of anger, the prince threw the dagger to the ground. He then immediately ordered Fei-chun to inform the Lu family. "If you want to cooperate with me, don't harbor inappropriate thoughts." Shortly after, Fei-chun arrived at the Lu residence. He relayed the prince's message to the Lu family, stating that in the future, they should refrain from sending such unseemly items to the prince's mansion. Because of Lu Xuanxuan's affection for the prince, she had now lost the qualification to form a contract with the phoenix. As for Lu Mei, although she also possessed a fire-based spiritual root, she was still a daughter of the Lu family and surely had ill intentions as well. Regarding the contract matter, they could select a male illegitimate child from the Lu family instead. With this, both Lu sisters lost their chance to form a contract with the phoenix. The sisters were extremely displeased, believing that Soo Yi must have been secretly manipulating things behind the scenes. Lu Mei immediately reassured her sister, "Don't worry, sister. After all, what the prince ultimately wants is the person who can contract with the phoenix. Even if someone else is chosen today, if you end up being the one who successfully forms the contract, what can Soo Yi do about it, no matter how unwilling she is?" Before coming to the Imperial city, Soo Yi had heard from her father that there was a treasure her mother had left for her in the city. Following her father's directions, Soo Yi arrived at the Yang residence. Surprisingly, the treasure was inside the Yang mansion, which was also Yang Xian's territory. Soo Yi was quite puzzled. But as soon as she approached, there was an immediate reaction. It seemed this was indeed the right place. Today was the day of the Phoenix's emergence. Yang Xian had likely gone to witness the event and wouldn't return for a while. Soo Yi took out the key and prepared to open the door. However, as soon as she placed the key on the wall, it triggered a mechanism beneath her feet. In the blink of an eye, with a loud clang, Soo Yi fell into a secret chamber. At that moment, a faint silhouette of a person appeared nearby, calling out Soo Ye's name. Soo Yi recognized the figure instantly. The person before her was none other than her own mother. Her mother's soul had been waiting here all this time. Soo Yi was perplexed as to why her mother's soul would remain near the Yang residence. It turned out that Soo Ye's mother's real name was Yang Wushuang. She was the daughter of the Yang family's old patriarch and a young lady of the Yang household. After her death, she had forsaken reincarnation, leaving her soul in this cellar for over 20 years, waiting for Soo Ye's arrival. Moreover, her mother had left something extraordinary for Soo Yi in this cellar. This item was the Yang family's ancestral medicinal cauldron. Her mother had hidden it here, waiting for Soo Yi to form a contract with it. Contracting with such a large object was no easy feat. Soo Yi had no choice but to try. She dripped her blood onto the cauldron, accompanied by a thunderous sound. The cauldron suddenly shrank on its own. Suyi was astounded. Her mother looked at it and confirmed that this was indeed correct. She had always believed that her daughter would surely be able to form a contract with it successfully. But immediately after, the cellar began to shake violently. This was because Suye's contract with the cauldron had caused the force supporting the cellar to disappear. The cellar was about to collapse. Before parting, her mother told Suyi, "In my entire life, I've never wronged anyone except for you, my child. You were born without a mother, enduring hardships unknown to others. Now, I've entrusted you with a Yang family heirloom. It's the only compensation I can offer. If you ever face bullying outside, you can go to the Listening Wind Pavilion and find your aunt to stand up for you. Suyi, you must leave now." Having just reunited with her mother, only to part ways immediately, Suyi was filled with reluctance. Her mother called out to him to leave quickly, while her soul was slowly fading away. Soon, Suyi managed to escape. At this moment, he appeared slightly melancholic. Even though he was the author of the novel and had no blood relation to her, why did he feel so sad and on the verge of tears? Just then, a sharp weapon came flying towards Suyi. Looking back, he saw someone had appeared. Who could this newcomer be? The next episode has already been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini-program phon Tandy on Douyin. After entering, input the password Shaoxi Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. After escaping from the cellar, Suyi arrived at a grove. At this moment, someone approached from the side. As Suyi looked closely, he realized the woman before him was none other than Miss Phon Wei, whom Suyi had saved before. She appeared to be wounded, with blood stains on her body. Just then, someone caught up, shouting, "Phon Wei, you will surely die here today." Upon closer inspection, it was Lu Xianxian, and the prince's subordinate Fei-chan was also present. Lu Xianxian then declared, "Since you two are entangled together, it's the perfect excuse to eliminate you both. Attack! We must eliminate the Phon family's eldest daughter and seize the phoenix for his highness." Lu Xianxian lashed out with her whip again, but Suyi caught it firmly. Suyi immediately sensed something was amiss. The golden crow-green plant seemed to be suppressed by the fire attribute spirit root, rendering it unusable. Suyi realized they couldn't linger in battle and needed to leave quickly. He then urged Phon Wei to come along. But at that moment, a huge fissure appeared on the ground. Phon Wei, caught off guard, fell into the crevice. Suyi quickly reached out and grabbed her. Fortunately, with his innate divine strength, Phon Wei narrowly escaped disaster. Suyi noticed she was wounded all over, and quite severely at that. So he picked her up in his arms. Seeing them about to leave, Lu Xianxian shouted, "Stop right there." Lu Xianxian berated Fei-chun and the others nearby. "Why didn't you help me earlier? You just watched Phon Wei escape. Aren't you afraid of His Highness's punishment?" Fei-chun retorted, "You still expect us to help you against them? We're already doing well by not helping Miss Su." Shortly after, Suyi carried Phon Wei to a safe place. He then began applying medicine to her wounds. This was Su Ye's most precious possession, a miraculous medicine that could save lives in critical moments. Phon Wei said, "I never imagined young Master Su was actually a woman. Thank you for saving me once again." Su Yi replied, "This time, I'm not saving you for free. You've taken 3 of my miraculous pills. I'll sell each one to you for 50,000 gold leaves. How's that sound?" At that moment, the ground beside them began to shake again. Another fissure appeared before their eyes. They could see flames emanating from the crevice. Suddenly, a divine beast engulfed in flames flew out from within. The phoenix had appeared in the world. Suyi wondered if it had been attracted by Phon Wei. Phon Wei said, "My injuries are too severe now. The phoenix probably won't be interested in me. It's unlikely to form a contract with me." The phoenix kept staring at Suyi. But Suyi had a wood attribute spirit root, so there was no reason for it to form a contract with her. Phon Wei warned Suyi to be careful. The newly contracted phoenix was extremely sensitive and easily angered. Its fire spirit root might unconsciously attack people. As soon as he finished speaking, a fireball came hurtling towards Suyi. Suyi, in the small grove, found herself under attack from the divine phoenix. At the critical moment, Miss Phon Wei stepped forward. She had intended to set up a protective barrier, but unexpectedly, she was struck by the phoenix's fireball. Suyi hurriedly went to support her. "Phon Wei, why are you so foolish? I deceived you, yet you still saved me." Phon Wei replied, "Consider this debt repaid today." As soon as she finished speaking, Suyi was snatched up by the phoenix. The phoenix carried Suyi into the air, its intentions unknown. Suddenly, the phoenix opened its beak, dropping Suyi. Fortunately, Su Yi was well trained. At the crucial moment, she managed to grab onto a tree branch, narrowly escaping danger. Afterwards, Su Yi saw the phoenix continuously circling Phon Wei. It turned out that the phoenix and Phon Wei had formed a contract. Phon Wei's subordinates rushed over to set up a formation, assisting her in the rebirth process. Su Yi watched in disbelief. Phon Wei had actually contracted with the phoenix. The phoenix was known for its pride and arrogance. Those who weren't powerful enough couldn't gain its approval. It was very likely that the phoenix was moved by Phon Wei's willingness to sacrifice her life to save Su Yi. At this moment, the tree branch suddenly cracked, and Su Yi fell once again. As Su Yi screamed, a pair of hands successfully caught her. Upon closer inspection, it was the male lead, Su Qing. What a coincidence! Su Yi had forgotten that the male lead was also here today to compete for the Divine Phoenix. The male lead then asked, "Miss Su, what are you doing here?" Su Yi replied, "I was just passing by." Do you believe that? At this moment, Lu Xianxian shouted from the side. Su Yi is Phon Wei's accomplice. She's the one who helped Phon Wei escape. With her help, Phon Wei has already contracted with the phoenix. The male lead listened silently. Su Yi, unaware that the male lead was her opponent, hurriedly tried to explain. The male lead said, "How did you manage to save someone and get yourself injured in the process?" "Let me treat you," Su Yi replied. "It's just a minor injury. There's no need to use the holy snake Snow Lotus to treat me." The male lead embraced Su Yi and said, "Then let's go back and have Guan Jing treat you." Seeing this, Lu Xianxian said, "Your Highness, Su Yi has ruined our long-term efforts. If you let her go, it might be difficult to maintain future cooperation with the Lu family." The male lead turned back with a serious expression and said, "Since when did my affairs become your concern? If you find it inappropriate, the cooperation between the Lu family and my mansion can be terminated immediately." The next episode has been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini-program Fengyan Tamling on Douyin. Enter the passcode Shaoxin Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. The male lead, due to numerous affairs at his mansion recently, couldn't engage in lovey-dovey activities with Su Yi. Su Yi wondered if it was because she had helped Phon Wei contract with the phoenix, causing the male lead to be angry. But the male lead assured her it wasn't so. He pulled Su Yi close and said, "Miss Su, don't overthink. Just think about me." The scene shifts to the library of Qing Wang Academy. The trial competition continues. At this moment, Su Yi was still wondering what was wrong with the male lead. What matter hadn't he told her? The trial competition then begins. A crowd of people can be seen walking towards the library. Su Yi doesn't know what's happening. Song Ju teases, You didn't listen to the rules at all, did you? The library has been set up with a formation. We're supposed to go in and comprehend our own opportunities to advance to higher levels." Su Yi responds, "Then let's hurry in and find a good spot. Let's pick a good position." At this moment, Yang Xian says Su Yi is useless. Su Yi retorts, "Young Master Yang is right. I'm just a useless third rank, but you've lost to me multiple times. Doesn't that make you even more useless than useless?" Subsequently, the disciples in the library begin their cultivation. Su Yi is among them. She feels that the formation set up here gives off a very strange sensation. Su Yi opens Hadayis. She finds herself in an unfamiliar place. There's not a single person around. At this moment, a green vine flies towards her. Su Yi's hands and feet are instantly entangled, unable to move. At the same time, the medicinal king's realm is flashing green light, seeming to have some connection to this. This vine must be the flower forest. The flower Su Yi saw earlier when entering the library was created by it. At that time, because Su Yi's strength was weak, the flower forest didn't appear. Su Yi is very confident she can subdue it because she now has 40 years of power given by her mother. But in the next second, she is instantly defeated by the flower forest. Su Yi shouts, "Don't wrap me up." Then the flower forest transforms into tiny green lights and begins to change. Outside the library, several beams of light suddenly appear. The teachers, seeing this, think it must be a student who has successfully advanced. Upon closer inspection, it turns out to be Nan Yin, the disciple of the medicinal King Valley. Nan Yin is now calculating. The ring on Su Yi's hand must be the medicinal king's ring. If Su Yi successfully advances using it, she will become a great threat set in the future. He must eliminate her quickly. 2 hours later, everyone has come out, but Suyi is still inside. Shortly after, Suyi walks to the door, breathing heavily. Nan-in finds this incredible. Could it be that what Suyi is wearing isn't the medicinal king's ring? Otherwise, how could her cultivation not have changed at all? The 40 years of power bestowed upon Suyi by her mother unexpectedly interacted with the flower forest and even fused together the power of the medicinal king's ring and the ice silkworm's core. Songju, thinking Suye's strength hasn't advanced, says to her, Prince Chu Liang is hosting a dinner today. Let's hurry and set off. But Suyi still has matters to attend to and fears she can't go. Yang Xian, standing nearby, thinks this is the perfect opportunity to eliminate Suyi. Since parting with the male lead last time, Suyi has always felt that he seemed to have something on his mind. She can't stop worrying about it. At this moment, someone calls out to her from behind. This man claims to be a guard from the prince's mansion, saying the prince has matters to discuss with Suyi and asks her to come quickly. Suyi immediately sees through this, as she has never seen this man at the prince's mansion before. She then follows him to a courtyard. Suyi says at this point, "Speak quickly. Why have you brought me to such a place?" Suddenly, a group of people emerge from all directions, surrounding Suyi. It turns out to be a trap set by Yang Xian and his group with the aim of killing Suyi. Lu Mei declared, "Suyi, just wait to be torn into 1,000 pieces." Suyi knew it was a trap, yet she still walked right into it. In fact, she had already prepared countermove. It was now impossible for her to die. Suyi viciously flung the 100 Flowers bell towards her enemies. Those hit by it immediately writhed in pain, their bodies in agony. This was actually the effect of the poison on the 100 Flowers bell. Lu Mei only realized this now, but it was too late. Suyi's next target was her. Suyi used the 100 Flowers bell once again, lashing it towards Lu Mei. Accompanied by a shrill scream, the 100 Flowers bell successfully struck its target. Lu Mei instantly collapsed to the ground. Only then did Suyi stop. "I have other matters to attend to today, so I won't delay any further. You'd better take Lu Mei to find an antidote. I'll take my leave now." Not long after, Suyi arrived at the prince's mansion. However, the mansion was completely empty at this time. Just then, Suyi saw Fei Chun, who seemed to have been thrown by something. Suyi hurriedly went forward to ask Fei Chun what had happened. "Has an assassin infiltrated the mansion?" Fei Chun stood up and said, "Miss Su, please be careful of the prince. He has now become like this." They saw the male lead shirtless and chained. Around him appeared streaks of black light. The next episode has been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini-program phon Candian on Douyin. Enter and input the password Xiaoxin Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. You see, the male lead is shirtless and tightly bound by chains. This is actually because the resentful poison in his body has flared up. No wonder the male lead said earlier not to let Suyi stay in the prince's mansion. It was because of this. Moreover, the male lead had ordered that when his resentful poison flares up, no outsiders are allowed to approach. This includes Suyi. However, the physician Guanjin threw the medicine to Suyi at this moment. The male lead is now in a state of confusion and easily falls into hallucinations. But there's no other way now. They can only let the person closest to the male lead feed him the medicine to suppress his resentment. Suyi took the medicine and slowly approached the male lead. The male lead still had some consciousness at this time. He shouted with great effort, "Miss Su, don't come near. I told you it's dangerous. Why are you still coming?" Suyi replied, "Because you need me." Then she waved her hand. The 100 Flowers bell emerged from Suye's hand and immediately tightly bound the male lead's hands. Suyi took this chance to stuff the medicine into the male lead's mouth. At this moment, the sickly male lead couldn't help but rest his head on Suye's shoulder. Suyi then said, "Why don't I help you back to rest? I can barely support your weight." After a while, the resentful curse on the male lead's body slowly disappeared. He then asked someone to remove the chains. However, this soul-binding chain was the only thing that could control the male lead. Removing it could lead to trouble. Suyi said, "I can stabilize him. It's fine." Guanjin then said, "In the past, when the prince's resentment flared up, it only lasted for a few hours. Today, it has lasted a day and a night. It must be that the emperor's side has made a move, causing the prince's condition to worsen this time." Then the chains on the male lead's body were removed. Suyi then said, "Let's go back then." But the male lead remained unmoved. It seemed he wanted Suyi to carry him back. Suyi said, "Your subordinates are still here. If you don't mind losing face, I don't care." The male lead, looking sickly and coquettish, begged Su Yi to hold his hand and walk him back. Halfway back, Su Yi asked the male lead, "When your resentment flared up earlier and you had hallucinations, what did you see?" The male lead suddenly stopped walking and said, "I saw you, Miss Su." The male lead slowly raised his head. He saw a hallucination of Su Yi before his eyes, constantly cursing at him, saying he was disgusting, telling him to hurry up and die, that she hated him. This was how the male lead had been cursed by the hallucination of Su Yi for a day and a night when his resentment flared up. As the male lead spoke, he reached out his hand towards Su Yi. Just then, he shouted, "Why are you doing this to me?" The male lead suddenly reached out and tightly gripped Su Ye's neck. Due to the resurgence of resentment in his body, the male lead became delirious, hallucinations appearing in his mind. He had even accidentally hurt Su Yi. Fortunately, the male lead was dealing with the Su Yi in his hallucinations. The real Su Yi was unharmed. Seeing the male lead engage in self-harm, Su Yi quickly stepped forward to wake him up. The male lead said that even though it was the Su Yi in his hallucinations, he couldn't bear to hurt her. Su Yi had no choice but to use the 100 Flowers bell to tie up the male lead, preventing him from further self-harm. However, because Su Ye's essence blood was infused in the 100 Flowers bell, the resentment in the male lead's body would retaliate against it. This was a bit too much for Su Yi to handle. If the male lead didn't restrain himself, it would harm Su Yi by 1 point. Subsequently, Su Yi took the male lead back to his room. She arranged him on the bed and tied up his hands. Don't think they were about to do something embarrassing again. Actually, Su Yi wanted to help treat the male lead. She had initially thought of using acupuncture to seal some meridians to suppress the resentment in the male lead's body. But because his injuries were too severe, she couldn't perform the treatment accurately. The male lead, looking sickly and coquettish, said, "These injuries were inflicted by Miss Su." Su Yi quickly interrupted, "Don't say such nonsense. That was a hallucination. It was fake. How could I bear to hurt you? Anything that's not good to you is fake. Don't believe it. Don't get close to it. Remember that." Before she could finish speaking, their lips met once again in a kiss, completely disregarding the audience's feelings. Afterwards, Su Yi took off her upper garment, preparing to help the male lead with treatment in a different way. She had recently gained some opportunities. Although this bit of power might be insignificant for the male lead, it was at least somewhat useful. The male lead said, "Miss Su is so good to me. I really want to be with you forever." Time passed to the next day. When Su Yi woke up today, she found that the wounds on the male lead's body seemed to have healed quite a bit. However, Su Yi herself was in a tough spot. To treat the male lead, she had transferred most of her spiritual power to him. She needed to find some medicine to replenish herself now. Just as Su Yi walked out the door, Fei Chen came over and said, "Miss Su, the Yang family and Lu family have sent people to invite you over." Su Yi thought to herself, "The Yang family and Lu family coming to find me. I'm afraid it's about the last incident. They're probably coming to confront me." The consort asked, "Do you need me to help you deal with this?" Su Yi replied, "No need. Su Qing might be under the emperor's watch. I don't want her to have any more entanglements with the major families. If she wakes up and asks about me, just tell her I'm brewing medicine. You must not tell her. I'll be back as soon as possible." The next episode has been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini program Phon Canon Douyin. After entering, input the password Xiaoxin Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. The Yang family and Lu family called Su Yi over today. Their purpose was to settle the score from last time. Su Yi went to meet them alone. Such a grand setup. She wasn't afraid at all. "You dare kill the Lu family's young lady. You poison the Yang family's young master and still don't admit your guilt." Su Yi waved her hand, summoning the 100 Flowers bell to block the hidden weapons. She then stated that the Lu family's young lady and the Yang family's young master had always disdained associating with her. They were poisoned and injured. Why don't you suspect those close to them instead of suspecting me? Perhaps it's the result of infighting between your legitimate and illegitimate daughters, or a power struggle between noble families. Su Yi took this opportunity to sow discord between their families. Lu Xianxian said, "What nonsense are you talking about? Lu Mei is my sister. How could I compete with her?" However, the Lu family patriarch began to doubt Lu Xianxian after hearing Su Ye's words. He started to suspect Lu Xianxian. Then, Lu Xianxian declared, "Su Yi, you deceitful woman. I'll definitely kill you today." Faced with Lu Xuanxuan's provocation, Su Yi wasn't afraid at all. She now had the Golden House Jade Pool and the 100 Flowers Forest, two divine artifacts, in her possession. However, Su Yi suddenly remembered that she had given all her spiritual power to the male lead last night. The next second, Su Yi coughed up blood and collapsed to the ground. Lu Xianxian looked at her and mocked. "Stop struggling. Just admit it was you. I can give you a quick death." At that moment, the medicinal king's ring on Su Ye's hand suddenly reacted. According to the Lu family patriarch, this was because the Yang family's ancestral vein had been disturbed. Then, the medicinal cauldron that had previously formed a contract with Su Yi slowly emerged from the medicinal king's realm. With a loud bang, it appeared before everyone's eyes. The Yang family head exclaimed, "Could this be our Yang family's ancestral Xuanwu cauldron?" To avoid attracting more trouble, Su Yi quickly put away the cauldron. Immediately after, an earthquake suddenly occurred here. The Yang family members were saying that it seemed the Xuanwu divine beast was about to emerge from the Xuanwu mountain range. Seeing this, the Lu family hurriedly bid farewell to the Yang family head. The Yang family head immediately ordered his subordinates to set out and lay formations at Xuanwu Mountain. They wanted to be the first to obtain the Xuanwu divine beast. The Yang family and Lu family also started arguing because of this. The situation quickly spiraled out of control. Seeing this situation, Su Yi prepared to slip away. The Xuanwu divine beast was just a turtle. Fortunately, its emergence had saved Su Ye's life. Just as she walked out of the main gate, she turned and saw a child standing at the entrance. The child was very mischievous and stepped forward to block her path. Su Yi was very puzzled. "Whose child is this? Are you lost?" Then the child reached out his hand, asking Su Yi to form a contract with him. Su Yi had accidentally encountered the Xuanwu divine beast. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a little boy. Moreover, the little boy insisted on forming a contract with Su Yi because he had heard from the cauldron that Su Yi had a place to sleep. The sleeping place the little boy mentioned was actually the 100 Flowers realm in the medicinal king's realm. But Su Yi didn't have much spiritual power left now. How could the Xuanwu divine beast be interested in her? The little boy said, "I just need to sleep to cultivate. I don't need your spiritual power." No wonder the Xuanwu had a gentle temperament. It turned out he could become stronger just by sleeping. Then what are we waiting for? Let's form the contract right away. Su Yi cut her finger and pressed the flowing blood onto the little boy's forehead. Just like that, the contract was sealed. The little boy successfully entered the flower realm within the medicinal king's realm. He could finally get a good rest now. The scene shifted to the back door of the prince's mansion. As Su Yi walked in, she found the male lead in the courtyard. The male lead asked, "Miss Su, where have you been?" Su Yi didn't tell him the truth. She simply said, "I just went to pick up a little turtle." At that moment, the second Miss Phon came rushing over, desperately begging Su Yi to save her sister. She even knelt down to apologize to Su Yi, saying, "Everything in the past was my fault. I'm here to make amends. You can beat me or punish me however you like." Her sister, Phon had formed a contract with the phoenix a few days ago. The fire poison in her body hadn't subsided, and now she had fallen into a coma. Moreover, the illegitimate sons of the Phon family had taken this opportunity to contact relatives from other branches, placing her mother under house arrest. They were trying to seize the position of family head. But now, neither Yang Xian nor the southern camp were willing to help. So she had no choice but to come and beg Su Yi for help. After hearing this, Su Yi said, "Lead the way, we'll go right away." But she added, "Let me make it clear, I'm doing this for your sister. This doesn't mean everything between us is settled." Seeing this, the male lead asked, "Miss Su, are you going to abandon me for someone else again?" Su Yi quickly replied, "Not at all. This time, you're coming with me. I've depleted all my spiritual power to save you. If there's any danger later, you'll have to protect me." The next episode has already been released in advance. Viewers who want to watch can search for the mini program Phonyin Kadian on Douyin. After entering, input the password Xiaoxin Manhwa to watch for free. Thank you for your support. The eldest Miss Phon had been poisoned by fire after forming a contract with the Phoenix. The illegitimate sons had allied with outsiders to seize power. At this point, only Su Yi could save Phon. However, since Phon was still unmarried, it wouldn't be appropriate for a man to enter her room. The male lead decided to wait outside. As he was still recovering, Su Yi arranged for him to rest in a shaded area. She instructed, "If you feel uncomfortable anywhere, remember to call me. Don't try to endure it, understand?" The male lead remarked, "Miss Su, you're so attentive to me. If only it were just me alone, that would be even better." Then Su-yi entered the room and saw the delirious Feng Wei constantly calling out Su-ye's name. The second Miss Feng said, "When my sister first fell ill, she kept calling your name. I thought I had misheard." Su-yi went forward to examine her and found that her body hadn't recovered. The phoenix was also difficult to truly subdue. She had no choice but to use needles to expel the evil fire from her body first, then see how the phoenix would react. This set of ice needles was originally made for the male lead. Surely, they would be effective against the fire poison as well. As soon as the needles were in place, Feng Wei quickly regained consciousness. She couldn't believe that Su-yi, whom she had been thinking about, had really come to save her. Su-yi hurriedly said, "Be careful. I've just applied the needles. Don't hurt yourself." As Feng Wei slowly showed signs of improvement, she said, "Even with your help, I can't tame the phoenix. It's all because I'm too weak." As she spoke, phoenix blood began to flow from her recently healed wounds. Her body quickly began to undergo a strange transformation. At this moment, the male lead, who was outside the room, heard the phoenix's cry from within. He smiled slightly and said, "It seems the divine beasts have met." The scene returns to the room. The little Xuanwu boy who had previously formed a contract with Su-yi suddenly appeared before their eyes, and he seemed to be talking to the phoenix. Divine beasts all know each other. It was perfect to have him come and soothe the phoenix. The little boy said, "A phoenix that has just gone through rebirth always has such a temper. Just give enough power and it'll be fine." He then imparted some power to Feng Wei. The fire poison in Feng Wei's body was also gradually disappearing. Seeing the situation improve, he hurriedly expressed his gratitude to Su-yi. At this moment, hearing the phoenix's cry, the Feng family's illegitimate son rushed over from outside. He happened to encounter the male lead at the door. He shouted loudly, "Who are you? How dare you intrude into our Feng family's residence? I'm talking to you. Are you deaf?" These tactless individuals seem to have disturbed the male lead. Look at the Yander prince before you. Just because Su-yi and the Feng family's eldest daughter were too close, he was jealous again. Just now, the Feng family's illegitimate son who came to cause trouble threatened to kill the male lead. Seeing this, the male lead swiftly took down the leader in 3 moves. Others, hearing the news, also rushed over. The male lead said seriously, "A doctor is diagnosing. Those who disturb will die." The Feng family's illegitimate son shouted, "Who are you to interfere in Feng family matters?" At this moment, Feng Wei walked out from the room and said, "I permitted it. They saved my life and helped me contract with the phoenix. I asked them to handle family matters on my behalf. All their actions are my will." The man was very displeased and demanded Feng Wei to explain clearly what these outsiders' purpose was for coming here. As soon as he finished speaking, the man's chest was struck. Feng Wei stated, "No explanation is needed. It's because Su-yi is my lifesaver." Then, the second Miss Feng requested, "Please, sister, inherit the position of family head immediately to manage family affairs promptly and legitimately support the entire Feng family." The male lead sneered, "How legitimate indeed." Su-yi only then realized that this was all Feng Wei's scheme, using her to eliminate competitors. But there was nothing to quibble about. After Feng Wei became the family head, we probably wouldn't have much connection anymore. Su-yi returned the golden hairpin she had previously gifted to Feng Wei. "Congratulations to the Feng family head. I've been safekeeping this golden hairpin. It seems it's time for its rightful return." The male lead also offered his congratulations. "Please take your position immediately. Take charge of the situation." Feng Wei said, "Before I take the position, I have one request. Su-yi, can you put on the golden hairpin for me?" Su-yi said, "The phoenix hairpin is a symbol of the Feng family. Your sister is more suitable to put on for you." Hearing this, Feng Wei suddenly felt a bit disappointed. "Don't you have anything else to say, just to me?" So he could only once again wish Feng Wei good health and to soar high like a phoenix. Before leaving, Feng Wei expressed her gratitude to Su-yi. With the Feng family matters settled, it was time to go back. At this moment, the male lead suddenly leaned in and asked Su-yi to kiss him. His sudden request startled Su-yi. "What are you saying? What are you trying to do in public?" The male lead said, "If Miss Su is unwilling, then I'll have to kiss you instead." Feng Wei hadn't gone far when the male lead kissed Su-yi right in front of her. Su-yi then realized, "You're not doing this because you're jealous of Feng Wei, are you? Feng Wei is a woman. You're completely different from her." The male lead affirmed that indeed, they were different. He would abandon her for power and the greater good. But me? I would give up everything for you. The female lead, Su Yi, had cured Phon Wei of the Phon family from fire poison. She had also healed the third prince's leg injury. News of her feats spread instantly throughout the academy. Everyone knew about it. Today, the academy specially summoned this once-in-a-century genius because of this. Now that Su Yi was famous throughout the Imperial city, they wanted to invite her to participate in the medicine refining competition 7 days later. However, Song Ju and Injan were injured from the trial competition. Su Yi was busy helping them recover and didn't have time. She had to decline the Academy's invitation. The Academy was surprised by this result, seeing that Su Yi was about to leave. They mentioned the prize for this competition, free selection of precious herbs from the herb repository. Su Yi's eyes lit up upon hearing this, and she agreed. Dean, don't worry. I'll prepare well. I'll take my leave now. Participating in the medicine refining competition was perfect for Su Yi. Perhaps she could even find the right medicine for Song Ju and Injan. But as luck would have it, Nanin was also participating in this medicine refining competition, and he was in the same group as Su Yi. He mocked Su Yi, saying without the medicinal king's sword, she was nothing but useless. Su Yi replied with a grin, "Wow, I relied on the medicinal king's realm and the 100 Flowers realm to become a divine doctor, on par with you. This ring has been a great help to me. Too bad it chose me of its own accord. What can you do about it? Don't think the medicinal king's realm belongs to you." Su Yi just raised her hand. Nanin was instantly frightened, thinking Su Yi was going to attack him. But she didn't. It was just to scare him a bit. "I hope you show your true skills on the day of the competition. Don't just run your mouth." As she left, Nanin swore to take her life 7 days later. On her way back, Su Yi encountered an old man. The old man claimed to be the steward of the Yang household. He said that young Master Yang Xian's poison had become life-threatening and asked the divine doctor Su Yi to save their young master. Su Yi replied, "Your master and young master both wanted me dead before. Now that your own people are dying, you're finally afraid." Seeing Su Yi's reluctance, the old man begged desperately. The Yang family head really knew how to manipulate people's hearts. He specifically sent an elderly person to plead with Su Yi. Anyone would soften at the sight. Su Yi had no choice but to agree. "Fine, lead the way." Su Yi thought, rather than being framed in secret, it was better to confront them face to face. Whatever trick the Yang family was planning, it had to end today. The young city lord Su Yi went to diagnose and treat Yang Xian out of kindness. Unexpectedly, she was met with sarcasm and ridicule from the Yang family head. The Xuanwu divine beast was almost snatched away. What exactly happened? The scene shifts to the Yang residence. Yang Xian, who had been taught a lesson by Su Yi earlier, had been poisoned for days. His face was swollen like a pig's head. The Yang family head was furious. But to detoxify, they needed the one who administered the poison. He had to swallow his pride and beg Su Yi to save his son. Seeing the Yang family head humble himself, Su Yi had no reason not to help. She naturally had to give him face. She then manipulated the golden crow-green plant, putting an antidote in water. Next, she brought the medicine to Yang Xian and forced him to drink it. But the Yang family head was displeased at this moment. He shouted loudly, "My son's throat is clogged with poisoned blood. He can barely breathe now. By forcibly pouring water like this, are you trying to kill him?" Su Yi replied, "It's just treatment." Yang family head, don't be so jumpy. Why don't you take a good look at how your daughter is doing now? Upon closer inspection, Yang Xian, who was previously swollen like a pig's head, had now recovered significantly. Moreover, the poisoned blood in Yuji's throat had also been expelled. The remaining symptoms on the body would recover within half a day. So he was truly surprised that the Yang family, being a medical family, couldn't even cure this kind of poison. "My demands aren't too high. 300,000 gold leaves as my fee." "What do you think, Yang family head?" The Yang family head cursed loudly. "You poisoned my son, and now you dare to ask me for money?" Su Yi had anticipated this and had prepared a backup plan. Yang Xian needed to drink the antidote twice to fully recover. Otherwise, he would surely die. Su Yi se kuning shime had thoroughly enraged the Yang family head. Seeing Su Yi about to leave, he immediately stepped forward, preparing for a sneak attack from behind. Su Yi was well prepared. With a wave of her hand, a protective shield appeared with a whoosh, instantly repelling the Yang family head. The Yang family head struggled to his feet and said, "So you indeed have a contract with the Xuanwu divine beast." For some reason, he suddenly burst into laughter. Then, the Xuanwu divine beast appeared before their eyes. Suyi sensed danger and hurriedly told Xuanwu to go back. But the Yang family had appeared at this moment and caught Xuanwu red-handed. He shouted, "With my blood and life as the contract, I form a life and death pact with the ancient Xuanwu." Yang Xian hurriedly tried to stop his father. "You must not. That's a death contract." The death contract was a dark art that sacrificed one's lifespan to forcibly seize a contracted divine beast, causing the original master to suffer backlash. Just as the Yang family head was feeling triumphant, the Xuanwu boy suddenly grabbed his hand. In the next second, the Yang family head's hand met a terrible fate. This seemingly innocent and lively Xuanwu suddenly became excited at the scent of blood. No one would have thought that this seemingly naive little boy was actually the Xuanwu divine beast. Beneath his innocent and lively exterior, he concealed another face. Xuanwu was a combination of turtle and snake. Xian was the turtle, and Wu was the snake. In the next moment, Xuanwu transformed into his snake form and disposed of the troublemaking Yang family head. Then, turning back, he once again displayed a pure and adorable appearance. Suyi felt she should recall him before he lost control, so she asked, "Am I still your contractor now?" The little boy replied, "Of course you are. After all, the sleeping place you provide is indeed quite nice." Seeing this, Suyi gently persuaded him to go home and sleep. She reached out and patted his head. Then, Xuanwu returned to the medicinal king's realm. At this moment, the Yang family steward had a request. He asked Suyi to save the Yang family's old patriarch. Subsequently, the steward led Suyi to the old patriarch's residence. According to the steward, the Yang family originally had only 2 young ladies. The current family head was an adopted son of the Yang family. Since the eldest young lady had established her own household and the second young lady had married far away, the adopted son had succeeded as the family head. But who would have thought that after taking the position, he would confine the old patriarch and spread news of his death, all to force the old patriarch to hand over the Xuanwu cauldron, allowing him to form a contract with the Xuanwu divine beast. As Suyi walked in, the old patriarch asked who it was. He looked at Suyi in disbelief, thinking his daughter had returned. But it wasn't her. The previously mentioned second young miss of the Yang family who had married far away was actually Suye's mother. The old patriarch before her was, by blood, Suye's maternal grandfather. The old patriarch looked at Suyi and couldn't help but exclaim that she looked exactly like her mother. Then, the steward explained to the old patriarch what had just happened. After listening, the old man cursed, saying that unfilial son had finally gotten his comeuppance. "Suyi, it's good that you've returned. The Yang family finally has a successor. Back then, when your mother and aunt settled elsewhere, I chose Yang Zi as the family head. Who would have thought he'd cause such a disaster, letting the Yang family become a tool for his pursuit of power? Fortunately, you've returned now. Pack your things and move into the Yang residence immediately. Change your surname to Yang and inherit the position of family head." Hearing this news, Suyi was startled on the spot. The young city lord Suyi was about to become the head of the Yang family, but she felt somewhat surprised by her grandfather's arrangement. With her current strength, it would be difficult to convince everyone if she became the family head. It would be better to focus on her studies for now. After listening, her grandfather agreed that this was indeed the case. "You can take over the position of family head later. I'll feel more at ease then. From now on, the Yang family will be your backing." Not long after, as Suyi was about to leave the Yang residence, just as she walked out the main gate, she found Song Ju and Prince Chu Liang arriving at the Yang family's doorstep. They had heard that Suyi was at the Yang family and came over, fearing something might happen. Chu Liang's leg injury had now healed, thanks to Su Ye's efforts. Back to the matter at hand, they had come today for another reason, and they needed Su Ye's help. It concerned Lin Moyu. Chu Liang hadn't seen him for several days. When he sent someone to inquire, they found out he was actually in that kind of place. Upon hearing this, Su Yi was immediately shocked. They then rushed to Lu Chun Lane. Chu Liang had come to look once before and had seen Lin Moyu's figure from afar. But because he was a man, it would be better for Su Yi to handle this matter. Not long after, Lin Moyu walked out of the brothel carrying a bucket of water. Seeing his current state, it seemed he had suffered quite a bit. Moreover, his feet were bound, restricting his freedom. Seeing this situation, Su Yi asked Chu Liang to wait there, while she went to ask what exactly had happened. Seeing Su Yi coming to find him, Lin Moyu was very afraid. He immediately stepped back in fear. Crying, he explained to Su Yi that he hadn't done anything improper. Su Yi, of course, knew he wouldn't. What she wanted to know now was who had bullied him. According to Lin Moyu, he had been tricked into coming to Lu Chun Lane earlier and was forced to use his spiritual power to help middle-aged women in the brothel regain their youth. Now, those people had confined him here, wanting to rely on his spiritual power to maintain everyone's youth. They had also fed Lin Moyu aphrodisiacs. They used recording stones to capture his appearance at the time, using it as blackmail. After listening, Su Yi said, "What a bunch of heartless creatures. Why didn't you tell me when you encountered this?" Lin Moyu had intended to resolve it on his own, not wanting to trouble Su Yi because he was only Su Ye's servant. But Su Yi didn't see it that way. "You are my sister. Don't ever call yourself a servant again. I'll be your backing. If anyone from Lu Chun Lane dares to coerce you again, I'll deal with them for you." Su Ye's teammate Lin Moyu had been framed by someone's scheme. To help him escape successfully, they first needed to find the key to the chains on his feet, as well as that recording stone. But the place where these two items were kept was the most secretive location in Lu Chun Lane. Su Ye's plan was to have Chu Yang bring a woman with strong martial arts skills and a fiery temperament to her side. Then, she would pretend to offer a large sum to buy the woman back, using this method to enter that secret room. So, this strong and fiery woman would be played by Song Ju. It was unexpected to have another chance to see Song Ju transform into a cross-dressing master. After discussing the plan, they set out according to it. Su Yi told Lin Moyu to stay put and not to follow them no matter what. "You stay here and wait for us. We'll be back soon." Shortly after, Su Yi arrived at Lu Chun Lane. She pretended to ask the man at the entrance, "Did you take a girl named Schwer here?" Seeing a woman come to inquire about such matters, the man didn't bother to respond. Su Yi had no choice but to put on a crying act, saying, "That girl is my sister. She unintentionally offended the third prince and was sent here. I want to redeem her." However, a middle-aged woman nearby overheard and agreed to Su Ye's request. Then, to show her sincerity, Su Yi deliberately displayed her wealth to them. Upon seeing the gold leaves, the woman immediately became greedy. She then led Su Yi to a building. As soon as they entered, Su Yi noticed that the place was surrounded by barriers. Puzzled, she asked why these were set up. The woman said, "These were all set up for you, miss." Before Su Yi could react, the next second she was trapped by the barrier. Moreover, she couldn't summon the golden crow, green plant, or even Xuanwu. It seemed this barrier could also cut off the connection with contract beasts. Su Yi suddenly felt uneasy. The woman, seeing her goal achieved, prepared to leave. But after a few steps, the barrier trapped her as well. Su Yi then realized that this barrier wasn't set up by the woman before her. It must be the woman's accomplice, planning to kill everyone who entered the barrier. The woman was just a pawn. The woman was immediately terrified and hurriedly begged Su Yi for help. Seeing this, Su Yi asked her where the key to Lin Moyu's chains and the recording stone were, and who had set up this trap. To save her life, the woman had no choice but to reveal the location of the items and who set the trap. But she only mentioned a surname Lu before she met her demise. Su Yi immediately had an answer. It must be Lu Xianxian. But now only the 100 Flowers bell could be used. Su Yi vowed to break out and eliminate that little bitch. Su Yi had accidentally fallen into her enemy, Lu Xuanxuan's trap. To escape successfully, she had to break through this barrier. Su Ye's treasure, the 100 Flowers bell, could not only extend and retract, but also transform into hard objects. Currently, Lu Xuanxuan's abilities were nothing to worry about. Su Yi was fully confident she could break through this barrier. The next second, with a loud bang, the small barrier instantly collapsed. As the barrier was destroyed, Lu Xianxian coughed up blood. Seeing that her scheme had been exposed, she prepared to make a quick escape. But Su Ye's figure had already appeared behind her. With a single command, the flower spirit instantly grazed her cheek. "Stop running, Lu Xianxian. If you keep running, it'll be your eyeballs that get hurt next." Seeing this, Lu Xianxian hurriedly put away her tools and claimed, "I was just passing by." But Su Yi had seen through all her tricks. "Young Miss Lu, you're not going anywhere tonight." Then Su Yi slapped her with the flower spirit. But just then, 4 long swords fell straight in front of her, blocking Su Ye's attack. Clearly, they were Lu Xuanxuan's people, coming to her rescue at the critical moment. Unfortunately, Su Yi had no intention of letting her go just like that. She summoned the golden crow, green plants, and the Xuanwu divine beast, determined to take Lu Xuan's life tonight. At this moment, a barrier suddenly appeared, hindering her advance. Suyi looked at the Xuanwu divine beast beside her, surprised that it was the one who had cast the barrier. Xuanwu confidently assured her, "Don't worry, this Xuanwu barrier has extremely strong defensive capabilities. It will definitely be able to hold off that group of people." It was a case of good intentions gone wrong. This way, Lu Xianxian would escape, wouldn't she? Before long, Lu Chunlane had turned into complete chaos. Even the prince's secret guards were there. This meant that someone important had arrived. It didn't take much thinking to know that it must be the male lead. He pinned Su Yi against the wall and questioned, "Miss Su, where have you been? If you hadn't appeared, I was about to level this place to the ground." It turned out that the male lead had received news from Chu Liang that Su Yi had disappeared, which had frightened him into rushing here. Su Yi explained to him, "Do you know? I was almost harmed by that Lu Xianxian who has always admired you." After hearing this, the male lead said, "How dare she touch my person? It seems she's tired of living. Miss Su, are you hurt?" Upon learning that Su Yi was unharmed, the male lead immediately threw her over his shoulder, ready to go home. But Su Yi hadn't finished dealing with the situation here. She quickly told Phon to take care of the remaining matters and to settle Lin Moyu. One moment the prince had just carried Su Yi home. The next they were rolling onto the bed. The male lead felt it was all because of him that Su Yi had encountered so much trouble. "Miss Su, don't worry. I will handle this matter properly." As soon as he finished speaking, the male lead took off his upper garment, ready to make amends. Su Yi hurriedly said, "I think you'd better not make amends. This is all trivial." But the male lead paid no heed to that, giving her no chance to explain. Then they kissed just like that. This method of making amends was truly rare. It left me completely bewildered. Time passed to the next day. Soon, the alchemy competition at the academy was about to begin. At this time, Phon relayed a message saying that Song Ju, the young master of the Listening Wind Pavilion, had come to visit. As soon as Song Ju walked in, he saw the loving couple before him and doubted for a moment if he had come to the wrong place. When he sat down, the atmosphere immediately became awkward. The male lead broke the ice first, asking, "How are Lin Moyu and Chu Liang?" Song Ju informed them. Lin Moyu has been taken back to Chu Liang's residence to recuperate. He's out of danger now. At this point, Song Ju teased, "Did you hurt your neck last night?" The male lead suddenly appeared, confidently showing Song Ju the matching scar on his neck. Returning to the main topic, according to Song Ju, the Yang family's old patriarch had always been at odds with the prince. Back then, when the emperor wanted to show his gratitude by making Su Qing an honorary prince, the Yang family's old patriarch believed Su Qing had wild ambitions. He thought Su Qing would surely become a great disaster in the future, so he strongly opposed it. Now that the Yang family's old patriarch had returned to his position, and Su Yi was considered part of the Yang family, it was unclear what would happen next. The male lead was very puzzled as to why Song Ju knew so much. At this moment, Su Yi remembered something her mother had once said. If she ever encountered difficulties, she should go to the Listening Wind Pavilion to find her aunt. Her aunt's name was Yang Tingfeng. Coincidentally, Song Ju was from the Listening Wind Pavilion. Suya Sudendi réalisait. The Song Ju before her was actually her brother. Upon learning this, the male lead immediately poured a cup of tea for Song Ju. "So you're my brother-in-law. It's an honor to meet you." Actually, Song Ju had come today for another reason. He had received word that a ruthless character skilled in using poisons would also participate in the upcoming medicine refining competition. He cautioned Su Yi to be extra careful when the time came. The male lead expressed with delight. "So, brother-in-law came here specifically to ask me to go along to protect Miss Su, right?" "Indeed," Song Ju replied. Because he had to return to the Listening Wind Pavilion, he had to entrust the prince to take good care of Su Yi. However, the Yang family's old patriarch would also be there that day, so they should be more discreet. Song Ju had high hopes for Su Yi. He had even placed a bet in the academy's gambling pool that Su Yi would win. "So don't let me down, okay?" Su Yi confidently assured him, "Don't worry, I will definitely win." The young city lord, Su Yi, was preparing for the upcoming medicine refining competition. Currently, what troubled her most was how to use this Xuanwu cauldron. Xuanwu, as the contracted divine beast, was clueless at this moment. The prince found her anxious appearance quite adorable. Since Su Yi couldn't figure out the Xuanwu cauldron, the prince decided to help by calling over his personal physician, Guan Jing, for assistance. Guan Jing, who was in the middle of eating, felt annoyed at being suddenly summoned. But when he saw the legendary Xuanwu cauldron, he immediately fell in love with it. He even told Su Yi, "You've really found a treasure." After a careful examination, Guan Jing discovered the problem. This Xuanwu cauldron had passed through the hands of many alchemists, and a thick layer of residue had formed inside the furnace. This was the reason Su Yi couldn't successfully refine any pills. Guan Jing suggested thoroughly cleaning the Xuanwu cauldron inside and out and nurturing it with care to show the contractor's sincerity. This way, the pills would naturally be successfully refined. To successfully refine the pills, Su Yi had no choice but to follow his advice. In the blink of an eye, night fell. Su Yi had scrubbed the Xuanwu cauldron 3 times and infused it with spiritual power for over half an hour. It was now or never. Suddenly, with a loud boom, Su Yi successfully used this thing to refine a blood-stopping pill. On her first try, she had refined a lower-grade Xian rank pill. Su Yi was overjoyed. Now, there was hope for the upcoming medicine refining competition. Since she had successfully refined the pill, and it was getting late, the prince picked up Su Yi, intending to return to their room to sleep. However, Su Yi, with the competition approaching, wanted to spend some time studying alchemy, so she decided not to sleep with the prince. Surprisingly, the usually possessive prince nodded in agreement. Lying in bed, Su Yi thought about how strange the prince was acting today. But then she realized that without the prince's company, she felt empty inside. Time moved to the next day. Su Yi woke up from her slumber. At that moment, she suddenly realized she was lying in the prince's arms. She asked the prince what had happened. The prince explained to her, "It was you, Miss Su, who came to my room. You even said you weren't used to being without me by your side." Su Yi felt very confused. Could it be that she had sleepwalked? Accompanied by the judge's drum roll, the medicine refining competition officially began. The first round of the competition was limited to half an hour. Contestants needed to refine pills using the herbs in front of them. The final ranking would be based on the quality of the pills. Su Yi remained calm. Her Xuanwu cauldron needed to be preheated first, and she also had to channel some spiritual power into it. At the same time, Su Yi had a formidable opponent in this trial competition. It was the contestant called Manhwa standing before her. The cauldron he brought out was the second-ranked bone cauldron. Nanning, on the other hand, had brought out the 10th-ranked Qingying cauldron. Time was up. Su Yi summoned her Xuanwu cauldron. Everyone was surprised to see that it was the Yang family's Xuanwu cauldron. At the mention of the Yang family, the Yang family's old patriarch arrived at the competition site. Su Yi affectionately called out "grandfather." Only then did Nanning realize that Su Yi was from the Yang family. Soon after, Nanhua and Nanning were the first to finish refining their pills. Su Yi, however, hadn't completed hers yet. Nanning had refined an Earth-grade, lower-quality cultivation pill. Nanhuai's was an Earth-grade, middle-quality poison pill. To demonstrate the potency of this poison pill to everyone, Nanhuai threw it to a spirit beast to eat. As soon as the spirit beast swallowed it, it instantly grew enormous, its body engulfed in flames. Then the spirit beast let out a roar. It lunged towards Su Yi, but fortunately, it was blocked by Xuanwu's defensive wall. Nevertheless, it was clear that the poison pill's power was quite formidable. When Su Yi turned back, she found that her pill had already been refined. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a heaven-grade pill. Originally, there were 2, but because of the spirit beast's impact earlier, one had been ruined. Nan-in objected, saying it was impossible for Su Yi to refine a heaven-grade pill with her 3rd-rank cultivation. Nanhuai, also surprised, asked Su Yi where she had studied and for how long. The next second, someone shouted, "The prince has arrived." Everyone saw that it was the war god who had reclaimed the borderlands, Wan Yi, coming to visit. They all bowed in greeting. The prince walked straight to Su Yi. He had learned about today's competition and came specifically to take a look. He had also heard that there was a once-in-a-century genius at the Imperial Academy. When he came closer to look, he realized, "Oh, it's Miss Su who treated my illness." The Yang family's old patriarch learned from the prince's words that his granddaughter was actually his lifesaver. This news shocked everyone present. Su Yi had to explain that she had only helped the prince a little in Xianyue City. It was the prince's first time meeting Su Ye's grandfather. He praised the old Yang patriarch in front of him, saying he had taught well, and that Su Yi was truly an exceptional young lady. But the old Yang patriarch replied, "Our Yi is naturally good. Otherwise, so many noble families wouldn't have arranged marriages with us." The prince was puzzled. What marriages? Su Yi was also puzzled. She had no idea about any marriage arrangement. She guessed that her grandfather probably just didn't like the prince and was making things up. Subsequently, the second round of the medicine refining competition began. Each participant had to choose a spirit beast to detoxify. The method was unrestricted, and the one who used the least time would win. Su Ye's choice was a spirit bird. Just as she was about to reach for it, the male infant snatched it away. Su Yi couldn't be bothered to argue with him. He was just a defeated opponent, after all. At this moment, she saw a large hamster lying on the ground, barely alive. Without hesitation, she chose it. She immediately took out the 100 flowers pill she had just refined. The hamster took a few bites and instantly revived to full health. This allowed Su Yi to quickly complete the second round of the competition. Manhwa followed closely behind, also completing the trial. If it weren't for the Xuanwu cauldron, Su Yi might have lost to him this time. On the contrary, Nanine, who had just snatched the spirit beast from Su Yi, wasn't so lucky. The spirit bird he chose kept attacking him. Su Yi had almost chosen that bird. Fortunately, he had snatched it away. However, the spirit beast used in the competition shouldn't have been aggressive. Wait, could it be that you did this? It turned out that Nanhwa had already seen through Nan Yin's scheme. He had switched the crazed divine beast. That's why Su Yi was able to win first place in the written test so smoothly. He congratulated Su Yi and also mentioned, "The marriage arrangement your grandfather spoke of includes me as well." Nanhwa meant that he had a marriage arrangement with Su Yi, and apparently, he wasn't the only one. At this moment, the prince also came over to congratulate her, saying, "Congratulations on your victory, Miss Su." Upon learning about Su Ye's marriage arrangement with Nanhwa, the protective prince became instantly furious. He stood in front of Su Yi and said, "You stay away from her." Then he immediately turned and left with Su Yi. But Nanhwa wouldn't let Su Yi leave, because every year, the top performers in the medicine refining competition had to enter the palace to meet the emperor. So this year, it was Su Ye's turn. Upon learning this, Su Yi became very nervous. She hadn't expected that she would have to meet the emperor. Young city lord Su Yi, because she had won first place in the medicine refining competition held at the academy, was here today to meet the emperor, as per custom. Additionally, people from other families had also arrived here. Because Su Ye's grandfather had done the emperor a favor, the emperor wanted to arrange a marriage for her as soon as they met. And the match was actually the emperor's fifth prince, named Chu Huan. Arranging a marriage at their first meeting, the emperor was being too hasty. Moreover, this fifth prince showed no signs of objection. Su Yi sensed something unusual. She recalled a warning from Songju earlier, saying that the emperor was about to do something unfavorable to Su Qing. Clearly, the emperor's actions were intentional and had ulterior motives. She decisively rejected the emperor's goodwill, saying that her birth mother had already arranged a marriage for her while she was alive. The emperor expressed doubt, asking which family she had a marriage arrangement with. Su Yi thought for a moment. The only one she knew of was Nanhwa. She was afraid that if she mentioned it, she might be betrothed on the spot. That would be disastrous. Seeing Su Ye's troubled expression, the three men beside her all told the emperor that they had marriage arrangements with Su Yi. The emperor, hearing this, thought they were just putting on a show. To help her out of the predicament, Songju, as Su Ye's cousin, had to be the first to request the emperor to give him a fair chance to compete. Seeing that all three major families had marriage arrangements with Su Yi, the emperor couldn't afford to offend any of them. In the end, he had no choice but to let the matter of marriage drop. That was a close call. Su Yi had almost been betrothed to the fifth prince by the emperor. Fortunately, Songju came to her aid just in time. However, the fifth prince was quite displeased. He specifically came to advise Su Yi, saying, "There are many alchemists in the Eternal Continent. Don't get carried away and forget your place." Su Yi hurriedly explained to him that she meant no offense. She simply felt she wasn't worthy of the fifth prince. The fifth prince replied with a cold sneer, "Of course you're not worthy of me. It's good that you know your place." Not long after, Su Yi returned to the prince's mansion and told Prince Su Qing about this incident. In fact, the emperor's apparent intention was nothing more than to arrange a marriage alliance between the Yang family and the royal family. The prince, being half a member of the royal family himself, suggested, "Why don't you marry me, Miss Sue?" So he didn't know how to respond for a moment. She made an excuse that it was getting late and prepared to usher him out of the room. The prince was confused. "Miss Sue, you've already finished the competition. Why you still want to sleep separately from me?" Sui had to find another excuse, saying she needed to help Songju and Injan research an antidote. And so, she managed to send him away. At this moment, the prince was at a loss. He thought to himself that he should propose marriage as soon as possible, to keep all those outsiders at bay.